It's a good day to start something new. To brush away gray
and 12.375 times 4 is 49.5, so we are officially ahead of pace, just barely. And we're going to let Cameron Haynes get the first. Thor Herring puts that one in play. No, don't, oh, come on, come on. Why, dude? Why? Come on, man. It's incredible. Like, we turned so many double plays in the first attempt, and we just cannot turn one here. We're hitting much better, but I would love more power-ups. We really need some. Okay, Wayne Pittman puts the ball in play. Let's go. Jay Green gets it to Marcellus Marks. Gonna run down Quentin Driver. Double play, finally. Let's go. Henry Deshane rips that one, and it will be not quite out of here. He has the speed to get to third, though, no doubt about it. Can he make it home? He's going to be rounding third, and he'll make it. He'll definitely make it. Inside the park home run for Henry Deshane, 52-0. Ken Griffey Jr. lifts that one, and Claire Nelson will not have the speed to get there. Okay, that was very close, but going to be a single for Ken Griffey Jr. Oh, why did I go for that? I don't know what I'm doing. Claire Nelson will probably make that play. Out number one. I got greedy. Another one. What am I doing? This is not good. And Ivan King's going to make this play. Yikes. It's back-to-back pop flies. Marcellus Marks rips this one. That falls in. That'll be good. Ken Griffey Jr. is slow, man. I want to get him to third. Please get to third. Please get to third. Oh, no. Victoria Schamberg has a good arm. She has a good arm. Oh, no. Oh, he makes it. Oh, my goodness. The umpires are on our side. That's the third close call that we've gotten away with. That could have ended the inning right there. Very fortunate, and I want to use the screaming line drive here. Might be too early, I know, but I hate these two-out situations. Especially with our slower players on board, I don't want to do it. So, I'm going to use the screaming line drive to get an inside-the-park home run for Barry Bond. And Nomar puts it into the gap. Right over Victoria Schamberg's head. Great hit. Nomar now rounding third. Can he make it home? I think he will. Let's go. Inside the park home run for Nomar Garcia-Parra. 56-0. And Pablo is now 9 for 9. Dead center home run. Dead center home run for nerfed Pablo Sanchez on line drive power. 9 for 9. I think this is literally the best hitting performance I've ever had with any player. 9 consecutive hits, line drive power, including 4 home runs, and that dead center one, and he's nerfed. He's down to 9 out of 10 batted, and he just did that. Incredible. I don't think I've ever hit a dead center piss missile duke like that on Ekman Acres. I think that's literally my first time ever having a hit like that. That's insane. And Julie Dunkel rips that one up the middle. Should be an inside the park home run. 58 zip. Henry Deshane rips that one. Probably gonna be a single though. Yeah, just show me something I haven't seen. Oh God, no! Come on, miss it. And they finally miss it. Let's go. Henry Deshane heading home. Let's go. 59-0. I knew it would happen eventually. Ken Griffey Jr. rips it. His first outside the park home run, I think, today. Let's go. Ironically, we are actually hitting far more home runs using line drive power exclusively than we did in the last game. Although that could be just because they're giving us better pitches because their stamina is low. Jay Green, probably just going to be a single here, actually. Yeah, good throw in. Just going to be a single. Leah Wayne, somehow just 4 for 8. How is that even possible? She had some pop flies, I'm pretty sure, but it still seems low. That's a good one right there. Jay Green's going to get the second. Let's send him to third. He'll make it to third easily. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. And I think I'm going to use another power-up. I'm going to use an undergrounder this time. Got to use him in these 2-out situations. Got to leave runners aboard. Well, Leia's going to go for second. And Cameron Haynes just lets it rip again. I just cannot believe it. It just keeps happening. Actually, no, that's Wayne Pittman. Sorry. Wayne Pittman at catcher. And I think he's actually been a catcher the entire game. So Cameron Haynes and Wayne Pittman at third and catcher, I think, are the only players for the Rangers who have not thrown a pitch yet. I wonder why they're not sending them in. That is super weird. Okay, so it's Cameron Haynes at catcher and then Wayne Pittman at third. And And they have not moved the entire game, so that's why we're able to, put the cheese plays on them, because they're just not moving. Wayne Pittman is actually a decent pitcher, despite his low rating. I don't know why they're not sending him in. They just keep rotating between Ivan King and Dana Sakula. Full count now for Ivan King. He got away with that one, but they're going to send in Dana Sakula to try to get the final strike. And Marcellus Marks rips it, but that is right to Thor Herring. 10 runs. I think we might be slightly behind pace now. 61 runs in 5 innings. Heidi Thurman puts that one in play. No! Julie, come on! Julie Dunkel's just too fast. Victoria Schamberg can make it easy for us right here, though. Flip it to Marcellus. Chase down Ivan. Another double play. Pretty much the entire game we've either been slightly ahead of pace or slightly below pace. We are slightly below now. We really got to have another great inning. Like one that just gives us a cushion. And that's not a good way to start. 1 out. Nomar puts that one in play. Gonna be a single. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Pablo's streak ends. He was at 9 consecutive hits, and now Ivan King has forced 2 outs, and we have not scored a run yet. This is not good. We cannot choke away the pace we were on. Julie Dunkel puts that one in the dirt. Nomar is going to head to third. Finally a hit. Henry DeShane has been hitting well today, but I'm going to use an undergrounder here. I cannot allow them to put up a 0. We need runs. We need runs, and we need runs badly. That'll stay inside the park, but I think everyone should make it home, actually. Henry's got the speed, and you know what? Yeah, let's just go for it. Okay, inside the park, home run off the undergrounder for Henry DeShane. We at least score a few runs there. Ken Griffey Jr. puts that one on the ground. Oh, he is slow, but Thor Herring's slower. Griffey makes it to first. So from now on, anytime we have 2 runners on, 2 or more runners on in a 2-out situation, I'm going to use a power-up. Because we are cutting it very close. We are slightly behind pace. We cannot leave any runs on board. If we leave 1 aboard, that's whatever, but if we leave 2 or more, that's really bad. And Jay Green puts that one on the ground. Ken Griffey Jr. needs to get to second. Come on, man. Come on, get there. Get there. Ooh! The 4th close call of the game. And we get away with it. Wow. We are flying by the skin of our teeth. Gonna use another power up here. And Ken Griffey Jr. has just been low on stamina this entire game. So I don't know what his deal is, but his base running has been a liability, so it's going to be good to get him off the base path. Jay Green's coming home, and I think we can send Leia home too. Send them both home. Another inside the park home run off an undergrounder. Marcellus Marks, and thankfully they're backed up far enough that that will not be a fly out. Marcellus Marks going to capitalize off the bad throw. Let's make it a second. Let's go. And he is safe. Barry Bonds worries me for some reason. I don't know why. Going to try grounder power with him. Okay, smart hit. Oh, but they came in shallow for Barry Bonds. That's weird. I wonder why they did that. Nomar worries me too. Gonna use the screaming line drive. This is why you get the power-ups. And Marcellus is gonna come home. Barry Bonds is gonna come home. So we still have a bunch of power-ups on deck. We are at 69-0. If we could break 70 in this inning, that would be really good. And Pablo Sanchez puts that one in play. Definitely going to use another power up here to put us hopefully over 70. Man, yeah, all these power ups, great investments. This is why you turn the double plays. Ground rule double. Only going to score 1 because it was ruled a ground rule double, but we crossed 70. I think we are officially ahead of pace now. We have used up all of our undergrounders. So next time we're on defense, got to turn a couple more double plays, but we are doing a good job now. Yeah, it was looking scary when we started off this inning with no runs and 2 outs, but we're putting together a good rally thanks to all these power-ups. Another screaming line drive, and this should put us at least 72. Julie Dunkel's coming home. She's the 72nd run. Gonna send Henry to third, and yeah, he'll stay at third. Actually, you know what? Let's go for it. He can beat him home. There we go, 73-0. Gotta love having that speed, and we still have at least 1 more screaming line drive. Man, we really stacked a lot of those. Oh, Ken Griffey Jr. This should be the final out. Oh no, cannot get to the bag. Incredible. This is the importance of putting the ball in play on the ground. You wear them out, and their stamina is already so bad. their speed is already so low. That's what you got to do. Jay Green and Claire Nelson will not get there in time. Very close. Ken Griffey Jr., gosh, what is with his stamina, dude? Oh, I want to get Jay Green to third. Come on. Okay, Ken Griffey Jr., this is going to be close. Sprint, Ken Griffey. Sprint. Come on. Please get there. No! Oh, are you kidding me? What is with Ken Griffey Jr.'s speed? And we are finally burned on a close play. I think we are very close to being on pace now, which is good, but that was a missed opportunity. I got greedy. And it's crazy how Jay Green's stamina has gotten so low when all he's done is just throw slow balls and intentional walk pitches all game, but even these players don't have perfect stamina. Claire Nelson puts that one in play. Wow, look how low their stamina is. Marcel's going to be able to run her down. Double play. Kim Raines puts that one in play. Jay Green flip it to Marcellus. 3 outs. For that. Why did I go for that? That's an inside pitch. What am I doing? I cannot be doing this right now. Quick outs. This is really bad. This is not the time to be choking the game away. We only have one more inning, basically. This is the bottom of the 7th. This and the bottom of the 8th. That's all we have left. We need to score 26 more runs. Okay, Barry Bonds puts that one in play. Why are they playing in for Barry Bonds? That's just concerning. It's like they know something I don't. Nomar puts it in play, and he should make it to first. There we go, runners at the corners. And unfortunately, we have to extinguish another power-up. I just keep getting myself in these 2-out situations, but do what you got to do to win. I am not coming this close just to have to run it back again. No way. Pablo's going to make it to second. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Ooh. Close call. And we have more screaming line drives, but that last play nearly ended the inning with just 1 run scored. But Julie has another one here. Pablo's going to get to third. Wow, great throw in. And Pablo is going to make it home. Come on, let's go, Pablo. And we still have more screaming line drives. That's incredible. I don't know how many the game gave us, but definitely very generous. Henry DeShane, not quite out of here. It's like our bats are slowly losing their power as well. Very interesting. But he is going to score no problem. Going to be 78-0. And Ken Griffey Jr. not quite out of here. He's out of here. Let's go. Almost at 80. Very clutch. Jay Green rips that. And that will be foul. Oh, man. So close to being. Jay Green puts that one in play. Going to be a single most likely. Our 80th run is. And that is out there to Claire Nelson, but she is not going to make a play on it. Leo Wayne heading to second. Jay's heading to third. We got to gas up Jay next time he's pitching. And he's not going to make it home. Will he make it home? Will he make it home? Come on. Let's go, Jay. Let's go. 80 runs. He's going to get the juice box next time he's pitching. Marcellus Marks rips that one. Leo Wayne heading to third. And I think we're going to send her home. Let's go. Going to be 81-0. Oh, miss this throw. Miss this throw. Miss this throw. Come on, please. Let's go. Marcellus, get to third. There we go, kid. Barry Bonds rips that one. Let's go. Let's go. 82nd run.
The enemy. And all the while, you were vacuuming. Or there's more to imagine when you listen.
Under Armour knows athletes.
It showcases every ounce of what an athlete is.
Oh boy, it's really going to come down to our last inning at bat. That is insane. Got to get at least one more power up as security. I really did not want it to come down to this. This is the last thing I wanted. I wanted to coast through, have like one monster inning, but it is literally going to come down to our last chance at bat. And Thor Herring puts it in play. Gonna be another double play. Wow. Okay, there's the insurance. I'm gonna gas up. Very smart here. We either got more Screaming Line drives or we got more aluminum powers. We have to score 17 runs. Another foul ball. Ivan King is going to war with Pablo Sanchez. But Pablo Sanchez rips that one. It's going to land safely. It's going to be a single for Pablo. And Cameron Haynes and Wayne Pittman still have yet to take the mound, by the way. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the manager is doing, but their only fresh arms still have yet to take the mound. Cameron and Wayne just to stay at third and catcher, respectively. Okay, we do have 2. We have no outs yet. I'm not going to use a power-up yet. Oh, no. Please land. And there's out number 1, but we could still score. This is really bad, but we're going to at least score 1. And you know what? Henry, come home too. No. Oh my gosh, we can't even score 2. Jay Green rips that one into the gap. Great hit. That's why we gassed him up. And he should make it to at least third here. Bats in 1 run. And you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's go home. Come on, Jay Green. Put us at 8. Just showing off the that's on line drive power. Power swing. Clear defense. Problem. They just rotating Ivan and Dana. Ivan has thrown 90 pitches. Marcellus Marks. Do we have an Oppo Taco? Let's go. Oh, not quite out of here. He's going to get to second. But my goodness, man, that was so close. Barry Bonds rips that one. Look at that. Absolute monster. On line drive power, we get to 89. Oh, no. Come on. Ooh, that's into the gap. Ooh, very close. Nomar is going to hopefully get to second here. Oh, no. This is going to be close. Get there. Whoa, no way. No way. And the ump gives us that one. Wow. We are cutting it so close. Pablo Sanchez, and that will be into the gap. 90th run coming home. Pablo going to second. And that ball is stuck. Ground rule double. Julie Dunkel. That's out of here. 92-0. Every home run you've seen today is line drive power. Henry DeShane. And that is close, but not quite. Henry DeShane is going to make it to second. Look at the speed. Ken Griffey Jr. And that's going to be over Heidi's head. Let's go. Holy cow. But now Ken Griffey Jr. is on first. He's been slow all day for some reason. I'm worried about him, but we get to 93. Okay, what do we do here? Ivan King at 99 pitches. Best case scenario here is that Jay sends it out. And he does just that. Let's go. 95-0. I just don't know why for the last several innings it was kept on rotating Dana and Ivan. It just makes no sense. We have not seen Thor Herring in forever. Although, this could be out number 2, but no, Leia gets there in time. Oh my goodness. Horrible throw. We're going to take an extra base. Marcellus Marks, and that stays fair. Ground rule double. Going to score another run. Barry Bonds into the gap. Let's go. Marcellus is going to score. Barry Bonds is run number 98. Can he get home? Claire Nelson does not have the speed to throw that back in time. Let's go. 98-0. I think we're going to let Nomar Garciaparra do the honors. Aluminum power to get to 99 runs. Challenge almost completed. We got to, have one defensive stand, but we just scored 99 runs. What an inning. A rally with just 1 out. Wow. I cannot believe it was this tense. I'm going to exhaust all these power-ups because, you know, I never leave a power-up to go to waste. Another dinger for Pablo, and that was just a 2-time use of aluminum power, so good thing we didn't have to use them at all. Julie Dunkel with the rip on the screaming line drive. Base is inside the park home run, 101-0. Henry Deshane rips it. Pretty much the exact same place, actually. That makes sense. You know, Henry Deshane and Julie Dunkel are clones of each other. Henry heading to third, and I think this will probably work out the exact same way. Henry comes home, 102-0. Ken Griffey Jr. in the exact same spot. That is 3 hits to the exact same spot. That's hilarious. And just Ken Griffey Jr., his stamina has been so low all game long. He will make it to second, though. And we have another screaming line drive. Look how many screaming line drives we've saved up. I think we've hit more than 10 screaming line drives throughout this game. And that's it for our power-ups. So we are just going to, you know, as a formality, we are going to bunt this one out. And they might not be able to do anything about this. Wow, yeah. I mean, jeez. I feel bad. So a bunt here will likely provoke a double play, and I really don't want that. I don't want to, you know, give them a power-up hit, because that could ruin this whole thing. So grounder for Marcellus Mark, because they're probably going to get Ken Griffey Jr. out running home. And, yep, okay. 1 out left to go. It's going to be Barry Bonds, who had a much better game today. He had some sort of silent buff, we don't know what it was, but 20 runs in that last inning to cross 99. Just got to finish it out here on defense. Ivan King, the beneficiary of 2 of the 6 walks today, but they were all necessary to get the necessary power-ups. Well, the crazy thing is we really didn't even need to stack the power-ups to finish that game off. We definitely could have scored the 99th run without the aluminum power, but just wanted it to look cool. But man, that was probably the most clutch hitting of my life in that last inning there. I was feeling it. I was in the zone. I had to be.
You got that right. Woo.
Right to Jay Green, out number 2. And Victoria Schamberg puts the ball in play. That's gonna be it. We win 102-0, and we complete the 99-0 challenge with errors turned off at Ekman Acres, one of the deepest parks in the game. Crazy. So here are the stats if you want to see them. I think Pablo, 14 of 15 was the MVP, although Henry Deshane, 14 of 14 as well. Actually, both Pablo and Henry had 6 home runs, although I think all of Pablo's were outside of the park. So he was just impressive considering that he had a nerf to his batting and still ripped all those home runs over the fence. Julie Dunkel actually had the most with 7, and Marcellus Marks only had 1 home run, so that's pretty crazy. But man, pitching was of course an afterthought. We were mainly going for walks, but wow, what a freaking game. And we complete round 2 of the 99-0 challenge. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
In need of some retail therapy? Pop Shelf has you covered. Come on, let's go. The thing about Pop Shelf is I always find what I need and what I didn't know I needed. There's no better feeling than entering a Pop Shelf store. It's so bright and well organized. Nicks and raw sugar. They're me so obsessed with these. And look at these toys. I wish I...
Backyard Baseball 2003 content is back on the channel, and since it's been so long since our last series playthrough of Backyard Baseball, I figure I should just jump into a quick recap to catch everybody up to speed, especially if you're a new viewer. So in our first season playthrough of Backyard Baseball 2003, I took over the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and I basically built a super team. My roster featured Nomar Garcia Parra, Ichiro, Randy Johnson, Ken Griffey Jr., Pablo Sanchez, Ahmed Anamir, Keisha Phillips, and Pete Wheeler. We were without a doubt the most overpowered team in the league, and it showed because we finished with a perfect record, 14-0 in the regular season, and went undefeated in the playoffs, finishing with a total combined record of 21-0, the first immaculate season in league history. And so with that level of success, especially with my first year in the league as manager, obviously we won a lot of fans, but we also picked up a lot of haters as well. But no hater was bigger than league commissioner Mr. Clanky. Mr. Clanky has been around for a really long time, and he obviously didn't take too kindly to a newcomer coming into the league and just taking everything over like that. So in the next offseason, Mr. Clanky did something completely unprecedented in the history of the league, and he basically booted me from my own team. So not only were the Tampa Bay Devil Rays heading enter the 9 worst players in the Backyard Baseball 2003 game based on their skill point totals. And that first season with the Monsters, the second overall season in our playthrough, was rough. We lost our first 13 games in a row, including a loss to our former team, the Devil Rays, and the eventual World Series champion, the Junior Bombers. But we miraculously won our last game of the season to finish 1-13 and narrowly avoided the complete disgrace of becoming the first winless team in the history of the Backyard Baseball League. Now, a big reason why we were able to win a game and even remain competitive in some games at all was because of breakout superstar pitcher Thor Herring. You see, Thor Herring cannot hit and he can't run either, but he is very, very good at just one thing, and that's pitching. Discovering Thor Herring as one of the biggest diamonds in the rough, buried deep in the trenches of the Backyard Baseball 2003 game code, was absolutely the highlight of that second season playthrough. As despite the fact that he's only rated a 6 out of 10 at pitching, which is not great, it's just a decent rating, I actually threw as many strikeouts in that season with Thor Herring as I did with Randy Johnson in my first season as Tampa Bay Devil Rays manager. So even though his horrible win-loss record and his inflated ERA due to poor fielding screwed him out of chances of winning Best Pitcher award for that season, I was looking really optimistic heading into next season with Thor Herring remaining as my starting pitcher. And there were more reasons to be optimistic than just keeping Thor on the team, as our 2 lowest rated players, Ivan King and Quentin Driver, quit the team and quit baseball entirely. And plus on top of that, Claire Nelson, who was our backup pitcher that season, decided to leave the team in free agency, which leaves 3 open spots on our roster to fill. And obviously there aren't many players in this league that are worse than any of the players featured on this Monsters team, so no matter who we got to fill in those 3 spots, they're probably going to be at least a small improvement at whatever position they chose. But the offseason following season 2 was yet another offseason filled with massive drama throughout the league. I mentioned that a team called the Junior Bombers went on to win the World Series. This is one of the most stacked hitting teams in the history of the league, featuring players like Jay Green, Leo Wayne, and Julie Dunklin. In fact, after the World Series, the team was investigated for use of performance-enhancing drugs, although despite all suspicions, all the players tested clean. But the Bombers actually took down the Devil Rays in a very tight 3-2 series. So despite the fact that the Devil Rays were assigned a new manager, who was actually Backyard Basketball League color commentator Barry Daed, and they finished slightly worse in the regular season, finishing with a 10-4 record, the Devil Rays clearly still maintained a lot of their greatness, and a narrow loss in the World Series should have only been a minor setback heading into the next season. But I don't think anybody suspected what would be happening next. During the offseason, it was revealed that Tampa Bay Devil Rays manager Barry Daed was having an affair with Mr. Clanky's mom. Now, not only are robot-human relationships outlawed in our state, but clearly this was completely out of bounds in terms of moral decorum. Mr. Clanky flew into a fit of rage, which was obviously justified, but he went absolutely nuclear on Barry Daed and the Devil Rays. Not only was Barry Daed banned for life from the Backyard Baseball League, but he also had to resign from his job as Backyard Basketball League color commentator. But that wasn't all. Mr. Clanky shut down the Devil Rays entirely. That's right, just 2 seasons removed from having the first immaculate season in the history of the Backyard Baseball League, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays were no more, meaning that all 9 players on the Devil Rays would now be free agents, and there would now be a supplemental emergency draft for the first time in over 20 years. And obviously there was a ton of hype heading into this supplemental draft. Since the 9 former Tampa Bay Devil Rays players are all up for grabs, the worst 9 teams in the league were entered into the lottery. And of course, the Mighty Monsters, my team, having the worst record in the league, meant that we had the best odds to secure the number 1 pick, which basically guaranteed our pick of Pablo Sanchez. In the same way that whoever got the number 1 pick in the 2003 NBA draft was guaranteed LeBron James, and how whoever got the number 1 pick in the 2023 NBA draft was guaranteed to land Victor Wembanyama, everyone knew heading into this supplemental draft that whoever secured the number 1 overall pick got Pablo Sanchez. But it shouldn't have come as any surprise that Mr. Clanky would pull some more shenanigans heading into next season, because despite having the best odds to win the number 1 overall pick, being the worst team in the league in terms of win-loss ratio last season, we did not secure the number 1 overall pick in the supplemental draft. We didn't even get the 2nd pick, or the 3rd pick. We fell to pick number 4. We got screwed, and the supplemental draft results went as follows. The Kansas City Royals, who finished 3-11 last season, landed the number 1 pick, and so of course, they drafted Pablo Sanchez. The Atlanta Braves, who finished 4-10, drew pick number 2, and they went with Ken Griffey Jr. The Los Angeles Dodgers, who went 3-11 last season, drew pick number 3, and they decided to go with Pete Wheeler. As I already said, pick number 4 went to us, and I decided to go with a bit of a wild card. I picked Ahmed Khan. Now this might come as a bit of a surprise to y'all, considering that when I played as the Devil Rays, Ahmed Khan was probably not even one of the top 5 assess the Mighty Monsters team needs. And for example, one spot where we actually are secure is pitcher. We have Thor Herring. We don't need another pitcher, so therefore we weren't going to draft Randy Johnson even though he's still available on the board. I wanted a pure power hitter, and Ahmed Khan obviously lands into that category. And it especially helps that we were playing at a stadium like Parks Department 2, which is one of the most shallow fields in the game, so Ahmed Khan could rack up home runs like nobody's business playing at this field. And so with pick number 5, the St. Louis Cardinals drafted Randy Johnson, and he'll probably start for them immediately. The Green Hornets at pick number 6 went with Keisha Phillips. Nomar Garciaparra was drafted by the Detroit Tigers at pick number 7. Ichiro was drafted by the White Sox at pick number 8. And Amir Khan was drafted last at pick number 9 by the San Francisco Giants. So even though we fell to the 4th overall pick despite being the worst team in the league last season, picking up Ahmed was still a massive upgrade for our team. And the immediate post-draft league standings projections had us finishing at about 5-9 or 6-8 or so, with being a long shot wildcard team being the most optimistic projections for us with Ahmed added onto the team. But y'all need to remember that I've quickly become one of the best managers in the Backyard Baseball League for a reason, and I certainly wasn't done with negotiations, let's just say that. You'll see in this team photo that there are 2 question marks, and that's because there are 2 players on our roster that I have yet to reveal. So like I said, Amir Khan was picked with the last pick in the supplemental draft heading to the San Francisco Giants. But remember that Amir Khan loves playing with his older brother, and in fact when he's on the same team as his older brother, he even tries to mimic his older brother's hitting style. And so for the past 2 seasons, obviously Amir has been playing with his older brother on the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. So when Amir learned that he'd been drafted by the Giants and would thus be separated from his older brother, he threw a fit. He refused to show up to Giants training camp, refused to sign a contract, and basically pulled an Eli Manning, and he said that he would not play in the Backyard Baseball League in this upcoming season unless he was placed on the same team as his older brother, the Mighty Monsters. And so it took a few negotiations, trading away some future picks and also some cash, but I was able to push the deal through, and Amir Khan is now the newest member of the Mighty Monsters. I got both the Khans. And this is huge because it means we just added another excellent hitter to the team, because as I alluded to just a while ago, and as you would know if you've played Backyard Baseball before, when Amir Khan is placed in the same team as Ahmed Khan, he gets a significant batting boost, and he gets boosted to 10 out of 10 batting to match his older brother's 10 out of 10 batting rate, which means that we have instantly added 2 10 out of 10 batters to this team. But if you think that that's an impressive upgrade, just wait, because we're not done yet. Remember that Pete Wheeler was selected 3rd overall and was heading to the Los Angeles Dodgers. And we all know that Pete Wheeler, despite how much we all love him, is a little out to lunch, shall we say. And this sort of behavior does extend to his family. Remember guys, this is a little league, so it's not as organized as a professional organization. And so no matter what happens during the offseason, all players have to re-register with the Little League and pay a registration fee before the regular season starts. And so naturally everyone was kind of surprised when Pete Wheeler's name did not show up on the registry at the start of spring training. And it didn't take us very long to find out that Pete Wheeler's parents had basically forgotten to sign him up for next season. And so this is where I came into play. Because Pete Wheeler's parents are so hard to get a hold of because neither of them own a cell phone, the league had to call the emergency contact on Pete Wheeler's prior registration forms. And that name was... guess who? And so I wheeled and dealed a little bit more, sent them some picks and some more cash, which means that we just landed Pete Wheeler to round out the Mighty Monsters roster. Talk about an off-season upgrade. Claire Nelson leaves us in free agency, Ivan King and Quentin Driver quit the league, and we just casually fill the 3 remaining roster spots with the Khan brothers and Pete Wheeler. These upgrades obviously sent shockwaves throughout the league, and so now our projections have been upgraded not just to long-shot wildcard team, but potential division winner favorite. Now I will take the time now to make a brief production note. Since my last season playthrough of Backyard Baseball, I've switched computers, so I wasn't able to carry the identical season file from season 2 over into this new season 3 file, which means that unfortunately some changes have occurred throughout the league. I have learned how to mod the game in some ways, such as setting custom lineups and changing all of the custom team colors and names. That stuff's pretty easy to figure out. When it comes to stuff like schedules, assigning home fields, and even replacing entire pro teams, that's stuff that's still very complicated and very difficult for me to do. So you will see that there have been some changes in division structure, and some of the pro teams from the last season of Backyard Baseball have been replaced with different teams. And we'll briefly go through some of the more relevant teams that have changed their names. So remember, like I said, Pablo Sanchez was drafted by the Kansas City Royals, but they are now the Cleveland Indians. And Ichiro was drafted by the White Sox, but they are now the Twins. And so this is just an unfortunate byproduct of, again, me having to change computers and not being that great at modding the game. Now, obviously, with all this shrewd wheeling and dealing and these massive upgrades we made to the Mighty Monsters roster, Mr. Clanky, for whatever reason, is still really pissed at us. I don't even know what I did to the guy, but he just really hates me for some reason. Now, if you remember last season, our one win was against our division rivals, the Oakland Athletics. And Mr. Clanky was so upset that we won even just one game against a division rival that he decided to change our division, and so now we've moved to the AL Central. But wait, it gets even more ridiculous. Mr. Klinke also determines the regular season schedules for every team ahead of the season, and he decided to pull a fast one on us by assigning all of our divisional games at the very start of the season. And this could have crucial playoff implications, because if we do poorly in divisional play, our playoff chances and the entire outcome of our season might be decided before the season's even half over. But wait, it gets even better, because we're in the AL Central with the Tigers, the Twins, and the Indians. All three of those teams drafted former Devil Rays players. The Tigers got Nomar Garciaparra, the Twins got Ichiro, and the Indians got Pablo Sanchez. So yes, that means we will be playing either Nomar, Ichiro, or Pablo in all of our first 6 games of the season. Mr. Klinke knows how to mess with us. So truth be told, I can't even really give an honest prediction as to how this season will go. We've upgraded so much talent, but with our really tough division schedule, I don't think anybody can give an accurate assessment as to how the Mighty Monsters will do this season. But I guess that leaves us with nothing to do other than jumping into this first game of the regular season and getting it all started.
At Friendly Diamonds, ethical isn't a trend, it's a lifestyle. Serving lab diamonds and earth pine jewelry to our growing community of 10,000 plus customers for 7 plus years. Up to 55% off on lab diamond jewelry. Shop now.
Rogaine. Keep your head in the game.
Bunches of Oats presents Mute Button.
Jim, you're on mute.
Jim, you're muted.
People who eat bunches of oats can actually find the mute button. Don't just eat oats. Eat honey bunches of oats.
I believe I saw men with pistons at
Also
the club
to
last
show
night.
really quickly here that the gameplay settings have not changed since the last season. As usual, all games will be 6 innings on hard difficulty, which is the maximum difficulty in this game. Swing spot and pitch locator are both off and errors are on. Our first game of the season is going to be on the road at Ekman Acres visiting the Detroit Tigers. And if y'all watched last season, you'll remember that we had a pretty brutal loss here. We also have no boosts or nerfs aside from Amir Khan's usual boost that he receives when playing on the same team as Ahmed. For the Detroit Tigers, obviously Nomar Garciaparra has slotted in as their new starting shortstop. Stuart Sullivan, their starting catcher, and their leadoff batter is also insanely fast. And they don't really have any big boosts or nerfs to report. Nomar Garciaparra has a small decrease to his pitching stats, but that probably is not going to matter anyway. And so without further ado, let's get this season started. Mighty Monsters versus the Detroit Tigers, opening game and opening of division play. Pete Wheeler is going to be facing off against Edgar French. We're going to put him on line drive power. And of course, the strategy with Pete Wheeler is going to be just get him on base and steal. This is a deep fly out to the center fielder. It's probably going to get caught, but it's dropped. And Pete Wheeler looks like he's going to make it to second off the air. Hey, I'm not going to complain about that. Victoria Schamberg is coming up next, and her only role is to get Pete to third. That's why we're going to have him stealing. So even if Victoria grounds out here, as long as we get Pete to third, that'll be okay. So that's a decently hit ball. And yeah, Pete's going to get to third because he led off. And Victoria's going to be out, but that's okay. Here comes Cameron Haynes with an RBI opportunity already. And as long as he gives us a decent grounder, he can score Pete very quickly. And Cameron Haynes is really digging in, fouling off a lot of balls. But that's a high inside pitch, and Cameron Haynes unfortunately strikes out. That was a decent AB, but I would have preferred a single to score Pete. And here comes our supplemental draft pick, Ahmed Khan, with 2 outs. And a lot of pressure on him already. We're going to switch him to line drive power because I want to secure a hit more than I want to secure a dinger. And I don't want to risk flying out while Pete's on third. So here's the pitch, and that is a grounder up the third baseline. Pete Wheeler is sprinting home. The third baseman has some trouble with it, but Pete Wheeler is going to score. Brother Amir with 2 outs. Let's see what he can do. We're going to have Ahmed leading off in case Esther French throws a ball so he can steal. But that is a well-hit ball, and did Amir just send that out? I think so. Bobby Higgins is at the fence, and that's a 2-run shot to start off this season for Amir Khan. Let's go. Let me tell you, it's a very weird feeling to be playing with the Mighty Monsters, starting off a game with a 3-0 lead, but I'm not complaining. I think we actually never scored more than 3 runs in a game in the entirety of last season. So here's Heidi Thurman at the plate with 2 outs. She does have some sneaky power, but she is really slow, so she's probably just going to ground out here. And there's the pitch, and that's going to be a soft infield fly. And yeah, she's going to get thrown out. But all in all, very successful inning to start off. Pete and the Cons did their thing, and we're up 3-0 very quickly. So one thing that I'm going to be looking for on defense this season is our opponents bunting, because they know that Thor is very slow. And one thing that the CPU loves to do to cheese you is bunt if you have a slow pitcher. And see, just like I said, Stuart Sullivan decides to bunt it, but that is right to Thor. We're actually going to throw him out. That's out number 1. And here comes Bobby Higginson, and he might actually do the same thing because he's got good speed too. And yep, just like I said, Bobby Higgins tries to bunt it, but that's also right to Thor. But Thor is just fast enough, and his throw is just good enough, and that's 2 outs and just 2 pitches for Thor Herring. So hey, if the rest of the game is this efficient, we might have an easy win here. And that is a pop fly from Parker Collin. Can Cameron Haynes, last year's errors leader, make this play? And he does. Wow, okay, so that's 3 very quick outs. That's probably one of the easiest innings that Thor Herring has ever had while pitching. It's a new feeling playing from in front, but I don't mind it at all. And that's a low and inside pitch, nice from Esther French, and that's going to strike out Dana, unfortunately. And Thor Herring decides to swing at the first pitch. Let's be real, he probably just wants to get it over with so he can go to pitch again. And with these last few batters like Thor and Wayne, unfortunately they're almost always going to be automatic outs unless we have power-ups. And Wayne Pittman also swings on the first pitch, but that actually, well, if Wayne was a faster player, that would actually be a decent base hit, but of course he is going to get thrown out, and that was a very quick inning for the Detroit Tigers on defense. And here comes Sally Dobbs, who's usually a pretty easy batter to strike out, but she does have very sneaky power. So we do have to be careful with her and make sure to pitch around the corners. So here's Thor's signature slow ball, high and inside, and Sally Dobbs is late on that one, and that's the first strikeout of the season for Thor Herring. And here comes Nomar Garcia-Parra, ready for his first at-bat with the Tigers, and it says that he has a boost, so I'm not really sure what that is, so I hope it's not one of those secret hidden steroid power batting boosts. But we have worked up to an 0-2 count, so we're going to try and go the high and outside corner here, but he lifts that into shallow center field. Offman's going to have to make this play, and he does. Fell over himself, but he did make that catch. It wasn't pretty, but he got the out. Now Tatiana Jackson is up here to try and make sure that the Tigers don't get shut out for 2 innings in a row. And Tatiana Jackson also goes the bunt strategy, but Thor Herring is right there, and he's going to flip it to Amir for the very easy out. So we pitched 2 shutout innings in a row. And best of all, we're actually back at the top of our order, so Pete Wheeler's up again to do even more damage. That's a good-looking pitch. Pete Wheeler rips that, and is that a dinger on line drive power? It is. Pete Wheeler homers, and just like that, we're up 4-0. What even is this team now? Well, this is a very satisfying way to start out the season. Victoria Chamber does ground it out right to Nomar Garcia-Parra, but I don't even care. I'm riding this high right now. Like I said, I don't think we ever scored more than 3 runs in a game for the entirety of last season, so I think we've already set a new regular season record for this franchise. Cameron Haynes has a soft fly ball into the infield. Nomar Garcia-Parra is under that one. So Ahmed Khan is back up again with a 2-out situation. Here's a one from Esther French that pitches low and outside, and Ahmed Khan sends that one out of here. Are you kidding me? What an incredible debut from our new additions. And the Detroit Tigers have to be shocked. Ahmed Khan sends that one 498 feet. I can guarantee the Tigers were not expecting to be down 5-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. And Esmeralda Hyman now comes in. They got rid of Esther French because she was getting dunked on. But the party potentially isn't even over yet, as Amir Khan has already hit a dinger today, and he's back up to bat. And for the first time since the end of last regular season, we've got some optimism in this Monsters organization. Amir Khan does ground out there, though, and that throw is going to be made. Yep, so that's going to end the inning, but that does extend our lead to 5 runs. And if things continue like this for us on offense, then Thor Herring's going to have a really easy day ahead of him. But that's going to be a hit to shallow left field, and I don't think Heidi or Victoria's going to have the speed to get there. No, and that's going to fall in, so nice hit. And Chrissy Mulligan smacks that right to Thor, and oh man, that could have been ripe for a double play ball, but he falls over, so he's going to flip it to Cameron Haynes. We do get the out at second at least. But with Esmeralda Hyman up, we actually do have another double play chance right here. We're going to keep pitching away with her. This time we got her with a slow ball, and she's just going to watch that go by, so no double play, but Thor Herring does get his 2nd strikeout of the game. Now we're back up to the top of the order with Stuart Sullivan, and we got to watch out for this kid, remember, because he's got some great speed. And yep, he bunts it right there, and we might not be able to make any sort of play on this. Thor Herring flips it behind him to Dana Sekula for the out at second base. Nice play. Once again, we leave an inning allowing no runs. And Heidi Thurman's doing a good job digging in here, fouling off a lot of balls and driving up Esmeralda's pitch count. And so Heidi Thurman does get a grounder right there, and you know, if she was a faster player, if she was Pete Wheeler, that would be a base hit, but unfortunately it's not going to be there. Sally Dobbs does drop it, but yeah, that's an out. Dana Sekula has some nice contact there, but that is right to Nomar Garcia-Parra, and he catches that. But the reason why driving up pitch count is so important is because if the opposing pitchers lose stamina, they get more and more inaccurate with their pitches.
It's a good day to start something new. To brush away gray in 5 easy minutes. To put yourself out there and always put your best face forward. Just for men, mustache, and beard.
Tyler
Tylenol Precise with maximum strength lidocaine provides long-lasting targeted relief for up to 8 hours.
Thor Herring smacks that right up the middle, and dude, if he wasn't 1 out of 10 on speed, that would probably be a base hit. Can he get there? And he will not. That'll be the 3rd out to end the inning. But as I was saying, I keep getting interrupted. The reason why it's so important to drive up your opponent's pitch count is because if they lose stamina and they keep cycling through pitchers, all of their players will end up getting low on stamina. Speaking of stamina, Thor Herring's stamina is already getting kind of low, so I hope we get a juice box power up soon. But Bobby Higginson hits a soft fly ball. Is Amir there? Yes, he is, and that's an out. And Parker McCollum is way ahead of that one. 3rd strikeout of the game for Thor Herring. And there it is, the more juice power up, so overpowered, especially with a player as good as Thor. High and inside pitch, and that gets called a strike. 2nd strikeout of the game for Sally Dobbs, 4th overall for Thor Herring. And that's going to end the inning, 4 zeros in a row. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Mighty Monsters might genuinely just cruise to an easy victory here. And that is a weak grounder from Wayne Pittman. Had to swing at that one. And look how slow he is. Sally Dobbs is going to beat him in a foot race back to first base. And Pete Wheeler smacks that one up the middle. It's going to be an easy base hit. And you already know we're going to steal with Pete Wheeler. We're going to send him to 3rd too, and he is going to make it to 3rd. Oh, wow. I thought they're going to get him out there, but he actually made it. So Pete Wheeler's already in scoring position. Can Victoria Schamberg pick up an easy RBI here? That's going to be a ball. Here's the full count pitch from Esmeralda, and Victoria Schamberg whiffs on that one. That's tough. So here comes Cameron Haynes, and I really don't want to leave Pete stranded. And that was a good-looking pitch and a good-looking hit right to 3rd base. Look at how that was placed, and Pete Wheeler is going to get to home, obviously, and Cameron Haynes is safe. It's a good RBI single from Cameron Haynes. So once again, 2 outs, and Ahmed Khan comes up to the plate with a chance to extend our lead even further. And there is no way you just gave Ahmed Khan a slow ball. Are you serious? The center fielder heads out to the fence, and that's going to be a 2-home-run game for Ahmed Khan. Are you serious? Not only are we leading our division rivals, but we're blowing them out at this point. And there's a soft fly ball from Amir Khan, and that will land. And the 3rd baseman, barely makes the throw in time, and that is going to end the inning. But that was some great hitting from Cameron and Ahmed Khan back-to-back, and we extend our lead to 8 runs.
It's happened before.
It's going to be a grounder from Nomar Garcia-Parra right to Cameron Haynes, and can he get it out? Yes, nice play from our starting shortstop. There we go. All we got to do is avoid a complete and total collapse on defense, and we'll actually walk away with a very easy win. Tatiana Jackson puts that down right in front of Wayne Pittman. Nice throw, easy 2nd out. And Esther French, soft fly ball right to Cameron Haynes, but he misses that. That's his first big mess up of the game, and she'll actually get to 1st. And Chrissy Mulligan strikes out. She whips on that one. That's the 5th strikeout of the game for Thor Herring. Heidi Thurman puts that one on the ground, and their 3rd baseman should get that one. Pretty easy out right here. And that is a pop fly right in front of Stuart Sullivan, and he makes the easy catch. So now Thor Herring is up with 2 outs, our last offensive chance of the game. That's a well-placed inside pitch. Thor Herring strikes out on 4 pitches, so the Detroit Tigers really have to rally here if they want any chance of coming back in this game. And that's an outside pitch. Thor Herring gets the 6th strikeout of the game. Stuart Sullivan pops it up to Cameron Haynes. Can he make this play? No, of course he drops it now, of all times. And Cameron Haynes, can he throw it to Dana? No, and she drops it. Stuart's heading to 3rd. Dana, can she make the throw in time? No. Wow, we actually managed to get the out at 3rd somehow, but that was just ridiculous. That was a nice reminder that most of our players are still awful at baseball. Here's a 2-strike pitch high and inside. Bobby Higginson rips that one out to Dana, and she nearly made a good play on it. So Bobby Higginson is safe at 1st with 2 outs, and Parker Collum is the last hope for the Detroit Tigers. And that is popped up right in front of Wayne Pittman. Can he make this play? He does, and that's going to end the game. The Mighty Monsters win our first game of the season by a score of 8-0. I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm absolutely shocked. We just shut out a team featuring Nomar Garcia-Parra and Bobby Higginson. So let's take a look at the stats on the game. Pete Wheeler in his debut performance with the Mighty Monsters, 3 for 3, a single, a double off an error, and an outside-the-park home run. Cameron Haynes was 1 for 3 with an RBI that scored Pete. Ahmed Khan in his debut performance was 3 for 3, including 2 dingers, and Amir Khan was 1 for 3 with a dinger of his own. And as for pitching, Thor Herring only allowed 4 hits, and a couple of those were off errors, remember? He threw 59 pitches, 51 strikes, and 8 balls, and had 6 strikeouts. It was kind of a surreal feeling playing with Thor Herring and the Mighty Monsters and not having to rely entirely on Thor's clutch pitching abilities to to secure a win. I think that literally might have been the least stressful pitching performance of Thor Herring's career, and we're heading into week 2 with a lot of momentum. And so now we're ready to get into our second game of the regular season, and it's going to be a tough one coming up here. Because for one thing, Pete Wheeler does have a small nerf to his batting stat, but primarily because we are facing off against the Cleveland Indians, who now feature Pablo Sanchez. Thankfully, Horace Young, who is one of the other better hitters on this Indians team, has a massive nerf today to both his batting and running stats. And on paper, this Indians team is still not really any better than decent, but having Pablo on their team is definitely a big help. But let's hope we can show out for our home fans in our first home game of the season. That's a low and outside curveball, and Carlos Beltran whips on it, strikeout for Thor Herring. Courtney Valentino is probably the second best player on this team. That's a pop-up for her, and can Thor or Dana get this? And neither of them do. That's just going to land, and Courtney's just going to take second. So, already off to a horrible start fielding. She's actually heading to third, and she's just going to get a triple off that error. After playing such an efficient game on defense last week, it really sucks to start out a game like that, and it does not help that Pablo Sanchez is now up to bat. And that's going to be a pop-up to Cameron Haynes, and it's crucial that he catches this one, and he just misses that. Are you kidding me? And this is already a 1-0 game. And Pablo's going to head to third now. Horrible throw from Cameron Haynes. Dana throws it to Thor, and can we get Pablo out at home? We do, so at least we get an out, but come on, man. That's just a completely undeserved run for the Cleveland Indians, and we just can't be making mistakes like that on defense, especially not with all these improvements we've made over the offseason. Alexis Weiss rips that one out to Victoria, and she's not in position, so this is going to be an actual base hit this time, and she's going to get to second easily. So runner on second for Daniel Willis with 2 outs, and we're going to try left hook low and inside, and he rips that one to Dana Sakula, and she catches it. So thankfully we only allow 1 run out of that, but that's still not a very encouraging start for us on defense. Okay, so Pete Wheeler's up with the batting nerf that I already discussed. I think he's down to a 5 out of 10 at batting, but that's going to be a single. Pitcher Chris Milton decided to just dive on that one for some reason instead of just picking it up and throwing it. So that gives Pete Wheeler a chance to steal, and he's going to take second easily, and that's a bad throw by the catcher, and Pete Wheeler might just take third too, because why not? So that's pretty nice. Pete Wheeler is already on third with no outs, and Victoria Champer can easily get an RBI here. But that's a nice pitch from Chris Milton to the outside, and Victoria just watch that one go by. Alright, here's Cameron Haynes. Let's see what he can do, and he gets that past the pitcher, and Pete Wheeler is not going to be able to make it home. Cameron Haynes did make it to first, so we've got runners at the corners with 1 out. But here comes Ahmed Khan. We're going to have Cameron Haynes lead off here. And that is a pitch down the middle, and Ahmed Khan is going to make this a 3-1 contest just like that. And now Amir's at the plate. You know he wants to do the same thing. He wants to follow in his big brother's footsteps. Here's a curveball, but that is just a pop-up, and Chris Milton is going to drop that, so Amir's going to get a free single. Here comes Heidi Thurman, but I actually am worried about a double play here, because she is so slow, so if she doesn't place this in a very good spot, this could be a double play very easily, and that will give him a power-up. And that is right up the middle, and oh no, like I just said, that's right to their shortstop. She tags up at second, flips to Pablo Sanchez, and yep, that's a double play. Are you kidding me? Just like I predicted, so sure, we have a 3-1 lead, but we just gave him a power-up. So even though we did pretty well in offense in that inning, I'm actually not optimistic heading forward. Horace Young lifts this pitch out to Ahmed, and he's just going to drop that. Are you kidding me, Ahmed? Come on. Well, he didn't exactly drop that, but he let it drop right in front of him, didn't make the catch. And if you play this game enough, you know that the CPU doesn't like to use power pitches until they have runners on base. So unfortunately, they have one, so they might use it here. And yep, that is going to be a crazy bunt, and thankfully that one just dies in the infield. So as far as crazy bunts go, that one was pretty easy to deal with. But that does leave us with 2 runners on base with no outs so far. So Thor's going to come in clutch in this situation for sure, but that's going to be another power bunt. Are you serious? Yeah, I'm not going to lie, this one could get pretty bad pretty quickly. That's out to Pete Wheeler. He's going to throw this one in, but it's going to score at least 1 run. Nice throw, so it gets him out at second. No, it doesn't. Are you serious? How did Dana not make the tag? And Dana just throws it into the dirt trying to throw it back to Thor. So Thor's going to throw it home to Wayne. And okay, the runner's going to go back to third. So we get the out at third. So at least we get an out. But what the heck was that? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Okay, well, we just got a free double play because for some reason the batter just decided to take third even though Heidi Thurman was there. All right, well, I'm not complaining. Thanks to the stupid base running AI that you can always rely on, we have our own power up now. We're going to pitch it to the outside with Terry Vega, but he lifts that into center right field, and Ahmed Khan is going to drop that, but Pete Wheeler thankfully gets it on the tip drill, and that's going to end the inning. So I'll be honest, we handled the back-to-back crazy bunts pretty well, only allowing 1 run, and we also turned a double play thanks to the stupid base running AI, so honestly, could have been a lot worse. And it's a screaming line drive power-up, so with these low fences here at Parks Department 2, sometimes those can become automatic home runs, so that's a good power-up to have. Oh, and that's a low pitch, and Dana just strikes out on that one. So good pitch from Chris Milton there to get that first out. And Thor Herring lifts this one right to Pablo, but he So, out number 2 very quickly. Yeah, Wayne might as well just swing on the first pitch. That's right to their shortstop, and she catches it, so we put up a 0 in that inning, unfortunately. The Indians are back at the top of their order with Carlos Beltran, and hopefully we strike him out again here. And he puts that one on the ground, and that will go foul. Wow, that was actually nearly a pretty excellent hit, all things considered. And honestly, out of all the pro players, I fear Carlos Beltran the least. And that's going to be strike 3, so Thor Herring gets his second strikeout of the game, both of them on Carlos Beltran. Here comes Courtney Valentino. She's already given us a few headaches, and that's going to be a bunt, but it's foul, thankfully. And she takes an outside pitch, goes right to Thor, but he dives and misses it. And unfortunately, Dana's throw will not be in time, so Courtney Valentino is on first, and she's a big threat to steal. And also, Pablo Sanchez is coming up to bat, and he can give the Indians the lead instantly.
I see.
Stop your nightmares with Surfshark and enjoy security made easy.
So I recently went to Pop Shop to see what all the hype was about, and I wasn't disappointed. I found the perfect vase of dried flowers to make my own bouquet. Plus, I got candles for each.
Honey Bunches of Oats presents Speakerphone.
Maybe on a bicycle, you know. My dear.
With your mommy.
Right across the road.
Pablo Sanchez does give us a grounder down the third baseline, and Heidi Thurman should have had that one. Come on, Heidi. And she throws it to Dana, and what's going on, guys? And Cameron's throw is not going to be home in time. Wow, so Pablo's going to get to third. Run for the Indians. Guys, I don't know what the heck I was doing, I'll be honest with you. Trying to bait the CPU's base running AI did not work to our advantage there, and so now we've got a tie game. But Alexis Weiss pops us up right in front of Wayne Pittman, and that's going to be out number 2. And Pablo's trying for home, but he does retreat to third base, so no double play here.
You hear they call
And Daniel Willis rips that one out to Pete Wheeler. Pete's got to make this throw in, and he will barely make it in time. Wow, thankfully we got that out because Pablo did cross home plate, but it does not count because we got the out. But I'll be honest, I'm not satisfied that's a tie game here, so hopefully Pete Wheeler in the top of our lineup can get us some more runs. Pete Wheeler smacks that one out to the second baseman, and he makes a bad play on it, so Pete Wheeler is safe on first. And obviously we're going to steal second base with Pete Wheeler. It's a strike high in the zone, and Pete Wheeler gets a second easily.
Got that right.
Victoria Schamberg lifts that one, and that is going to be missed by both Pablo and the second baseman, so Pete Wheeler's going to get to third. And you know what, let's just try home. That's a bad throw in. The third baseman has a dive on that one. Pete Wheeler gets to home safely, and we take the lead back. I don't think it's going to be time to bring out the screaming line drive until the bottom of our lineup with all of our weaker hitters. And it's going to be a dribbler in front of the catcher for Cameron Haynes. Hopefully this isn't a double play. No, and actually the throw will not be in time to second base, so both Victoria and Cameron are safe. And here comes Ahmed Khan with a chance to extend our lead even further. No outs so far. And that's going to be a corkscrew pitch, and it's outside of the strike zone, so Ahmed gets walked on 5 pitches. We've got the bases loaded with no outs for Amir Khan. I think now is definitely the right time to use the screaming line drive power-up. Screaming line drive right up the middle into center field for Amir Khan. This is going to score at least one. We're going to send Cameron home, and I think he will make it, so that's going to put us up 6-3. Obviously, I had to use the screaming line drive there to capitalize off the bases loaded situation. And we've got another one, so Heidi Thurman can keep this power-up train going. And it's a corkscrew pitch, and we get that screaming line drive off the power-up pitch. Come on, Chris Milton, you got to be smarter than that. Ahmed will be heading home. Pablo misses the play at first, so Heidi Thurman will be safe. RBI single, and we're up 7-3. I love that sound, and we've got another power-up coming our way. Well, there's not a new batting power-up, but maybe it was just more screaming line drive swings. We'll have to see. Sometimes the CPU actually does screw you out of your power-ups on rare occasions. And Courtney Valentino comes in for Chris Milton. He was definitely falling apart towards the end there. And Dana Sekula sends another screaming line drive right up the middle. Amir is definitely going to score easily. Okay, Heidi Thurman holds at second. Dana Sekula gets an RBI single, and we're up 8-3. And yep, I think that extra power-up did give us more screaming line drive swings because now Thor Herring's got a chance to get one. Oh, but that's a swing and a miss. Oh, thankfully we still have one. Yeah, so we definitely got some extra screaming line drive swings. And Thor Herring rips that one into right field. They came in for him, so we're going to, I guess, have the bases loaded yet again. So the bases are once again loaded with no outs. I'm not really sure how to navigate this one because Wayne Pittman's up to bat, and he can easily get us into a double play. Oh, and that's a grounder, a soft grounder. Can we please get someone on base? And that's a bad throw from the catcher. Okay, thank you. So we only get one out there. I'm going to need Pete Wheeler to give us a really good hit here because I do not want him to hit into a double play. With all these slow runners loading the bases, this is a very dangerous situation for us. Okay, and Pete Wheeler gives us a soft fly to their second baseman, and he drops it. Dana might be able to make it home, actually. Yep, Carlos Beltran's going to go for second. He makes the tag, but Dana Sekula does score, so it's an RBI single for Pete Wheeler, and we avoid getting a double play turn on us again. So that was pretty much best case scenario right there. That's in the strike zone, so Victoria Schamberg has to swing for it. Oh, the second baseman doesn't make the play, but he is going to flip it to Pablo, so that's the third out. And guys, I can't believe this, but we're leading 9-3. We've already beaten our previous single-game scoring record. And this game isn't even half over, honestly, so we can score even more runs before this is all over. Horace Young gives us a nice hit, but it's right to Amir, first out. And that pitch is low and outside. Chris Milton swings for it, third strikeout of the game for Thor Herring. And Samantha Winslow gives us a soft grounder. Thor Herring scoops that one up. Easy throw to Amir. Easiest inning of the game so far. Nice to finally put up a zero after so many mistakes on defense previously. And this is a good AB from Cameron Haynes so far. We're hoping to drive up Courtney Valentino's pitch count. A lot of foul balls so far. Okay, now that's like 5 foul balls in a row, so Cameron's making Courtney work for it. And finally, Cameron Haynes puts it into play, and he actually might be able to make it to first. So after all of that, Cameron Haynes is safe. That's honestly the best AB of the year for any of our players so far. That's a good-looking pitch, but it is a grounder, and hopefully this does not turn into a double play, and the second baseman makes the play at second, but Ahmed is safe on first. Okay, Amir's up. Hopefully he can drive in some more runs for us. But that's going to be a soft grounder as well, and that is going to be an out at second. So once again, it is a fielder's choice, and just like that, Heidi Thurman is up trying to drive in a run, but we've got 2 outs. Okay, that's a good-looking pitch. Heidi Thurman, well, that's decent contact for her. Courtney Valentino does drop it, but she's going to be able to pick it back up, flip it to Pablo easily. We don't put up any runs in that inning, and considering that that was the heart of our order, that is pretty disappointing. But hopefully Thor can continue his excellent performance so far, and we can prevent the Indians from scoring more runs. Terry Vega decides to bunt that, but he is not fast enough for that strategy, and Thor Herring gets the out easily. Okay, it's the start of the order again for the Indians. Carlos Beltran is back up, and let's see if we can get a third strikeout on this guy. And after 2 foul balls, that's 2 strikes. Let's see if we can get our third strikeout of the day on Beltran. And yep, he swings and misses on that one, so 3 strikeouts on 3 at-bats for Carlos Beltran. Thor Herring has definitely been picking on him all day. We got to do something about Courtney Valentino, though, because she's been a problem all day. And she smacks that one, putting it into play, but Dana fields it, flips it to Amir, 3 outs just like that. And we head into the bottom of the 5th, maintaining our 9-3 lead. Oh, but Dana just pops that one up in front of the catcher. That's going to be an easy out. And Thor Herring pops that pitch up. Courtney Valentino will not be able to make that play. We got some commotion between her and the second baseman. Flips it to Pablo, and he drops it. Pablo, as always, is actually a liability on defense. And so Thor Herring is safe on first, but we got to be careful here because Wayne Pittman's up, and he could easily hit us into a double play. But Wayne Pittman actually hits it past the coverage. That's an excellent hit for Wayne Pittman. And he and Thor are both going to be safe, so nice hit from Wayne Pittman. So now Pete Wheeler has the responsibility of trying to avoid hitting into a double play. And that is a fly out to center field. Carlos Beltran gets in position, and he drops it. Man, Carlos Beltran is not having a good day. And I think all of our runners are going to be safe. So once again, bases loaded. Okay, Victoria, we need you to be safe here, not hit into a double play. Oh, but that is a fly ball right in front of the catcher. Pablo flips it to the catcher, but she actually drops it, and she's going to beat Thor home. So that is going to be out number 2, but we avoid getting a double play turned on us yet again. Also, I just realized this, but Cameron Haynes is 3 for 3 today. And Cameron Haynes hits that right to Courtney Valentino. She's going to get the easy out at home right here, so that is going to end the inning. So no runs there, but we are still up by 6. Okay, Pablo Sanchez is one of the last hopes for the Indians here. He decides to bunt, and are we going to get him out? I think we actually might. Yep. Right to Amir, out number 1. Okay, we dispatched Paulo pretty easily there, so that leaves us with Alexis Weiss. Oh, and to pitch, Alexis Weiss gives us a grounder, and Thor Herring is in position. He dives on that one, though, and will he make the throw in time? He will. And Daniel Willis is the last chance for the Indians to get back in this one. High inside pitch, Daniel Willis swings on it, grounder to Cameron Haynes. He dives on it. Will he make the throw? No, he won't. Horrible throw. But Daniel Willis keeps running, and Cameron Haynes is right there. So the momentum from Cameron's bad throw actually led him right into the path of Daniel Willis as he was running to second base. And so thanks to the good old CPU base running AI, we actually close out the game. 9-3 victory for the Mighty Monsters. We are now 2-0 on the season. And I can't believe we just easily dispatched a team featuring Pablo Sanchez. So as crazy as it is, we are starting off the season 2-0. We've already eclipsed our win total from last season. Not like you could get much worse than 1-13 anyways, but I am happy that we secured that second victory, because if we went 1-13 back-to-back seasons, even with all of these talent upgrades, I'd be very disappointed. So here are the batting stats on the day. A 4-for-4 day for Pete Wheeler. Cameron Haynes actually had a pretty good day, going 3-for-4. Ahmed Khan went 2-for-2, including a home run and 3 RBIs. I think he actually got walked too, which is why it says he only had 2 at-bats. Amir Khan was 3-for-3 with 3 singles and 2 RBI. And in fact, thanks everybody got on base at least once from the plate. Now, our defense was definitely suspect at the very beginning of this game, so it's not like it was a totally stress-free game for Thor Herring, but he is definitely still having a much easier time through these first two games than he had at any point last season, as he only had to throw 49 pitches, 46 strikes and 3 balls, 4 strikeouts to secure the win for us there. And let me tell you, it's a blessing not having to rely solely on Thor's pitching while we're on defense.
At Friendly Diamonds, ethical isn't a trend, it's a lifestyle. Serving lab diamonds and earth pine jewelry to our growing community of 10,000 plus customers for 7+ years. Up to 55% off on lab diamond jewelry. Shop now.
Today, Christmas arrives early. We got snowmen!
Well, it's nice to meet you, Cal. Good luck with everything.
Red 1, rated PG-13, now playing.
Northwestern had the best program to offer. 16 subjects in just 15 months. Pure AI. It was a full experience in the sense that we connected with faculties and we had a lot of industrialists come in and academicians, and we worked with almost all the cohort members.
The only thing more popular than me is wild natural deodorant. Cherry blossom. Oh, I wish I could sniff your pits all day. You totally can. Wild lasts for 24 hours.
Plus, with all of their different reusable cases, Wild matches all of our outfits. We did it.
Using natural ingredients like shea butter to moisturize and tapioca starch to absorb sweat, we gave a wild natural deodorant makeover to this nerd.
Latest shipments is
She looks the same, but she smells amazing. Wow! 24 hours guaranteed is my favorite scent. I love my natural pennies!
Wild has a unique scent and case for every personality. Granola girls, sales bros, overachievers, boss's pet, personality hires, even goths love
my
Wild.
old
Wild
pillar
natural
close up shop.
deodorant makes life
Heaven knows
almost
where I'll
worth
find
living.
another as good. That's how the truth
Keep plastic out of your pits and the trash. Try wild natural deodorant.
Now I'm back for the second day of the recording. We're about to hop into our third game of the regular season, this time against our third and last divisional opponent. And right now I'm checking to see if we have any boosts or nerfs heading into this game, and unfortunately Pete Wheeler does have nerfs to both his hitting and his fielding. And this is really going to suck because our opponent is probably the best we've faced so far. And I'm talking about the Minnesota Twins, who are probably the most stacked team in our division. For one thing, their shortstop Stan Olafson is having a massive boost today. But remember, this team drafted Ichiro in the supplemental draft, and in addition to Ichiro, they have Frank Thomas and Jay Green, who is a free agent signing from the Bombers. So yeah, this team is absolutely loaded, and Thor Herring is going to have to pitch his butt off if we're going to stand a chance in this game. And Francis Bluer is going to try the bunt cheese strategy to start off, and that's actually going to work for her. It really sucks that that is Thor's kryptonite. Ichiro surprisingly doesn't even have a hit on the season yet. Francis Bluer is going to steal, and she is going to get there successfully. But that is going to be a grounder right to Dane Sakula, and she dives, and nope, she's not going to make the throw in time. So we got runners at the corners, no outs. And now Jay Green is up to bat, so this is a potentially very bad start for us on defense. And Jay Green decides to bunt, but that is up in the air, and Wayne Pittman makes the throw, but Ichiro, we're not going to be able to make that throw back to Amir in time. I wanted to get Ichiro on the double play because I knew he was going to steal, but unfortunately that just left the door wide open for Francis Bluer. So just like that, we are down 1-0, and we've only got 1 out. And Stan Olafson is up to bat, and he's really fast as well, so he's probably going to bunt and try an outside curveball here, but that is a bunt, and Ichiro's going to get to second easily, and nope, I don't think we're going to get anybody out here. Ichiro's going to try for third as well, and we're nothing we can even do about that. Amir doesn't even react. Thor Herring is just going to have to go back to the mound, and we once again have runners at the corners. Okay, 2 strikes, and Ichiro just decides to steal home. So that's going to be the easiest out Wayne Pittman has had as catcher so far this season. You think that Ichiro would make smart decisions at that, but I guess not. And we strike out Maynard McElroy, so hey, we got those last 2 outs pretty quickly, actually. And considering all the talent they had at the top of their order, that actually could have gone a lot worse. Okay, so Pete Wheeler is leading off as usual, but we will see how his nerf to his batting impacts his gameplay. The one thing I will say about Jay Green is that even though he's a 9 out of 10 at pitching, he does lose stamina pretty fast. And that is going to be a pop fly for Pete Wheeler, but that's probably going to be an out. But it really does always kneecap us in offense when Pete Wheeler doesn't get a hit. That is a hittable pitch. Victoria Schamberg hits that nicely. That takes a turn in the dirt, but their shortstop will be able to complete the throw. Wow, nice throw to Frank Thomas. And that one is hit softly by Cameron Haynes, and I probably shouldn't have gone for that one because Jay Green is going to scoop it up and make the throw easily. So our first 3 will retire very quickly. Frank Thomas also doesn't have a hit so far this season, so we're going to go low and outside, and he's going to swing way ahead of that one, and he's still hitless on the season. high inside pitch, and Jack Joseph just watches that one go by, so hopefully Thor Herring can get into the zone here. And that is a softly hit grounder on the first pitch from Lena, and that just bounces past Thor Herring. Horrible play on the ball by him, and that's just going to be a single. Oh, bad throw by Dana, and she's going to head to second, and Wayne just can't get it there in time, so she just gets a free double. Are you kidding me? With all of her offensive success so far this season, it's really been easy to overlook just how incompetent some of these players are. And Jim Kiley rips that one. Are you serious? Thor Herring just gave up his first home run of the season, and yikes, we are already down 3-0 just like that. And out of all the great hitters on this Twins team, I was not expecting to give up a home run to Jim Kiley of all players. Francis Bluer hits a pop fly there, and can Cameron Haynes please make this play? And he does, thankfully. But wow, we are down 3-0 just like that. We've got to dig ourselves out of this hole. But thankfully, the Khan brothers are both up next, so hopefully we can cut to this lead just a little bit. And that's a good-looking pitch, and Ahmed Khan remains perfect on the year. Are you serious, Jay Green? He just threw a changeup right into the perfect part of the zone, and Ahmed lifts that one over the fence, no problem. So that does make me feel a little bit better. We are now down just 3-1. And Amir Khan lifts that one. Will that be out? I'm not sure. It had a little too much height on it, and it's going to be at the warning track, basically. Nope, unfortunately, pop fly. I said that as if there's an actual warning track on this part, which there isn't. Heidi Thurman is holding fast at the plate. She's already worked it to a full count, so this is good, because it will cut into Jay's stamina just a little bit, and that is going to be ball 4. So wow, Heidi Thurman digs in and gets a walk. But that does bring Dana up to the plate, and so unfortunately we are at risk for a double play here. And now Dana has worked it to a 2-2 count, so this is a solid A-B as well. Jay with a windup, that's going to look inside, and wow, well-placed pitch that froze me, strike 3, but thankfully we actually do avoid a double play there, so that wasn't the worst thing in the world. But that does bring us to Thor Herring, so honestly, we're probably just going to have to reload next inning. But Thor Herring does get it to a 3-1 count, so maybe Thor Herring can draw a walk here. And that pitch looks high, and it is. Thor Herring has now drawn a walk, which leaves Wayne Pittman with the responsibility of driving these two runners home. It's a 1-2 count, and that is in the strike zone. Nicely hit ball from Wayne Pittman, but that is caught by the second baseman. So there are two upsides to that inning. One, Ahmed Khan did get a solo shot, and we also did drive up Jay Green's pitch count, so hopefully that affected his stamina a bit. And of course, he is going to bunt, but we actually might be able to make this play, and we do. Okay, easy out for us. And Jay Green just hit that right to Thor as well. Okay, another easy out. That was on the first pitch as well. Two very quick outs for us, but Stan Olafson is really fast. We have to watch out for him. And Stan Olafson hits that outside pitch out to Ahmed. Can at least Ahmed or Victoria make this play? And no, Victoria falls on it, but this is really going to be an inside the park home run, is it? Are you guys freaking serious, man? I can't even talk right now. But Thor strikes out Maynard McElroy with that inside pitch, and so not the worst inning of the game so far for us on defense, but they did extend their lead back to 3. And wow, that was a high and inside looping curveball, and Jay Green strikes out Pete Wheeler, sending him back to the dugout for the second time today. Victoria Schamberg goes for the first pitch, and that is just right to Frank Thomas. Horribly placed hit, and that's going to be an easy out number 2. It is incredible just how much our offense slumps if Pete Wheeler doesn't get on base, because his speed on the base path is such an X factor. He's always a threat to steal no matter what. And Cameron Haynes, that is a grounder, and you know what, he actually might be able to make it to first here. That's a bad throw from Jay Green, and wow, Cameron actually makes it. So that's an infield single and a nice hit from Cameron Haynes, and here's Ahmed. So with one swing of the bat, Ahmed Khan could turn this to a 4-3 game. And wow, we've worked it to a 3-0 count already. Jay actually would be smart to walk Ahmed Khan here, but that was a strike. And that's a frozen pitch, and wow, so Ahmed Khan gets walked on 5 pitches. I'm not sure if Jay was trying to do that, but he did. And now it's up to Amir to try and make things interesting. A home run here would immediately tie the game up. And it's a hittable ball, but Amir pops that up in front of the catcher. Are you kidding me, man? That is disappointing. And wow, that was a great chance there to score some more runs, but we wasted it. And Frank Thomas puts that one in play. And Heidi Thurman, why are you running the opposite direction? Are you serious? I swear the baseball IQ of some of our players is below freezing temperature. Outside pitch to Jack Joseph. He pops that one up. Wayne makes the catch, but the throw to Frank Thomas is just not going to be in time. Pardon me, the throw to try and get Frank Thomas out is not in time. That would have been a double play chance, but that just wasn't a good throw. And Lena, hold on a second. Cameron Haynes picks it up. Throws it to Dana, and Dana hesitates on the throw. That was a perfect chance for a double play. Come on, man. If Dana just didn't hesitate there, that would have been an easy double play. We'd have a power-up. That's a strike, and Lena is going to steal, and she's going to make it easily. Here's an inside pitch. Jim Kiley hits a pop-up, and Amir is going to catch it. Okay, thankfully, we don't allow any runs there. But I'm starting to get a little bit worried because this is the worst part of our batting order here, and we're still down 4-1. Okay, Heidi Thurman puts that in the air on the first pitch, and that's just going to be an easy out to Frank Thomas. And Dana Sekula pops that up, and that's just going to be right to Frank Thomas, easy out. And Thor Herring is going to pop that one up. The reason I'm swinging on these first pitches is because I know that these players aren't going to generate runs anyway, so it's like, why not? And yep, easy throw to Frank Thomas, 3 quick outs just like that. This has been a very rough game for us on offense so far, and so Thor Herring's pitching might have to dig us out of this hole. And Francis Bluer is going to hit a grounder there, but no one's going to be there in time. We're just so slow. Ichiro's probably going to try to bunt here. No, he actually hits a line drive. Hold on a second. Dana, make the throw, and it's not there in time. Oh, it is. Now, that is great news. I called it like she didn't make the play because I thought it was going to be late, but no, the ump actually gave us the out there. And so we do have a power-up coming our way, so that alone might have just saved the game for us. And Jay Green hits a big pop fly out to Victoria. Can she make this play to end the inning? Victoria, just what am I even supposed to do there, man? A routine fly ball turns into a ground rule double for Jay Green. That is smacked up the middle by Stan Olofsson. Can Achman make a play? And he does. Okay, thankfully somebody in the outfield wants to make plays. So Wayne Pittman is now to bat, and we have an undergrounder at our disposal. We're just going to try and get rid of Wayne Pittman as quickly as possible. That's a light grounder, going to be an easy play at first base. Okay, and now the serious comeback effort starts. Here comes Pete Wheeler. So here's the pitch from Jay Green, and that is a grounder on the ground for Pete Wheeler, and yep, going to be an easy single. So now we're going to try to steal second and maybe even third. So hopefully I'll be able to save the undergrounder until it's absolutely necessary. Okay, Pete Wheeler's going to steal second here. And that's just a bad swing and a miss for Victoria. Just like that, we have 2 outs. Yikes. Now I have to use the undergrounder. Okay, that's underground for Cameron Haynes. Pete Wheeler's going to come home easily, and that's going to be a ground rule double for Cameron Haynes. And wow, that was a one-use undergrounder. Okay, the game just is screwing us over here, so hopefully Ahmed Khan can make this interesting. That is a grounder, though, and that's just going to be a single. Amir is 0 for 2 on the day so far, but we need a huge hit from him here. And Jay Green is finally done for the day. Here comes Frank Thomas. We all know he's 10 out of 10 at pitching for some reason. So here's his first pitch, and that is going to be a line drive from Amir Khan. What a clutch hit. That takes a turn in the dirt. This is going to score at least Cameron. Cameron trips, though, and he's coming home. Are you serious, Cameron? Come on now. Okay, that's going to score at least 1 run. Oh, Amir almost caught it second, so thankfully he makes it all the way back to first. And this is tense. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. We are only down by 1 run. I need Ahmed to come home at least. And that's a low and inside strike. Amir is going to steal. And yes, Ahmed is going to steal home. The double steal strategy worked. I can't believe they fell for it. The catcher literally threw the ball as Ahmed was heading home towards him. But hey, I'm not going to complain about that. Heidi Thurman hits a trickler of a grounder, and that's probably going to be an easy play at first, but at least we tied the game up. That was some clutch hitting from Amir right there. If we hold the Twins here, we will have 1 inning left to try and seal the deal. Slow ball high and inside, and we have now struck out Maynard McElroy for the 3rd time today. So that is 1 quick out. Now we have an 0-2 count on Frank Thomas. Oh, but that is a great hit ball. Almost out of here. Victoria will make the play. Okay, thank you. She finally makes a play in the outfield. We're only 1 out away from getting a last chance to score some runs. Jack Joseph hits that in front of Wayne Pittman, and he makes the throw. So that's going to end the offense for the Twins in regulation, and we have a chance here to seal the deal with a walk-off win. Although, unfortunately, this is the very depths of our batting order, so we might have to deal with an extra inning situation here. Oh, this is hittable, and no, Dana Sakula misses it. I think that was in the strike zone, so that was worth going for, but that really sucks. Because a hit off a power-up pitch would have given us a power-up and basically guaranteed a win. And Thor Herring just hits that right to Frank Thomas. So easy second out, and it's up to Wayne Pittman to try and extend this game and give us a walk-off win, but that is going to be a pop-up, and Frank Thomas will get the 3rd out, and so that's extra innings, free baseball for y'all at home. And Lena hits that, and that's right to Thor. Can Thor make the play? He does, out number 1. Here comes Jim Kiley, who's already homered off Thor once today. It's now a 1-2 count. Gonna try an outside slow ball here, and that is going to be a nicely hit grounder right to Cameron Haynes. Can he make this play? Amir, why did you run off the bag? That was a guaranteed 2nd out. I hate it when the players do that. I still have yet to hear a valid explanation as to why your players do that, why your first baseman will just run off first base sometimes. It makes no sense. Cameron actually made a nice play there. That should have been the 2nd out. And Francis Bluer hits a pop fly, and can Wayne make the throw? It's not there in time. That was nearly a double play. And that double play would have ended the inning and given us a power-up, basically guaranteeing us a win. Ichiro hits a pop fly, and Dana's going to have to get it, and will she be fast enough? No. She does stop the ball, though, so thankfully Ichiro's going to hold it first. But oh boy, here comes Jay Green. But that is a grounder from Jay Green. Can Dana make the play? No, that's just past her, and wow, my base is loaded. No! Cameron Haynes. And now Stan Olofsson puts that ball into play, and this is just going to score a run. Are you serious? Make the throw. And yes, okay, we got the out at second. The Twins don't score a run, but that was way closer than it should have been. And we have the top of our order with a chance to walk off for the win. But Pete Wheeler hits a soft fly ball, and this is going to be an out. Come on, man. Just a 1-for-4 day for Pete Wheeler, and the fact that he hasn't hit well has definitely affected our offense. And that's just going to be a light grounder for Victoria Shamberg right to Frank Thompson. It's like half of our hits today have just gone right to him. And Cameron Haynes takes that up the third base line. You know what? This actually might be a hit. That throw is not in time, so Cameron Haynes with a very clutch hit there. And here comes Ahmed Khan. If he gives us a home run here, or even just an RBI, that will end the game. Oh, but that is a pop fly. That was probably too high in the zone. Why did I go for that? And wow, that's just going to end the inning. I can't believe we blew that opportunity. And it's still a 4-4 game. Okay, Maynard McElroy has already struck out 3 times today, so we're going for the golden sombrero on him. That's a 1-2 count. Going to try and left hook high and inside. And Maynard McElroy swings and misses. That is strikeout number 4 from Maynard McElroy. 4 of Thor's 6 strikeouts have come against him today. And that's a quick strikeout on Frank Thomas. So Thor's now up to 7 on the day, and he's heating up at just the right time. 2-2 count here. Going to try a high and inside pitch, and Jack Joseph strikes out 3 straight strikeouts for Thor Herring in that inning. He retired the side. That was the best inning of this season so far for Thor Herring. Come on, Amir, with 1 swing of the bat, you can end this game. We need you to end this game and give us a walk-off win. Oh, but that is a grounder, and Frank Thomas is going to let that go by him, actually, so Amir is going to be safe on first. But with Heidi, Dana, and Thor coming up after him, I just don't know who's going to get Amir all the way around the bases. We are going to have Amir steal, so hopefully he can get to second. And okay, so Amir is now in second with no outs, so we could get him around the base. All we need is a few decently placed line drives to get that to happen. Oh, and that is not a decently placed line drive. That's just a grounder right to Frank Thomas. I swear, he's just always in the right position. Okay, Dana gives us a grounder that dies in the infield. Oh, and that is just... I was hoping I could bait Amir, because Amir was right in the path of the shortstop corralling the ball, but he smartly decided to just throw it to first. So now it's Thor Herring with 2 outs and our last chance to bring Amir home, basically. And that is just a light pop fly right to Frank Thomas. And man, we had Amir on second base with no outs and still left him stranded. And so Lena hits it right to Thor, and no, that hits him, but will he be able to make this play? He will. Okay, quick first out. We gotta get rid of Jim Kiley, though he's been a problem all day. And that's another grounder. Can Thor make this play? He does. No, he drops it again. Can he make this? No, it just bounces too far away from him, so Jim Kiley gets a free single off the error. And Jim Kiley's gonna steal. Can we get there in time? Are you serious? How is that not an out? Okay, this is potentially really, really bad. They got a runner on second. And wow, he's going to make it to third. No, actually, he won't. Okay, we were able to stop him there, so we prevented him from getting to third, and that is now 2 outs. That is ripped by Ichiro. Can Pete get there? And he does. Nice play by Pete in right field. And that takes us to the bottom of the 9th, and the top of our order is coming up after Wayne Pittman. Just going to swing on the first pitch with Wayne Pittman. That's actually a nicely hit ball, but that goes right to the third baseman, and she is going to make that play. Wayne Pittman might actually be a decent player if he just had more speed, and we need to get Pete Wheeler on base. He's been having a horrible day. That is just going to be a pop fly right to Ichiro. Are you serious, man? This has just been a horrible day for Pete Wheeler to have a slump. And now we got 2 outs, and Victoria Shamberg has to keep us alive. And Victoria Shamberg hits that just right to the first baseman. You literally could not place it any worse than that. And we are heading into the top of the 10th inning. We had some tense games last year, but none of them even came close to this. But the crazy thing is, I feel like we should have won this game several times by now. But no, Jay Green just... You've got to be kidding me. Thor Herring was having such an excellent performance in extra innings until that point. Stan Olsen hits that to Cameron Haynes, and he doesn't field it. Come on, man. And he throws it late, and that's just going to be an out. Wow. Wow, I think the ump gave us a favorable tag there. And Maynard McElroy's been struck out 4 times today, but he's getting a 5th chance here. He puts that on the ground there, and that's just going to be a base hit for him. Wow. You know Maynard has to feel really good about that one. And he's going to steal, actually, and wow, we're not going to make it there in time. And Frank Thomas just cracks that one. That is not quite out here, but Victoria cannot get over there in time, and a runner's going to be on third. No, she threw it to Cameron Haynes. He just let it go by him. So now we're down 2 runs just like that. And Jack Joseph with a fly ball, and Victoria once again will not get there in time. Are you serious? That ball fell on the line and then bounced out of bounds, and they count that as a ground rule double. So now we got runners at second and third with only 1 out. And Thor's now crossed over 100 pitches. 1 and 2 count here to Lena, and she will strike out. Okay, very clutch right there. But Jim Kiley is up. He's been a nuisance all day. Pop fly there. Pete Wheeler, I need you to catch this. Please catch this. And he just, and wow, that's going to score 2. The collapse is on. Full-blown collapse at the worst time. Francis Blue rips that up the middle. Cameron Haynes runs in the opposite direction. What are you doing, bro? feels that, throws it into Dana, and that is, how is that not an out? How is that not an out? Are you serious? So now we have to compete against the Twins and the Umps, apparently. And Ichiro rips a line drive right there, and Dana just makes a horrible play on the ball. This is going to score another run, and this is just horrible, man. Not only have the Twins broken the stalemate, but they're holding away now. They're just pouring it on. And Jay Green with the grounder there. Can Wayne Pittman make this play? And he will. Okay, and the top of our order now is to pour on 5 runs somehow to keep us alive in this one. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm so disappointed. I don't think we're going to be able to get it done. We just chose the worst possible time to collapse on defense. And Cameron Haynes strikes out. That wasn't even in the strike zone, but I'm just getting desperate here. Here's the pitch from Ahmed Khan. That is a nicely hit grounder. They backed up so far from him, so his throw probably won't be in time. And oh my gosh, are you serious? That was a laser from their shortstop, and now we're down 2 outs already. So just 1 out to go before the Twins send us packing. Amir, though, rips that one, and that could be a solo shot. It will be, just barely clear the fence. Well, that is going to make it 9-5, but that's just way too little, way too late, because there is just no way that the bottom of our batting order is going to be able to put up 4 runs to keep the game tied without the assistance of power-ups, which we, of course, don't have. So Heidi Thurman grounds it out to the shortstop. It's going to be out number 3, and wow, that is it. So a very disappointing home loss for us against the Twins, and we'll be having our second game against them in a couple weeks, and if they play us like that again, we might be screwed out of a potential playoff spot before the season is even half over. So here are the stats from the game. Pete Wheeler was just 1 for 5 with a batting decrease, and that really screwed us because we couldn't even get going on offense. Cameron Haynes was 3 for 5. Ahmed did have a solo shot, and Amir Khan had a solo shot as well very late in the game, but it was just too little too late at that point. And all in all, we were just 9 for 39 from the plate, so a very disappointing performance. As far as pitching is concerned, that was probably the most stressful performance for Thor Herring ever. 108 pitches thrown, 9 strikeouts, but he did allow 9 runs, including a couple dingers. Although, truth be told, some of those runs definitely were not his responsibility. We just completely melted down on defense late in the game. Cameron Haynes and Dana Sakula and Victoria Shamberg had no freaking clue what they were doing, letting routine fly balls turn to hits. And I'm worried because that game has perfectly demonstrated all of our weaknesses, but we just have to move on and prepare for the next game. And the biggest boost of the data report is Heidi Thurman, who's boosted up to 5 batting, 5 running, and 5 fielding, so that's a huge boost for her. And we are playing the Tigers again, and Nomar Garcia-Parra does have a slight decrease to his fielding. So here's a look at the current division standings. The Twins are 3-0, we are 2-1, the Indians are 1-2, and the Tigers are winless, surprisingly. So like I've said before, we are starting off our season playing only our divisional rivals, and if the Twins remain undefeated in divisional play, they will basically lock up the division before the season's even half over. So not only do we have to beat them the next time we see them, we have to go undefeated against our division rivals and also hope that one of them beats them. But honestly, we just gotta focus on today's game. We are pushed in because I know that Stuart Solberg's gonna go for the bunt for sure. It's an inside pitch, and he swings for it normally, and he just strikes out. 5 pitches, Stuart Solberg goes down. And Bobby Higginson, that's a grounder right to Thor Herring, but he Bob said he's just not gonna make the throw in time. Are you kidding me, man? Thor, you are not the one who should be making errors on defense. You're the only reliable arm we have aside from Heidi Thurman. And of course, Bobby Higginson is gonna go for the steal, and Wayne Pittman just throws that into the dirt. Are you serious? And it's a swing and a miss from Parker Collins. So 2 strikeouts very quickly for Thor Herring. Outside pitch, and that is going to be looked at and missed by Sally Dobbs. So she strikes out. Thor Herring, 12 pitches and 3 strikeouts in that inning. Good job. Pete Wheeler comes up, and we need a much better game from him than we got last week. He was just 1 for 5 in that game thanks to his decrease. So thankfully his batting rating today and all of his other ratings are normal as well. That's a good looking pitch there, and that is smacked to Nomar Garcia-Parra, but Pete will probably get there in time. Yes, he will. So Pete is on first, and you know that means we're going to steal. And that is a hit right up the middle for Victoria Shamberg, and we actually successfully bait them. Nomar threw it to third, so Pete gets back to second, and Victoria is now on first. We got 2 runners aboard and no outs. And Cameron Haynes, that's actually pretty optimal because we won't get a double play this way. Horrible throw from the catcher, and so Cameron's going to be safe. And we have the bases loaded with no outs. It's a great chance here for Ahmed to get his first grand slam of the season. And Ahmed has worked into a full count here. Here is the pitch from Esther French, and she actually walks in a run, so that's surprising. But I suppose the strategy there was that it's better to let in 1 run on a walk than Ahmed Khan hitting a grand slam. But that does mean that Amir now has a chance to hit a grand slam. And he hits this foul, and that might be just out of reach for the third baseman. No, she makes a great catch. Wow, so that's actually out number 1. And here comes Heidi Thurman. Let's see how her batting boost shapes up. And that is a grounder, and Victoria Shamberg might make it home. We got some commotion between the catcher and the pitcher, and Victoria Shamberg scores. That's an RBI single for Heidi Thurman. Base is still loaded with Dana Sakula up, so now we do have to be very worried about potentially hitting into a double play. Although Dana hits a nicely hit ball there that is right left fielder though, and he drops it. So actually Dana will be safe, Cameron Haynes will score, and the bases are still loaded, only one out still. So far this is going as well as it could go, aside from actually getting a grand slam. Here's Thor Herring, and that is a grounder. Can Ahmed come home? And he actually will be safe, so that is good, although, no way. Oh boy, no, that just undid all of our good progress there. Because sure, we are up 3-0, but they just got a power up off that double play. And as we know, a good batting power can erase a deficit like that immediately. Somehow Nomar Garcia-Parra is still hitless through 3 games. Although that is a rocket right up there. It goes to Ahmed, and that's just going to be a single for Nomar Garcia-Parra, so he gets his first hit of the season off us. And Tatiana Jackson swings and misses there, so that's going to be strikeout number 4 for Thor Herring today already. Esther French, the pitcher, has a grounder right to Thor Herring. Could this be a double play? Nomar is out. And Dana, oh no, Amir. I was so stressed out and worried about Dana missing that throw that I didn't even see that Amir actually picked it up and tagged out Esther French. So now we got a double play. You just never know what can happen when the Monsters are playing defense. And that's a screaming line drive, so hey, you know, we have a power up to match theirs. That looks like it's going to be in the strike zone, so Wayne Pittman has his swing on this one. That's a light fly ball. Look how fast their catcher is. Just flips that to Sally Dobbs, out number 1.
Tylenol Precise with maximum strength lidocaine provides long-lasting targeted relief for up to 8 hours.
Not how you would have done it. You bundle things right. That saves you up to 10%.
He actually won't, but he will make this throw not quite in time. So Esmeralda gets credit for her first hit of the season against us, bringing our defense in because we know that Stuart Sullivan loves to bunt. Oh, and it's a crazy bunt. Oh, come on. And that one looks like it will go all the way out. Oh, actually, you know what? That one stopped pretty early. That could have been a lot worse. And we're actually going to get Stuart Sullivan out because he tried going to third. So, yeah, we allowed no runs, and we also got an out. That could have gone way worse. But they do have a runner on third. Here's the offer from Thor Herring lone outside, and Bobby Higginson does hit it. So, unfortunately, they will score a run here. Although that one actually died very quickly. So, two fairly weak crazy bunts from the Detroit Tigers. They only scored one run off that. Oh, they have a third crazy bunt, though. And this one, oh wow, this one's much better. It's flying around, zipping around up in the air. Goes all the way out to center field. So Achman's going to chase after that one. This could score their second run of the game. And the runner's going to head to third. Dana throws it to Heidi. Can we make the play? I don't know if we will. She does it the speed boost, and she actually will make the play. Okay, that wasn't as bad as it could have been. It's unlikely that they'll have more than three crazy bunt swings. So truth be told, we might have only allowed 2 runs off that crazy bunt. And so if that's the case, they've already exhausted all their crazy bunts. We might have some pretty smooth sailing for the rest of this game. And that's a good-looking pitch. Pete Wheeler smacks that. That's going to go into shallow left field, and Pete Wheeler's going to have an easy single. And you know what? Let's just go to second, because why not? Sally Dobbs fumbles it, and Pete Wheeler is safe on second base. You just got to love Pete Wheeler for that broken speed stat he has. He is truly one of the biggest X factors in this game, maybe even more so than Pablo Sanchez. It's a pitch right up the middle for Victoria Schamberg, and Pete Wheeler will go for third. Yep, got a bait, Nomar Garcia-Parra, and so Victoria Schamberg is safe on first. So we've got 2 runners aboard for Cameron Haynes. Look at his batting average, 6.42 on the season already. So Cameron Haynes hits that down the third baseline, and Nomar does not make a good play on that. So Pete's going to be safe on third, and Cameron Haynes gets credit for his 3rd hit of the game. And runners are at the corners for Ahmed Khan. That's a good-looking pitch. What are you doing, Sally Dobbs? A fastball up the middle? Are you kidding me? That's a 3-run shot for Ahmed Khan. He is racking up the home runs early in this season, and he just blew this game wide open. 461 feet, and Sally Dobbs gets thrown out after throwing just 9 pitches. Holy cow, it's got to be one of the fastest exits we've ever seen. And Amir sends that one out to center left field. Will she catch this? And she won't. So Amir gets another hit off the air. He's going to head to second. Heidi Thurman is 2 for 2 today with a batting boost, so you know she wants to continue her success. Here's the pitch from Hyman, and Heidi Thurman has a grounder right to Nomar. Amir baits him, so Nomar throws it to third, and Heidi Thurman is going to be safe on first for her 3rd hit of the game. Dana Sekula also 2 for 2 today. We've just been having a great game from the plate. Dana works it to a full count. Here's the pitch from Esmeralda, and that is going to be a grounder right to Nomar Garcia-Parra. Oh no, and yep, that's just going to be out number 2, but we do avoid getting a double play turn on, so I guess that's one upside. But here comes Thor Herring with 2 outs and 2 runners aboard, and I think we're just going to swing it. Whatever happens, happens. Well, that's a decently hit ball for Thor Herring, and that will... Oh, Nomar will actually drop that, and Thor Herring gets a hit off the error from Nomar Garcia-Parra. That's a sentence I never would have imagined myself saying. We're just going to swing here, pop, fly. Can Nomar make the play? He does. That finally ends the inning, but we put up a lot of runs there. And we've got an 0-2 count on. Sally Dobbs going to try and go pine outside, and whoa, Sally Dobbs just took us yard. Okay, like I said, man, people just keep on underrating her power. And I'm not going to lie, that one's pretty embarrassing. So that home run from Sally Dobbs makes it 11-3, 0-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss from Nomar Garcia-Parra. His season just keeps getting worse. Pitch to Tatiana Jackson, and she swings. It's going to be a little grounder, and she actually might make it to first. And hits like that are just always out of reach for Wayne Pittman and Thor Herring because they're just both so slow. And Esther French has a nicely hit ball there, right to Amir, though, so he's going to be able to tag first. It's a bunt from Chrissy Mulligan, and Thor Herring will be able to make this play, though, so there's out number 3. It's a good-looking pitch there, and Pete Wheeler smacks it up the middle into center field. It's going to be an easy single. No, actually, the center fielder dives and misses it, so Pete's going to get to second, and actually, you know what, let's just go to third, because why not? So that will be a triple for Pete Wheeler. And here's Victoria Schamberg with a potentially very easy RBI opportunity. And she hits that grounder right to Sally Dobbs, but Sally Dobbs is going to tag up first, so Pete Wheeler just comes home. So a very quick and easy sacrifice ground out there for Victoria Schamberg, and we're up 12-3. And that pitch is right up the middle. Cameron Haynes just puts that down right in front of the catcher, but that's not a great throw, and Cameron Haynes just beats the first baseman back to the bag. That's his 4th hit of the game. So Cameron Haynes is going to have a super inflated batting average after this game. It's a good-looking pitch there, but that is going to be just a grounder for Ahmed Khan. They move back so far for him. I think he and Cameron will both be safe. A hittable pitch for Amir Khan, but that's also just a grounder. So Cameron's going to be thrown out at third, but then Ahmed and Amir are both safe. Heidi Thurman 3 for 3 today, so lots of great hitting performances 8 strikeouts in the game so far. We maintain our 12-3 lead heading into the bottom of the 5th. Dana Sekula 3 for 3 today, one of the best hitting performances of her career so far. 1-0 pitch, let's go for it, and well, that is probably going to end now because that was just right to the first baseman. This also is hittable. Thor Herring lifts that one up, and Nomar does catch that one. So 2 outs. It's a pitch up the middle to Wayne Pittman, but that's just a dribbler right to Sally Dobbs. Going to be an easy out here. So unsurprisingly, the Detroit Tigers dispatch the bottom of our lineup pretty quickly. But if we can make it through the Tigers lineup here, we will end this game with a 12-3 victory.
Close up shop. Heaven knows
And that's
where
a
I'll
pop-up
find
for
another
Parker
as
Column.
good.
And can Thor Herring get in position? Please make this catch, and he does. Sally Dobbs rips that one that goes right to Dana, and she, of course, can't make the play. Yet another should-have-been routine play for Dana Sekula that she botches. Inside pitch to Nomar Garcia-Parra. He pops that one up. Come on, Dana, make this play at least. Dana, and she just runs past her. What is going on with Dana Sekula? Pete throws it to Cameron, so Cameron does get Nomar out, and he actually, wow, that was a pretty good throw to Heidi Thurman, but unfortunately she just didn't make the tag. So a near double play. I think that actually should have been a double play. So there is a runner at third with 2 outs, and it's up to Tatiana Jackson to bring Sally Dobbs home. 1-2 pitch. Tatiana Jackson with the grounder. Can Dana make this play and redeem herself? She throws it to a mere 3rd out. Let's go. 12-3 victory for the Monsters over the Tigers. It feels so weird to not only be winning games, but to be beating up on some teams now. And unfortunately, the Twins did beat the Indians, so they remain undefeated in division play. And here are the stats on the game. Pete Wheeler was 4 for 4. Cameron Haynes also 4 for 4. Ahmed Khan 3 for 3 with a dinger. Amir Khan 3 for 4. Heidi Thurman 3 for 4. Dana Sekula 3 for 4. Our only batter to not reach base was Wayne Pittman. Pitching-wise, pretty easy day for Thor Herring aside from the 1 dinger he gave up to Sally Dobbs. He had 8 strikeouts on 66 pitches. So as you can see, the Twins are 4-0. We're 3-1, and the Tigers are winless. And so let's check in on the Indians and their batting stats. Pablo Sanchez is batting 416 in the season with only 1 home run though. So now let's check in on some of the league leaders. As you can see, Ahmed Khan is leading the league in home runs with 5. Thor Herring does lead the league in strikeouts currently with 27. Look at this. We have the top 4 hit leaders in this season. Pete Wheeler's at the top, but Cameron Haynes is ahead of both Ahmed and Amir Khan with 11. I commented during the game that Cameron Haynes was having a great season so far, but I didn't know he was doing this good. He is literally 2nd in the league in hits. So Cameron Haynes is looking like an early favorite for the Most Improved Player award.
It should cost $1 billion to look this good. Technique. Busy.
Million Gold, the new fragrance by Rabanne.
That's not what we
Our front-loading division schedule is continuing, and we are having our rematch versus Pablo Sanchez and the Cleveland Indians. And their right fielder, Daniel Willis, has a pretty big boost today. But catcher Alexis Weiss is having a speed decrease. And look at Cameron Haynes. He's had a great start to the season so far. He's boosted to 4 at batting and 10 out of 10 at running. So this could be a huge day for Cameron Haynes, and we're going to move him up in the batting order. But look at this nerf for Amir Khan. Oh my goodness, he's going to be basically unusable. Down to 1 out of 10 at batting, so we got to move him way down in the order. So we've got a pretty weird mix of boosts and nerfs from both teams going on in this game. We'll just have to see how it goes. Pete Wheeler is leading off, of course. We'd love to give him a hit. That is going to be a grounder down the 3rd baseline, and that's placed pretty much perfectly. Pete Wheeler is going to go to 2nd. That's a bad throw, so yeah, he'll be safe. That's going to be a double. And here comes Cameron Haynes with a 6.87 batting average so far this season. And with that huge boost that he's got to his speed, he's probably going to get another couple hits today. That's a ball, and Pete Wheeler is going to go for the steal on 3rd, and he makes it. And here's a curveball inside. Cameron Haynes puts that ball in play. Pete Wheeler is going to come home, and that is a bad throw. So Cameron Haynes is going to start his day with a RBI single, and Victoria Schamberg comes to the plate with no outs, and we got a 1-run lead. Victoria puts that ball in play. Cameron Haynes had a big leadoff because he was going to steal it, so he makes it safely to 2nd. There's the out at 1st, but Cameron Haynes is not going to be able to get to 3rd. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that looks good, and Ahmed Khan is going to take that. Could it reach the pool? Not quite, but that is another home run. And it's like these pitchers don't understand how to pitch around Ahmed. Some of these pitches he's hit dingers off are just so easy. Slow balls and fastballs all up the middle is just too easy for Ahmed. So that is a fantastic start to the game. We're ahead 3-0 and only 1 out away. And And Heidi Thurman swings on the first pitch. That is just going to be a grounder right to the pitcher. So that is out number 2. And Dana Sekula is already working to a 3-0 count. So Chris Milton is already starting to lose his accuracy. This is going to be a low and inside pitch, and that's actually ball 4. So Dana gets walked on 4 pitches. And this could be a long day ahead for the Indians if their starting pitcher is already losing accuracy, having given up 1 home run and already walking somebody. And weirdly, it says Amir has a boost, but I have no clue how that's possible because he's nerfed on all of his 4 major stats. And that's a high inside pitch that doesn't look hittable, but it's called a strike. So with his batting nerf, it's not like Amir would have had a huge hit anyway. So we exit the top of the 4th with a 3-0 lead. Thor Herring made Carlos Beltran look like a joke in our first meeting against the Indians, so he's probably not going to have too much trouble against him here. Here's a slow ball high and inside on the 0-2 count, and Carlos Beltran is going to swing and miss. Thor is making it look easy. High and inside pitch. Courtney Valentino hits a grounder, and she will probably get to first because Wayne Pittman will not be able to catch up to this one. That's why it sucks having a slow pitcher and catcher. And here comes Pablo, always a threat to hit a home run, and with 1 swing of the bat, he can make this a 3-2 game. And unfortunately, it's going to be an easy steal for the base runner. Pablo hits a light fly ball right to around second base, and Cameron makes the play, and he's going to almost tag up the runner, and, well, we get the double play, actually. So not only do we end the inning, but we get a fluky double play thanks to the stupid base running AI. You gotta love it. And considering we've already got a 3-0 lead, this could get out of hand very quickly. Thor Herring swings on the first pitch as usual, and Pablo Sanchez will actually catch this one. Here's the 0-2 pitch for Wayne Pittman. That's actually a well-hit ball. Ooh, that's foul. So Wayne is digging in here at the plate, although that is just a light grounder, so this is probably going to be out number 2. So it is up to Pete Wheeler to extend this inning here. I really don't want to use the undergrounder this early. And that is a home run for Pete Wheeler on line drive power. He's going to clear the shed, actually. Wow. Even at Perks Department 2, that might have been a home run. And, well, that is a 4-0 lead, and here comes Cameron Haynes with that speed boost. So let's see what he can do. This is going to be an inside pitch, and he's going to swing, hits it right to the pitcher, although Cameron will have the speed to get there. Wow, so 2 for 2 already for Cameron Haynes. And you know what? Let's just go for it. Here's the underground already. Slow ball, and Victoria Schamberg puts that underground. I think Cameron Haynes will have the speed to come home very quickly. Although that is going to be a ground rule double, and Cameron is going to have to stay at third, unfortunately. So if Ahmed doesn't waste this, and he won't. Another pitch up the middle by Chris Milton. What are you doing, man? Back-to-back home runs for Ahmed Khan. He's having his best game of the season so far. And I seriously don't understand what it is with these pitchers just serving up meatballs to Ahmed. So it's a quick 7-0 lead for our Monsters, and Chris Milton's probably going to be thrown out pretty soon. And yet Courtney Valentino comes in and inherits an 0-2 count. I don't know why the game does that. It's so stupid. I'm talking about how they swap out their pitchers in the middle of at-bats sometimes. And Courtney Valentino has actually made it a 2-2 count. So here is her 3rd pitch of the game so far. Heidi Thurman hits that right to the shortstop, but she drops it. The left fielder has it. He throws it to second base, and Heidi Thurman might be too slow to get there. Yep, this is going to be out number 3. So the inning ends there, but we build our lead to 7 runs. And Alexis Weiss hits this right to Cameron Haynes. He doesn't make the catch, but he throws it right to Amir. Amir drops it, but he does tag up on first. Amir definitely has a drop problem. Horace Young hits that into the air. Can Thor Herring get in position? And he does. Wow, barely made that catch. Gotta love how our players make routine fly balls look so difficult. Left hook high and inside here. And Daniel Willis smacks that to Heidi Thurman, and she drops it. But Cameron Haynes is there to clean the mess, and that's a nice throw there. But Amir drops it again. Come on, man. Cameron Haynes is actually making some decent plays, but Amir is totally selling right now. Chris Milton hits it right to Cameron Haynes again. He makes a nice play. That's right to Dana, and there we go. That's out number 3. So Cameron Haynes, of all people, is looking great on defense. He's having a great day so far on both sides of the ball. And Dana Sekula hits that outside pitch right to their third baseman. I'm surprised that they backed up for Dana Sekula, but that's a nice throw to Pablo, out number 1. And that's actually got some decent power, and he's going to hit it past the defense, actually, because they moved in for him, it looks like. And will he get caught up on the fence? He won't, so Amir is going to hold it first. So that's just going to be a single on a day where he has a massive batting decrease, so that's pretty good. Although, of course, I am very worried about Thor potentially hitting into a double play right here. And I stupidly swing on the first pitch as usual. That's a grounder right in front of home plate, so actually this might be okay. Amir is heading to second. Pablo gets the out, and wow, Amir barely made that. And you know what? Since we have the top of the order coming up soon, I'm just going to use another undergrounder. And Wayne Pittman has worked into a full count. Nice job, Wayne. Here is the 3-2 pitch, and he hits the undergrounder, so Amir is probably going to head home. And yet this is out into the outfield, so Amir is going to arrive home safely. That's going to give us an 8-0 lead. RBI for Wayne Pittman off the undergrounder. And best of all, we still have an undergrounder, so we could keep piling on here. And there we go, the undergrounder. Pete Wheeler is heading to first. This will be an easy single for him. Oh man, Wayne Pittman, we need you to reach second, and yes, he will before Carlos Beltran throws it in. Well, unfortunately, that was the last undergrounder we had, so maybe I should have saved it for later. But Cameron Haynes does have a batting boost, so we'll see what he does with this. That's a hittable pitch, but that is going to be a fly fly ball by Cameron Haynes, so he's going to reach first easily, but Wayne Pittman is not going to reach third, unfortunately, so that is a third out, but we do extend our lead to 8-0. And I'm going to be honest, with how poorly the Indians have played so far, we have a good chance of shutting them out here. Thor Herring's going to throw that low and outside, and that is a tripler grounder from Samantha Winslow, but this is going to be an easy out. Amir drops it again. Dude, what are you doing? He's making this way more difficult than it has to be. I know he's got a fielding decrease today, but that's like his third or fourth drop at first. Terry Vega rips this one. Wow, okay, Victoria's going to have to go get that one. So that's going to be a base hit for Terry Vega. Although Carlos Beltran does not scare me, we could have a double play coming up here. Here's an outside change up, and swing and a miss for Carlos Beltran. Thor Herring is just victimizing Carlos Beltran in our games against them so far. And this is going to be yet another outside slow ball, and Courtney Valentino just watches that go by, surprisingly. So back-to-back strikeouts for Thor Herring, and that ends the inning. Outside pitch, Victoria Schamberg can get it though, and they moved it so far first, so the shortstop is going to make this out, it looks like. And yep, that is out number 1, but here comes Ahmed Khan, 2 for 2 today, already gone yard twice. So if I was Courtney Valentino, I'd just walk him, but he smacks that into left field, and this is just going to be a base hit. Oh no, Heidi Thurman hits a fly ball, and this could be a double play. Get back Ahmed, and that is going to be, wow, he is actually safe. I think we got a favorable call from the out there, so we avoid disaster. And Ahmed is going to steal here, and yep, she's not even going to bother throwing it to second. 3-1 pitch from Courtney Valentino, and that's low, so Dana has just been walked for the second time today. So nice job by Dana getting on base twice today without even having to get a hit. And Amir Khan just hits a light grounder there. This is probably going to be out number 3, so that's too bad. We just wasted a 2 runners aboard opportunity. Yep, Ahmed's out in third, so we get shut out for the first time today. So here comes Pablo, and you just know he's got to be pissed watching some of his former teammates beat up in his own team. 0-2 pitch, slow ball inside, and Pablo is going to hit a light fly ball, but that's into the gap, and we're just not going to be in position to make that play. Although he's rounding second, he has to go back to first. Amir makes the catch and the tag. He finally does something good, and Pablo got greedy there and paid the price. Pablo is definitely playing with anger right now, and Alexis Weiss rips that one out to Ahmed. Can he make this play? And he won't. Actually, wow, I spoke too soon. Great play for Ahmed. And Horace Young puts this one on the ground. Amir will field this one, and he will get to first. 3 very quick outs. Thor Herring once again swings on the first pitch, and the reason why I do that is because I just want to preserve his stamina. And I know he's not fast enough to make it on the bases anyway, so I will just get it over with and get the out. And that is going to be the 3rd strike. Courtney Valentino finally gets herself a strikeout. And here comes Pete Wheeler, who only needs a triple to hit for the cycle, and he could definitely do it. That's a good-looking pitch. And Pete Wheeler, did he just go yard again? That will almost be out of here. Wow, Pete Wheeler was just inches away from his 2nd home run of the game. 0-2 pitch for Cameron Haynes, and Pete's going to steal easily. Cameron Haynes, oh, that's a pop fly. No, they're moved in so far for him, and Pablo Sanchez makes the catch. So he did kind of blow that opportunity there with Pete on base. Left hook high and inside, and Daniel Willis puts this one on the ground. Amir is going to have to scoop this one up. Why are you paused? Okay, there we go. He finally makes the play. And Chris Milton hits a fly foul ball. Can Wayne get there? No, of course he won't. It's way too slow. There's Chris Milton. There's another light fly ball, and that's over Thor's head. Dana, can you make the play? And she does. Amir catches it. Out number 2. Samantha Winslow, fly ball, light fly ball right in front of Wayne Pittman, and he does make this play right to Amir. Very easy 3 outs. And it's kind of incredible just how bad the Indians are, even with Pablo. So this has been a long at-bat so far. We definitely want to tire Courtney Valentino out, really work her pitch counts. And she keeps fouling it off, so Victoria Schamberg really holding her ground here. Oh, and that is called strike 3. Wow, I don't know about that one, but let's be real, he knows that this game is over. He just wants to go home. There's a double pitch for Ahmed, but he pops that one up. And can their third baseman make this play? And yes, he will. And so Ahmed is turned away for the first time today. So Heidi Thurman is her last chance at offense in this game, but she pops it up too. They moved in close for her. So will he be able to make this play? No, he won't. So Heidi Thurman could get to first, and she will. Well, let's see what Dana can do. She's already been walked twice today, and that's a horribly inaccurate pitch. So wait, hold on a second. Dana's worked it to a 3-0 count once again. And here comes Carlos Beltran after Courtney Valentino put it at a 3-0 count. So let's see what Carlos does. Okay, Carlos has thrown 2 strikes, so it's now a full count. And that's a zigzag pitch. Foul ball. Here is the offering. Carlos Beltran, that's out of the strike zone. No way. Dana just got walked for the 3rd time today. And I think that's never happened to me before. I've never had one player get walked 3 times in one game. And it just happened with Dana Sakula of all players. So major props to Dana. She reached base 3 out of 4 times today and didn't even have to get a hit. And here comes Amir. That is going to be a grounder. And yeah, this will be out number 3. So Carlos Beltran is going to flip it to third base to get Heidi out. So we did get shut out in our last 3 innings, but we built up that 8-0 lead early. And the Indians have done nothing to put up a fight anyway, so it doesn't matter that we've gotten shut out the last 3 innings. 0-2 pitch here inside. inside curveball, and Terry Vega gets sent away. 4th strikeout of the game for Thor Herring. Here comes Carlos Beltran. You know he doesn't want to get struck out again, and he actually makes contact this time. Cameron Haynes is in position. Can he make this throw? And he does. Amir Khan makes the catch, and we are just 1 out away from getting our first shutout victory of the season over our division rivals, the Cleveland Indians. Inside curveball from Thor Herring. Pop up for Courtney Valentino. Can Ahmed secure the ball? And he is just not in position. Come on, Ahmed. You can't do this. Dana makes the throw, and she actually gets the out. So Dana makes up for it. Amir secures the catch, and we have won 8-0, easily defeating the Indians. And I'm going to repeat myself, but I'm just shocked at how bad the Indians are, even with the addition of their supplemental draft pick, Pablo Sanchez. Unfortunately, the Twins did beat the Tigers, so they are still undefeated in division play. They are 5-0 in the season. We are 4-1. So the Tigers are shockingly winless, and the Indians are just 1-4. So let's take a look at the stats for the Twins so far. Francis Brewer and Jim Kiley are both hitting over 500, and Frank Thompson's hitting over 400. So they're putting up a lot of home runs or anything like that, but they definitely have a lot of good contact hitters on their team. Let's take a look at our stats on the game. Pete Wheeler was 4 for 4 with a home run, and Cameron Haynes was just 2 for 4 with his massive speed boost, which is a little too bad, but he still got 2 hits. Ahmed Khan was 3 for 4 with 2 dingers and 5 RBI. But honestly, one of the most impressive performances of the game was Dana Sakula, who was walked 3 times. I have never had that happen to me before, getting walked 3 times in a game with 1 player. Thor Herring had a very easy day, 47 pitches thrown, 44 strikes, 3 balls, so he was very, very accurate. Only had to throw 4 strikeouts, only allowed 3 hits. So yeah, like I said, one of the easiest days for him so far this season. So
that new judge is like all the others. They come to know the rules of bringing American justice to the French Civil Code and end up making rulings on their backs beneath the red gas lights.
Don't let this sheet
before,
you know. Shop LG's line of consumer reports for preventative appliances. You can count on LG washers and dryers. We swear.
I like to keep the temperature set to a cool 37 degrees, because that's the same temperature Bay's English muffins are kept in the dairy case at the grocery store. They're chilled for freshness. When it's gotta be delicious,
It's gotta be Bay's English muffins.
So that means next up is our last divisional matchup of the season against the Minnesota Twins, and we're playing at their house, Cement Gardens. And honestly, this is kind of scary because we know how broken hitting on cement is in this game, especially for players with speed. And unfortunately, a game after he had a massive speed boost, Cameron Haynes now has a nerf with running. He is down to 3 out of 10 in running, and also down to 1 out of 10 in fielding, which is really too bad because he's actually been playing pretty well at shortstop for us so far. So we are going to move Cameron Haynes down to the batting order a little bit. And Ahmed Khan has a massive nerf to his batting and running. Oh man, this is so poorly timed because we could really use Ahmed Khan's hitting against this Twins team, but that's just really too bad. Awful timing for Ahmed Khan to start feeling bad. So this means we have to rearrange the batting order even more. This means we're going to have to face the Twins with our best hitter out of commission, basically. And of course, Stan Olafson has a batting boost, so we're basically facing off against the Twins at the height of their powers on a day where our best hitter is not feeling well. Remember, speed is key when you're playing on cement, so Pete Wheeler's got to have a huge day here. And that looks like a hittable pitch. Pete Wheeler smacks that out to the center fielder, and thankfully that will fall in, so that's going to be a leadoff single for Pete Wheeler. Of course, we're going to have Pete steal, and he will reach second easily. That's actually a decent throw, but their second baseman flubs it, and Pete Wheeler will actually take third. So hey, 2 steals for the price of 1. 1-2 count to Victoria Schamberg, and she puts that one on the ground, and Pete Wheeler will reach home easily. So nice sacrifice ground out for Victoria Schamberg. We've got a 1-0 lead already. Thankfully, Amir is back to his usual boost that he gets from playing with Ahmed, even though Ahmed is feeling down today. So it's up to Amir to pick up the slack for his older brother here. 0-2 pitch coming up here. I forgot to switch back to an open stance, but Amir Khan hits this one out to right field, and this will hit the building actually, so that's going to be a base hit for Amir. And she has a chase after this one. It's bouncing up high in the air, and Amir will not reach second, so he's going to have to hold it first. And he barely got back in time. Wow, that was close. Okay, Ahmed is feeling down today. He's got a major decrease to both his batting and his running, as you guys saw, but maybe we can get some cheap hits from him. And Amir's going to take second easily. So this is good. Amir is already a threat to score and only 1 out away. And Ahmed Khan hits that one well, actually, and that will fall in. So this will be a base hit for Ahmed. Amir hangs on at second, and that could have turned out a lot worse. So Ahmed, on a day when his batting is massively decreased, does still get a hit. And Heidi Thurman's having a great at-bat here. A lot of foul balls. Jay Green is already at 20 pitches. But that is going to be an infield fly ball. It will land. Jay Green throws it out at second. And oh no, that's going to be a double play. Oh, come on. That's horrible. So we are up 1-0, but the Twins have a power-up. This is really bad, potentially. This team has a lot of really fast, great contact hitters, and so if they have a power-up, this could go horribly. And that's a strikeout on Maynard McElroy. Maynard and Carlos Beltran are definitely Thor's favorite victims so far this season. And here is Ichiro, who's going to have such a great game today, probably. But we do quickly work it to an 0-2 count. Here comes Thor's third pitch, and Ichiro is going to hit that right to Cameron Haynes, and he drops it. Come on, man. Ichiro's rounding to second, and Dana makes the tag. Okay, thankfully Ichiro didn't choose to slide for some reason. Easy out. Well, not so easy, but you guys get what I mean. And Jay Green hits that one. Oh, that's a huge bounce. It's going to go out to Victoria, and she will... Well, she'll stop the progress of the ball, but it's still a live ball, and Jay Green will reach second pretty easily here. Horrible throw from Cameron Haynes. So Jay Green goes to third. Heidi drops it, and are you kidding me? That's one of the most undeserved triples of all time. Well, that's just absolutely ridiculous. And here comes Stan Olafson, who's boosted to a 10 out of 10 hitting today. And wow, that's a screaming line drive. They're already using their power up, so this is going to score Jay Green easily, and it's tied up just like that. And Francis Bluer bunts it, actually, and I think both runners are going to be safe, unless Thor Herring, no Heidi Thurman, throws just not in time for too slow. And I'm already beginning to panic with Frank Thomas at the plate. We got to get this third out here. Okay, huge pitch coming up here, outside slow ball for Thor Herring, and that's called a strike. That was very clutch, and we get out of that inning only allowing one run somehow. And here comes Dana, who's coming off a fantastic game where she got walked 3 times. So hey, we all know that Jay Green loses his stamina and accuracy really quickly, so let's see if she can do something like that again. And yep, it's a low and away pitch, full count now for Dana. Here's a fastball, though, that's in the strike zone. Dana sends it up the middle. Jay Green stops it, though, and their shortstop's going to be able to make that play. Wow, so Jay Green didn't catch that, but that was a good play by him. So unfortunately, the .650 batting average Cameron Haynes is sporting currently is going to take a hit today, because he does have a speed decrease. That is just going to be a small, light grounder, and yeah, Jay Green's going to get this one, no problem. And here comes Thor Herring, so basically an automatic out. And that's actually a decently placed grounder for Thor. Why they back up so far for him, I don't know what the point of that was, but that's just going to be right to Frank Thomas, easy out. And Jack Joseph puts this one in play, and he probably will have the speed to get to first unless Thor has a great throw here. And Amir drops it, and that goes off screen, out of play. Are you serious? Okay, well, free double for Jack Joseph. Curveball low and away, and Lena Ing, I think that's how you pronounce her name, just puts out a grounder to Thor Herring, and Amir will secure that, so out number 1. 0-2 pitch, inside slow ball to Jim Kiley, and he sends a rocket up the middle. Perfectly placed hit. Hockman's going to field that one, and we got runners at the corners with just 1 out. It is incredible how much the Twins stress me out. This is a really talented team. Maynard McElroy hits a fly ball out to Victoria, and can she make this catch? She does, but the runner on third tags up. That's going to be a sacrifice fly. Although the glitch where the runner just stands at home plate just happened, so the run doesn't count. And yeah, the runner's still standing there. Thor Herring lets it go over his head, of course. Okay, now the run counts. But if you play the game a lot, you've probably seen that glitch happen before, so we just lost our lead. Jay Green puts down a bunt. Thor Herring is going to make the play to first. Amir does catch it, so out number 3, but the Twins take the lead. I honestly might have Wayne just take a strikeout here because I want to get to the top of the order with Pete Wheeler. Although Wayne Pittman has a nicely hit ball right there that goes right to the shortstop, though, so out number 1. But we are back at the top of the order now with Pete Wheeler, and you know what? I'm going to actually go on grounder power with him because I just don't want to risk a fly ball, and we all know that if Pete Wheeler puts the ball into play, he will probably reach base no matter what. And as we learned in the 99-0 challenge, small ball is supreme in this game. And there we go, Pete Wheeler puts down a grounder down the third baseline, and yep, going to be an easy single. Even when you have power hitters, it is better to go with a small ball grounder and line drive strategy. Pete Wheeler's going to take second base easily. And we're going to stick to grounder power with Victoria Schamberg as well. She's going to hit that right to the shortstop, but Pete Wheeler is going to take third. And wow, actually, he probably could have gotten Pete out, but instead selected to get Victoria out. So now there's 2 outs away. Pete Wheeler is at third. And Amir Khan swings at this one, puts down the grounder, but no, that is right to Frank Thomas. Are you kidding me? That's the worst place it could have gone. And we just stranded Pete Wheeler on third base. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, that's pretty bad. We just wasted a chance with Pete Wheeler on third base. We are still down 2-1, and I'm pretty sure the Twins still have a power-up because they only used the screaming line drive once. And Stan Olafson hits a fly ball. That would be a home run at any other park aside from Cement Gardens. And yep, that's going to hit the brick wall. Pete Wheeler is going to have to wait for this one to come down. That's going to go to Dana Sekula, but just going to be an easy triple. Okay, a runner at third with no outs. Samantha Winslow, there's just nothing we can do about that. We're just not fast enough. So runners at the corners with no outs. Yikes. And great. Frank Thomas is up with 2 runners aboard. That's a pop fly for Frank Thomas. And hold on a second. Heidi Thurman. The runners don't tag up in this game. She just got a catch, and she gives it to Thor Herring. So we just got a super cheesy double play, and now we have our own batting power up. But wait a minute, what's going on? Thor's not going to the mound? Why can't he give it to Thor? No. You've got to be kidding me. What is up with this game trying to screw me over, and now they have a player at second when they didn't deserve that? This game is so cheesy, man. I can't believe it. And here's Jack Joseph with a light fly ball, and no, runner's just going to be safe. There's nothing we can do. I swear, if the Twins get any runs, I'm going to freaking scream. And Lena Ng, that's a nicely hit ball out to Victoria. Yep, that's going to drive in a run. You have got to be kidding me. Victoria drops it because, of course, she does. And they might score another run here, actually. Okay, thankfully, the runner holds at third, but we're down 3-1 now. And Jim Kiley puts down a bunt, and I think we will be able to get the out here, thankfully. So Amir secures it, but man, that was a horrible inning. Sure, we only allowed one run, but we shouldn't have allowed any, to be honest with you. And Ahmed hits a fly ball, and the shortstop probably will catch this one. Yep, one out, and now we're in the depths of our batting order. So thankfully, we do have the undergrounder now. That can be very useful, especially with all these poor hitters at the bottom of our lineup. And Heidi Thurman has a nice hit down the third baseline. I don't know why they're backing up for our hitters, but that's just a great throw. I can barely even talk, I'm stuttering. Great throw from the third baseman, easy out there. Okay, Dana, if you can draw a walk or something, that'll be great because we can get you on base and then use the undergrounder. And now Frank Thomas comes in for Jake Green, who only lasted 40-something pitches. I'm kind of surprised by how bad his stamina is, actually. And this is in the strike zone, so I gotta swing at it. But Dana has a nicely hit ball that will fall in, but Ichiro is gonna get this, and he probably will make this throw in time. But no, the first baseman actually drops it, so that's gonna be a single. Ichiro throws it past the first baseman. What are you doing, Ichiro? That's out of play. So Dana's just gonna get a free double out of that. Now I'm gonna use the undergrounder, because why not? And Cameron Haynes puts it underground, and Dana should score off this. And yep, that is out into center field. That is perfect. So Cameron's going to get to second. Dana trips, but she probably will make it home. And okay, good stuff. We're back to within one. And you know what? I am desperate. Let's keep it going. Thor Herring, let's drive in Cameron here. So Thor Herring puts this one underground. Let's see where it goes. Cameron is heading to third. And that is out to the center field again, so Cameron will score. Let's go. Tie game coming up here. And Thor Herring will get to second, so he will get credit for a double. That is awesome. We have tied it up very quickly. We have no more undergrounders, but we did tie it up, and that's what's important. So we might as well have Wayne to swing on the first pitch here. It's going to be an easy out for the shortstop, but we did tie this ball game. I'm actually going to move our defense in because Maynard and Ichiro are probably going to try to do the bunt cheese again on us. And Maynard hits a grounder that bounces pretty high, but Dana should be able to make this throw, and we get Maynard out. Okay, that's crucial because Maynard is super fast. And so with getting him out, we don't have a threat to steal on base currently. But Ichiro does hit a soft fly ball, and Amir runs away from it. What are you doing, man? That should have been another easy out, but unfortunately, Ichiro does reach first. I'm gonna pitch it away from Jay Green, but he does lay down a bunt. I knew someone would go for the cheese. Okay, we get him out at first, and no, Ichiro's going to be safe at third. We can't make the throw. Hold on, throw it home, Heidi. And we get it to Wayne, and Thor just lets the ball go by him. Are you serious? No. No. Okay, I'm surprised Ichiro didn't go for home, because he definitely would have made it. And what are you doing, Victoria? Okay, for some reason, Ichiro didn't go home, although he easily could have, so the Twins should be up 4-3 right now, but thankfully they aren't. And we're just playing stupid out in the field right now. I don't know what our guys are doing. Oh, and Stan Olafson hits a high fly ball. Can Victoria make this catch? And she does. Wow, that was so clutch from Victoria. And we preserved the stalemate incredibly. We've got the top of the order coming up. And yep, that's going to be a grounder, bouncing grounder for Pete Wheeler right to Ichiro, but he's got the speed to get to first. Yeah, I think we're going to stick with grounders for Pete Wheeler from now on. But like I was saying, even with line drive power, there is still the possibility you get a pop-up, and I don't want Pete Wheeler ever popping up. And as we know, as long as he puts the ball in play, he is a threat to reach base. So I'm just going to stick to grounders with him from now on. And Victoria Schamberg does hit a grounder right in front of the catcher, but Pete Wheeler will reach third. And you know what? I'm just going to sneak home with Pete Wheeler. They weren't even paying attention. Pete Wheeler goes in the back door, and we have the lead. We have come back from down 3-1. The Twins have blown a 3-1 lead, and there's only one out away, so we can actually keep going here. Nice hit from Amir Khan. That is out to the center fielder, though, and that is going to be a fly out. No, she actually drops it. Amir's heading to second. No, we're going to have to go back to first. Okay, he reaches. And that is a grounder from Ahmed Khan, so Amir should reach easily here. And actually, both players are going to reach. No, never mind, Ahmed won't. I thought that the catcher was hesitating there, but that was such a great throw, so Ahmed is thrown out. Okay, 2 outs, and it's up to Heidi Thurman to try to extend our lead here. Oh, but that is a soft fly ball, but the third baseman just moves out of the way. She probably thought she had backup, but she doesn't, so Heidi is going to reach. Okay, Dana, now it's up to you. Oh, but that is a grounder. They moved back for Dana yet again, but the out will be made at second base, so we are heading to the bottom of the fifth with a lead, but only a one-run lead. And remember, the Twins only use one screaming line drive, so there's a possibility they still have it. Francis Bluer hits a grounder, but that's a huge bounce, and Thor Herring will just not make it there in time. So single right needed to turn a double play or something for me to feel confident again. And Frank Thomas watches that one go by, and we will not get the strikeout double play here, but that is another strikeout for Thor Herring. The runner does advance to second, but that is one out away, thankfully. We're going to move the defense in for Jack Joseph. Yep, that is a grounder like I thought. The runner will go to third, and no, Heidi, what are you doing? Why are you not covering third? That should have been an easy out, but instead we've got runners at the corners now with only one out. To be honest, we could be winning this game easily if we just made better fielding decisions. But okay, we've worked into an 0-2 count. I'm going to juice up Thor to have the most accurate pitches possible here. High and inside pitch, and Lena pops this one up. Wayne, I need you to make this catch. And he does. The runner's heading home. And what are you doing? Wayne, what just happened, man? I don't know who to blame, Wayne or Thor, although the run isn't counting for some reason. The runner advances to third, and the scoreboard still reads 4-3 for the Twins. So did that run just not count? Did the game glitch out again? I've never seen that glitch happen twice in one game. 0-2 pitch here to Jim Kiley. This is a crucial pitch with the runner on third, and he's going to strike out. So wait, hold on a second. That run just isn't going to count. Are you serious? So for the first time ever, a major glitch works in our favor. It should be a tie game right now, but the scoreboard reads 4-3 for the Monsters. Cameron Haynes with a fly ball here. Frank Thomas drops it. Will he reach first? I don't know if he will. No, out number one. And I can't believe we just got away with that one. Wayne Pittman totally missed Thor with a throw, but it's a 4-3 game right now. Thor Herring with a nice hit there, actually. Frank Thomas secures it, and it is going to be out number one. I can't believe that we still have the lead here. If we get away with the win here because we just got a glitch, I'm going to laugh so hard. Wayne Pittman puts the ball on the ground, and this will be out number 3. So it's now up to us to secure this win, I guess. And Maynard has once again had a horrible day on offense against us, and that is going to be a grounder to Cameron Haynes, but Maynard is too fast, so leadoff single for the inning. Gotta be very careful with Ichiro here. And Maynard is gonna steal, so we got a runner on second with no outs. 1-2 pitch to Ichiro, and he is going to strike out. Okay, rare strikeout on Ichiro. I'm surprised we got that. And Jay Green bunts it, but that is out to Thor. We're actually gonna get the out at third here, so okay, that was... The game loves me for some reason. I can't believe we just won that game. It should be 4-4, but instead we went 4-3, and not only do we get the no run doesn't count glitch, or whatever you want to call it, weird home base error, but we just got a glitch double play to end the game. What the heck? This is the most undeserved divisional victory of all time, but hey, I'm not going to complain about that one because the Twins are such a tough team to beat. So we are now tied for the division lead. Both us and the Twins are 5-1, and the Indians just beat the Tigers, so the Tigers are 0-6 in division play. And let's look at these hitting stats. Aside from Pete Wheeler and Amir Khan, nobody really had a good game for us in offense. Thor Herring threw 65 pitches, 5 strikeouts, definitely his most stressful pitch performance so far. And guys, we just got away with one there. I can't believe the game basically just handed us a victory, which never happens. But wow, like I said, we are now tied with the Twins for the division lead. We're both 5-1. They do, of course, get the tiebreaker over us in terms of their run differential. But wow, for once, we get away with a cheesy victory there. And now we are heading into the non-divisional competition of our schedule. We are at home, and we are facing the Baltimore Orioles, who we actually did play last year. And they do have some solid players. They're not the most ferocious team. And wow, Jeff Kona has a massive decrease to all attributes. Cindy Chang, I'm pretty sure, is a Vicky Kawaguchi clone. So they do have some decent players, but on paper, they're not the best team we've played so far this season. So I'm looking to open up our non-divisional schedule with a bang here. The Orioles are also last in their division. They're just 2-4. So hopefully this is a bit of a comeback for us after last week's stressful contest. We get another easy win here. And like I said, I'm pretty sure Cindy Chang is a Vicky Kawaguchi clone, so we got to be very careful for her. She's not a very good hitter, but she is super fast. And yep, there is a bunt for Cindy Chang, and she will reach first. Nobody's even close to that one. And Jocinda Smith does have some sort of boost today, which is kind of weird. I hope it's not one of the unseen steroid batting boosts. Okay, here is the pitch, and why did I throw an inside pitch when she had an open stance? And Jocinda Smith just homered off me. That's embarrassing. Okay, and just like that, we are down 2-0. We haven't even turned it out yet. That's not good. That's probably one of Thor Herring's worst starts ever. Swing and a miss in the inside pitch, and that is a good comeback from Thor Herring there to get the strikeout. First out of the game so far, and here comes Jeff Conine, who, like I said, does have a massive decrease to all of his attributes today, including hitting. Slow ball inside, and he actually sends out a nice line drive to Cameron Haynes, but he secures that catch. And Vic Souffle is going to hit that low and away pitch, and he actually will reach first. Wow, infield hit.
The next time my mother inssults my dog, I'll show her my new phone necklace.
Seems these savages cannot spot quality. That's the way of the world.
And Nate Kowalski puts that one in play, and we are out of position. What? I didn't tell them to shift over like that. Why do they do that sometimes? The CPU will sometimes screw you over by shifting over your players when you didn't tell them to do that. So that should have been a routine play for Cameron Haynes, and he just wasn't in position for it. We're going to go low and away from Heather Quinn here, but she puts that one in play, and can we please get this out? And we probably will. Thor Herring to Amir Khan. Okay, we end the inning there, but that was actually way more stressful than it should have been, and we just allowed 2 quick runs to Jacinda Smith of all people. But here comes Pete Wheeler, and that's a nice grounder, infield grounder, and yeah, they backed up way too far for Pete Wheeler for some reason, so that's going to be an easy single for him. And Pete Wheeler's going to steal second easily, and you know what, let's try for third, because the catcher didn't seem to have a very good arm, and yeah, Pete Wheeler's just going to take third easily. So 2 quick steals for Pete Wheeler. We got a 2-0 count. That looks good, though, and Victoria sends that one up the middle. Pete is going to have to tag up here, and you know what, we will not reach home. Oh, and I'm just going to, will I reach? No! I got so greedy there, and I just allowed the stupidest double play of all time to be turned on me. I truly can't believe that just happened. I thought I had a path to home with Pete Wheeler there, but that was just too greedy, and so not only do the Orioles have a 2-0 run, but they have a power-up as well. I might have screwed myself already. And that's a grounder for Cameron Haynes, and he might actually reach. And no, that's a good throw. No, wow, he actually might have made it, but the ump calls it an out, and we are already down 2-0. And the Orioles, like I said, have a power-up now. Murray Goldman with the pop-up, and Thor does secure it, so 1 out. Slow ball high and inside, and Isaac Drummond is way ahead of that one. Second strikeout of the day for Thor Herring. And Thor Herring is already at 31 pitches now, which is crazy. He does get the strikeout there, but man, his stamina's running low, and the Orioles are really making it work for it. The good news, though, is that the Cons are coming up, and they could tie this game up really quickly. And Ahmed sends a line drive up the middle. That will fall in, so that will be a single for Ahmed. And with one swing of the bat, Amir could tie it up. So we're going to have Ahmed steal, because I do not fear this catcher, and he will make it. It's a good-looking pitch, but that is a grounder right to the pitcher. It takes a weird turn in the dirt, but that's going to be an out at first. Ahmed's going to have to hold it second. Well, that's not good, because I don't know who's going to get Ahmed all the way around the bases. But hold on, Heidi Thurman has worked it to a 3-0 count. And why did I swing at that? So that is going to be a fly out. No, Jocinda actually drops it, so Heidi is safe at first. Somehow me swinging on a 3-0 pitch didn't work out, but the CPU might have done that on purpose, because Dana could easily hit into a double play here. Remember that she's really slow, so honestly, I might just have Dana take a strikeout if it comes to that. But that's an outside pitch, so it is a 3-1 count. Full count now for Dana Sakula. Can she do it again? Can she draw another walk? And that is a strikeout. Wow. Okay, well, like I said, Dana taking a strikeout there is the worst thing in the world, because that does mean we're going to avoid getting a double play turn on us. But unfortunately, that means this inning is probably going to go to waste. Pitch up the middle for Thor Herring, and yeah, that's just a pop-up. They did back up for Thor Herring. I don't know why the CPU keeps doing that, but Jocinda does catch that, so we get shut out in back-to-back innings. And as long as we don't allow another home run to Jocinda Smith, we will be okay, I think. And that is a grounder to Heidi Thurman, and Heidi just makes a horrible play on the ball. That should have been an out. She's got a close stance, so we'll go high and inside here, and she just lets that one go by. 4th strikeout of the game for Thor Herring. Here comes Jeff Conine, who, remember, does have the batting decrease today. High and inside slow ball, and that's a screaming line drive. No way. Of course, their screaming line drive turns into an automatic home run. So that's the second 2-run shot we've allowed today, and we are now down 4-0. Slow ball low outside to Vic Souffle, and that's another screaming line drive. Oh, thankfully that's not a home run, but that is going to be a base hit for him. And we've still only turned 1 out. So here is the 0-2 pitch to Nate Kowalski, and he watches that go by. So there's the 5th strikeout for Thor Herring. Thankfully, out number 2 in this inning. And if we want to have any hope left in this game, we've got to get Heather Quinn out here. And it's an outside pitch. She does hit a line drive, but they have no more screaming line drives apparently. Victoria, you've got to be kidding me. They're probably going to score here. And yeah, Heidi Thurman has a rocket arm, but she will not be able to get there in time. Yeah, 5-0 Orioles. This is incredible. And I'm not going to lie, we are getting pieced up by the Baltimore Orioles right now. And that is a line drive right to Thor Herring. We will get the out, but wow, we are down 5-0 after 3 innings. And even the Twins weren't stomping us out this hard. This is kind of crazy. And that is a hittable pitch for Wayne Pittman, but that's just going to be a infield pop fly. The second baseman drops it, but the shortstop is there to clean up the mess. And Pete Wheeler has a nice hit there, good contact. That gets past the second baseman, so Pete Wheeler is going to have at least a double here. You know what, let's just send him to third, because I'm getting desperate here. That is dropped, and you know what, we're going to send him home. Why not? Jeff Conine can't make that throw. Okay, inside the park, home run for Pete Wheeler. That was unexpected, but a welcome surprise. And we've got to do everything we can to get back into this game. 5-0 deficit is crazy, but we can maybe do it. And Victoria Schamberg chases that one. 2 outs away. We are still down 5-1, and this is not looking good, people. 0-2 pitch to Cameron Haynes. This is very hittable, and that is just a grounder to the shortstop. She fumbles it, though, but she will still probably make this throw, and yep, so we only barely cut into this deficit. And it's crazy, but the Orioles are just taking us to the cleaners in front of our home crowd today. Quick strikeout on Isaac Drummond, though. So Thor Herring does have 6 strikeouts today, but if you were to look at the scoreboard, you wouldn't think so. Blowing inside, curveball, and Cindy Chang bites on that one. So Thor's strikeout numbers might look really good after this game, but we are still just losing by 4 runs. And I just don't know how we're going to get back into this one. And why do I keep throwing inside to Jacinda Smith? She does hit a pop fly. Heidi, why is Victoria not chasing after that? That should be Victoria's ball, but Jacinda Smith gets a double when she should have flown out there. There's a pop fly on the first pitch to Marilyn McDonald, but Thor Herring will not make the play. And well, she is going to second, so we do get the out, actually. So thanks to her poor base running AI, we actually get out of there. And the Khans have to do something if we're going to survive in this game. And Ahmed Khan just gives us a grounder, though. They backed up really far, so he will reach first. Amir, please send one over the fence and make this a 5-3 game. We need it. That is a hittable ball, and that is high in the air. But it doesn't look like it's going to quite get out of here. You've got to be kidding me. And that is caught at the fence. We were just inches away from getting a 2-run homer there. And that one really hurts. That would have been a great chance to get back in this game. But nope. Still 5-0 with 1 out. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, we struck out. That was worth going for, though. That was outside of the strike zone. Ahmed is going to steal second at least. But Dana Sakula has to bring him home somehow if we want to get any runs in this inning. But it is not looking good, guys. This one looks hittable, too. But no, that is also high in the zone. Man, Dana strikes out, and we are still down 5-1. I am really getting desperate here, guys. That is a low and outside curveball. Jeff Conine, that's an infield fly ball. Please get this Thor. No, he drops it. Please pick it up. That could get to Amir, and no, he drops it too. You've got to be kidding me, man. This is just an incompetent performance so far today. That is a well-hit ball. Heidi Thurman needs to field this one, and we get the out at second, but we will not get the out at first. So with Nate Kowalski up, we've only got one more chance to turn a double play, and he's letting these pitches go by, so the CPU probably knows what I'm up to. No, though, he actually hits a liner out to Victoria. Please get this in. No, I can't believe Victoria Schamberg, man. Yet another base hit off what should have been a routine play. This has definitely been our worst defensive performance of the year so far. It's not even close. And Heather Quinn with a liner to Cameron Haynes. He picks it up. We could get a double play here. Dana Sakula drops. That should have been a double play. You've got to be kidding me. Everyone's dropping it. So not only did Dana drop that, ruining what should have been a double play, but that also let in a run. So now we're down 6-1. And this game has just turned into one big joke. I can't believe how bad we're playing. Outside pitch, Murray Goldman hits a grounder, and I think we still won't be able to turn any outs. Heidi Thurman gets it over to Amir, and dude, this can't be real. This inning should have ended a long time ago, but no, instead the bases are loaded with only 1 out. High and inside to Isaac Drummond. He puts this one in play. Come on, Amir, you gotta get this one. Dude, Amir, you can't be serious. Throw it home. And it's going to score. No, we actually get credit for the out somehow. I don't think Wayne made it home in time, but we get credit for the out. But that doesn't solve the problem of the bases still being loaded and Amir just forgetting how to play first base all of a sudden. 0-2 count on Cindy Chang, and thankfully she swings and misses. And even though we only gave up 1 run, it was an undeserved run, and it felt much worse than that. And well, somehow we got to figure out how to put up 5 runs within the next 2 innings to stay alive in this one. And Thor Herring puts this ball in play, but Jacinda Smith is just going to scoop this one up and get the out easily. And Wayne Pittman does make contact here, but that is right to Jacinda, man. Like I predicted, and she corrals that easily. 2 outs already. Okay, Pete Wheeler, we got to figure out how to get you on base and around the bases. That was worth swinging at. Because listen, guys, these might be out of the strike zone, but if we were to hit a power-up pitch and get a hit, that would give us a power, but we'd actually be instantly right back in this game. And I can't believe I swung at that. That was so clearly low in the zone. Well, our best chance to score just got struck out, so we are still down 6-1. This is definitely the worst game I've played so far this season. I'm probably disappointing all of you right now. And Jacinda Smith just hits a grounder to Thor Herring, and why are you diving, man? Okay, Amir catches it. We finally get Jacinda Smith out. 80th pitch of the game now for Thor. They are making him work today. Wayne Pittman, please get this out. Okay, that's 2 away. And Jeff Conine has actually been playing pretty well today. I thought he was supposed to be nerfed to all attributes, but he's been 2 for 3 today. And that's a fly out to Ahmed. Please secure this catch, Ahmed. Please. We just look like idiots out there, man. I just don't know what's going on. I just don't know. And Vic Souffle puts that ball in play. Heidi Thurman actually gets there, and she will get the out. Cameron, dude, you cannot be serious. I genuinely don't know what's going on, and it's not like I can control this. My players are just deciding to all collectively play horribly on defense today. Okay, thankfully, Nate Kowalski pops up. Wayne Pittman, please make this catch. He does. And if we don't put up 5 runs here, we are toast. And Victoria Shamberg works it to a 3-2 count. If she gets walked, that'll be pretty good. But that's hittable, and that's just going to be a grounder. She'll probably get out here. Okay, already one away. It's up to Cameron Haynes to get a hit here. And Cameron Haynes makes contact there. That's right to Jeff Conine, though, and he will make that throw. Yep, wow, 2 outs already, and it's down to Ahmed Khan. And, well, that's a hittable pitch, and Ahmed Khan will likely get us a home run here, just barely. Well, it's another home run for Ahmed's stats, but it's not like it's going to do much for us. It's still a 6-2 deficit. And Amir makes contact there. They backed up for him, so he could get a hit here, but that's a great throw. Wow, game over. I can't believe it. We just got humiliated in front of our home crowd by the Baltimore Orioles of all teams who have a losing record, remember, and that is not an optimal result for our first non-division game. And this really sucks because the Twins won, so they are now ahead of the division. So let's look at these game stats, and we did not do well from the plate today. Just 6 for 23 collectively as a team. Ahmed was 3 for 3 with a dinger, and Pete Wheeler got an inside the park home run, but that was basically it. Pitching-wise, Thor Herring didn't do that well, but he was not getting any favors from our defense as well. He did have 8 strikeouts, but we let in 6 runs, 17 hits allowed. That includes errors.
Happened before, my dear. Well, well.
Fat Boy Cabal's Elixir, the new masculine fragrance. Carolina Herrera.
Y'all, I'm back with some huge news this week. You'll see in our team photo that now one of our players is blacked out. And I'll pull up the season statistics for the Cleveland Indians real quick, and you'll see that Wayne Pittman is now on the Indians roster. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Pablo Sanchez is now on the Mighty Monsters. He's been traded. And I know what you're thinking. There is no way that the Cleveland Indians would agree to trade Pablo Sanchez. And of course you're right. Obviously it took a lot of convincing, but of course it also helped that Pablo Sanchez was very unhappy at the midpoint of the season. So the regular season is only 14 games, which means that 7 games in, we are at the halfway point. And right now we're sitting at 5-2, second in our division behind the Minnesota Twins, who are 6-1. And the Cleveland Indians are at 3-4. They have actually won 2 games in a row, but they are clearly not going to win the division. Because remember, Mr. Klink intentionally set up our division so that all of our divisional games were at the very start of the season. So the division winners were basically determined before the season was even half over. Which means that because the Cleveland Indians went just 2-4 against divisional opponents this year, including us, their path to the playoffs is only possible through a wild card spot, or if they go on an insane win streak that probably just won't happen. And so Pablo's grown very unhappy because not only is he currently playing for a losing team, but he's clearly doing a lot of heavy lifting for this team on offense. And it also didn't help that his old friends Pete and the Cons beat him twice when our Monsters played his Indians. Seeing all of his buddies hanging out and having fun on a winning team while he's stuck on a losing team has made him really upset. He's actually demanded a trade, and apparently he was even starting to pick fights in the clubhouse, cursing people out in Spanish. So the Indians did agree to trade us Pablo for Wayne Pittman, but of course it wasn't just Wayne for Pablo. They'd never do that. No, Pablo came with an extremely expensive price tag in addition to Wayne Pittman, and so basically I've had to bet the future of the Mighty Monsters on this Pablo Sanchez trade working out, because not only did I send Wayne Pittman to the Indians, but I also sent them our next 10 draft picks in a row. That's right, we've got no draft picks for the next decade. So basically we either have to win the Backyard World Series this year or next year, because with these players eventually growing older and graduating to the middle school and high school divisions, we have a very short window of time for our success. And this is the type of splash trade where if it doesn't work out, it can actually set back a franchise decades. But as you guys know, Pablo Sanchez is one of the greatest hitters in the history of the Backyard Baseball League, so this was worth it. As you can see, Pablo Sanchez is currently tied for 5th most home runs in the league with 4, and he's also tied for the 3rd most runs batted in. Through his first 7 games with the Indians, Pablo has a 500 batting average with 3 singles, 2 doubles, 2 triples, and 4 home runs. So he's been doing great this season as an individual player, but like he said, he's sick of doing all this heavy lifting on a losing team, and so he wants to join a team with not only his friends on it, but also a team that has actual playoff chances. So in other words, Pablo's basically pulled a Kevin Durant, and he's joined the Mighty Monsters. So now it's time to jump into our first game featuring Pablo Sanchez on our roster. We're on the road at Playground Commons, and Thor Herring actually has a boost. He's up to 6 at batting and 6 at fielding. And so, of course, with Pablo Sanchez joining the team, I am going to shuffle our defensive lineup a little bit. I'm going to have Pablo Sanchez at second base, and I'm going to move Daed Segura crazy as it is, we're actually kind of upgrading at both positions here. As you guys know, Daed does not have great awareness in the field, but she does have more throw power than Wayne did. And of course, Pablo Sanchez is very prone to dropping the ball, but he does have a pretty good arm. So thankfully, our defensive lineup doesn't actually change that much. And it'll also be changing our batting orders now. Pablo Sanchez is going to be batting third, with Ahmed and Mir batting fourth and fifth. Victoria Shamberg will be moved down to sixth, because even though she basically has the same batting ratings as Cameron Haynes, which is why I've always had them back-to-back in our lineup, because they also both have 6 out of 10 speed. Cameron Haynes, as you guys know, has been hitting far better this season. He's an early favorite for most improved player in the league. And so because he's been hitting so well this season, he does take over the number 2 spot. As I already said, Thor Herring has a boost to his batting and fielding today. And Heidi Thurman has a small nerf to her fielding, but Victoria Shamberg has a speed boost. So actually just for this one contest, we're going to move Victoria Shamberg back up in the lineup. The team we're facing on the road today are the Boston Red Sox. And they do have a familiar face on their team. Claire Nelson is in center field. Remember how Claire Nelson left our team because she wanted to explore free agency and thought she could be a starting pitcher for a different team? Well, here she is on a different team that doesn't even have much pitching talent, and she is still in center field. So clearly her plans did not work out. The best hitters on this team are Greg Vaughn and Jorge Garcia. Mary Riley's 8 out of 10 at hitting, and Rafael Hendricks is also a pretty good hitter, but this is really a very mid team. They're currently tied for last in a very competitive AL East division. They are 3 and 4, but they are tied with the Orioles, who just smacked us. So remember, you can never truly underestimate an opponent in this game. So let's just jump into this game. The Monsters versus the Red Sox. We are on the road. That's a good looking pitch to Pete Wheeler, who smacks that to start off the game, and that will land in front of Claire Nelson. She will not be able to make that throw. And you know, we're going to Pete sneak to second, because why not? Easy double to start off the game. It's always important to start Pete off with a hit. And that is a short grounder for Cameron Haynes, but Pete Wheeler will make it to third easily, and Cameron Haynes will get thrown out. Okay, let's see how Victoria does with this speed boost. That's a hittable ball, but that is in the air. It might not land. That is out number 2. Wow, just like that. Well, we do not want to leave Pete stranded, but here comes Pablo Sanchez. I mean, I haven't used Pablo in so long in one of these seasons, so it's going to be exciting to use him again, and that is a great hit. And will that clear the fence? Not quite. Oh man, imagine if Pablo had cleared the fence in his first ever at-bat as a mighty monster, but that is going to be an RBI double. And here comes Ahmed. Let's see if we can keep the ball rolling. It's going to be an outside pitch, but Ahmed rips that, and will that clear the high fence? It will not, but Pablo will definitely score off this, and Ahmed will hold at first. That's going to be an RBI single. We're up 2-0. Oh, but Amir pops it up, and this could end the inning. Unfortunately, it does, but we're out to for the 2-0 lead. And weirdly, the Red Sox have Nancy Chin, their pitcher, as their leadoff hitter. So I'm not sure what the heck their game plan is, but I'm going to take advantage. High and inside curveball. That's a grounder right to Thor, but he dives for it, and he misses. Come on, Thor, make this throw, and Amir... Of course, Amir drops it. Nancy Chin's going to be heading to second, and Amir won't make it. I don't think he will. No, he actually does make the throw. Pablo makes the tag, but as usual, we botch a completely routine play. Left hook low and inside, and Adam Van Doren has a soft pop fly here. Can Pablo make this play? No, of course he doesn't. That's going to be a single. And guys, you can feel free to disagree with me, but this is why I always say that Pablo Sanchez is very overrated, and I don't think he's actually the best player in this game. This could be a double play. Hold on a second. No, Pablo dives for it, so we're not going to get the out at second. Cameron throws it to Thor, and you know what? Let's just try to get the out. No, Amir drops it, and what am I even doing, guys? Just Thor, go back to the mound. This is just stupid. So now we have runners at the corners. We got no outs on that play somehow. But as I was speaking, Pablo literally proved my point just there. The reason I don't think Pablo's the best player in this game is because he's such a liability on defense. And Jorge Garcia bombs that to the deepest part of the park. Are you kidding me? And that's over Ahmed's head, and that could be a ground rule double. No, it won't be, but this is going to score. And Cameron's going to throw this one in. I can't believe Jorge Garcia, of all players, just launched a nuke on me. And we might get him out, but still, this is crazy. Pablo drops it. There is no way. The runner is coming home. Can we please get the out at home? Thor to Dana. Dana makes a nice throw to Heidi, and we've got the runner in a pickle now. Dana back to Heidi, and no way. There's no way. Okay, thankfully Heidi makes the tag at third, but that was a ridiculous play. I can't believe Jorge has power like that. That was shocking. And Dominique Lowe with a grounder right in front of Dana. Please make this play, Dana. She flips it to Ahmed. Pardon me, Amir. Amir doesn't drop that one. That's 3 outs, but man, we should have allowed no runs that inning. That was a horrible defensive display. And Heidi swings on the first pitch. This is a soft fly ball right to the shortstop. He will not make this throw. That's into the dirt, but Heidi probably won't have enough speed, but they're banging into each other, and, well, Heidi's got a single, which brings Dana up to bat, which means we're unfortunately at risk for a double play here. And Dana keeps on hitting foul balls, so she is holding her ground, as usual. This is a great at-bat so far, and that's ball 3, and Nancy Chin's got to be real pissed at this point. She winds up high play, but it splits the defense, and Thor should get to first. Actually, it's a horrible throw. No one was on second, and wow, Heidi and Thor are both safe. Okay, two very slow base runners aboard. Can Pete bring any of them home? Pitch in the middle of the strike zone. Pete smacks that, and Jorge Garcia will not get there. And unfortunately, Pete is going to have to hold at first while these runners aren't even there yet. And well, we got bases loaded now. And this is a situation where it would be really great if we had a power up, but it is really early in the game, so of course we don't have one. So we just got to figure out what the heck to do with Cameron Haynes and all these slow base runners aboard. Honestly, I'll be satisfied if we even bring just one of these players in. And that is right in front of the catcher. This could easily be a double play, and yep, that's going to end the inning. Horrible. Worst case scenario right there. Here comes Claire Nelson, who has some sort of boost today. Well, whatever power up the Red Sox have, you know that Claire would like to use it. And that's going to be a changeup high and outside, and Claire Nelson swings for it. Thor Herring has struck out his backup. You gotta love these narratives. And Greg Vaughn smacks that one, but that's right to Cameron Haynes. Can he make this play? He does. Nice throw to Amir. Amir gathers it. Easy out. And here comes Katie Shankar, who 7 games into the season still does not have a hit. This is just crazy. And she's got a close batting stance. She's going to throw one high and inside. And she swings and misses. That is Thor's second strikeout of the inning. Thankfully, we maintain our 2-1 lead with the best part of our batting order coming up soon. And Victoria Schamberg with an infield fly. That is right to the first baseman, but she drops it, so Victoria will reach on the air. Pablo, is up to you to send Victoria home. Let's see if you can do it. Victoria's leading off, and Pablo Sanchez rips that one into center field. Nice line drive hit. Victoria's heading to third. Pablo's going to get a double. And let's just go crazy and send Victoria home, because she's got the speed boost. She will make it, so another RBI double for Pablo Sanchez. Pablo's off to a great start as a mighty monster, and that is way outside for Nancy Shin, so it's a 3-1 count. To be honest, I'd walk Ahmed in this situation too. That's another high pitch, and that is ball 4, so she walks Ahmed on 5 pitches. And Amir just puts that one on the ground, so that is disappointing. And he will get tagged out at first, but Pablo is coming home. Can we at least get a run batted in out of this? And the third baseman, Katie Shankar, just totally out to lunch, so Pablo sneaks home. Okay, so we are now up 4-1, and let's see if Heidi can get Ahmed home somehow. And Heidi hits that one on the ground right to the shortstop. Can we bait them with Ahmed? And well, Ahmed's going to get to third, but Heidi will get thrown out at first, so we've got 2 outs with a runner on third for Dana Sakula. And Heidi Thurman with a nice hit. Wow, that's almost perfectly placed. Ahmed's going to come home, no problem. And Dana Sakula's got herself an RBI. We now have a 5-1 lead. And Dana's very inconsistent, but every now and then she will give you some greatly placed hits. And as you guys have seen this season, she has excellent plate vision. Guys, look at that. Greg Vaughn gets subbed into pitch relief. And so with all of that drama with Claire Nelson leaving our team in free agency, she's not even the backup pitcher on her new team. Man, Claire Nelson, what a shame. You could have been on a team with playoff potential, but instead you're running away on a losing team as the third-string pitcher. And that's a nice pitch from Greg Vaughn to strike out Thor Herring, but we do extend our lead. In that inning, we are now up to a 5-1 lead.
I've heard great things about you from my girlfriend.
I'm married. Please.
Time to lose faith.
How are you, my love?
And Mary Riley with an infield fly, and I don't know if Heidi's going to get there, but she will probably make this throw. Nice throw to Amir. He does catch this. Easy out. High and inside pitch, and Nancy Shin just watches that one go by. Third strikeout of the day for Thor Herring. And Adam Van Doren just bunts that one right to Thor Herring. That's going to be one of the worst placed bunts of all time. Third out, easy out, and we are still up 5-1 at the top of our order. It's a low pitch, but Pete swings anyway. That is out to Jorge Garcia. It lands, and Pete will barely beat the throw to first. Wow, how often do I say that? Pete Wheeler barely beating a throw to first, but he is safe, and of course he is going to steal. And that's a bad swing and miss for Cameron Haynes. Yikes, but that is only out number 1, thankfully. I'll admit, Greg Vaughn is actually looking pretty good as a relief pitcher, so maybe that's why Claire Nelson isn't even the backup. And Victoria Schamberg with a pop fly that's going to go out to Jorge. He makes the catch. And let's see if Pete Wheeler can make it to third. He will pretty easily. And once again, runners are in scoring position for Pablo Sanchez, who has had a great day so far today. Here's the pitch that looks hittable, and Pablo Sanchez just hits a pop fly. So unfortunately, we will not be leaving this inning with any runs, but we're still at 5-1. I'll be honest, I think we have this one under control unless Jorge Garcia unexpectedly hits another bomb or something. He's in an open have 2 outs, but instead it's only 1 out. And Dominic Lowe swings and misses on that inside curveball. 5th strikeout of the day for Thor Herring. And here comes Claire Nelson. She is back for more. High and inside, slow ball as usual. And that's a hot fly right to Cameron Haynes. Can he make this play? Please make this play, Cameron Haynes. And dude, you have got to be kidding me. We can't let Claire Nelson get a hit off an error like that. There are runners at the corners now. And that's an undergrounder. You have got to be kidding me. So the Red Sox will be getting more runs here. But Pete throws that in. Pablo gets it to Heidi, and we could get Claire Nelson out here. And Pablo is chasing down Claire Nelson. So thankfully, we actually only gave up 1 run off that power-up use, which is actually not that bad. Granted, we shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place because Cameron Haynes should have done his job. But whenever you have a power hit used on you, only giving up 1 run in an inning is pretty good. And there's a corkscrew pitch from Greg Vaughn. No way. That is a high fly ball, but we've got a close-in outfield fence. And that is a home run off the power-up pitch for Ahmed Khan. No way. So we get our own batting power-up, and it's an aluminum power bat. Well, we've been ahead for the entire game, but that could truly break this one wide open. Here's the pitch to Amir. That's a fastball, and that's a nuke from Amir. Oh my goodness, one-upping his older brother. And that's nice to see because Amir had been kind of having a mini slump over the past couple of games, but he launches that one, and now we've got a 7-2 lead with an aluminum power on deck in our pocket if we choose to use it. Full count pitch to Heidi Thurman, and that will be called a strike. That was a pretty good at-bat until that point. So that's another corkscrew pitch, and Dana hits it, but it is right to Greg Vaughn, so this will be an out. Although, hold on a second. That's a horrible throw, and Dana is going to reach off the infield grounder off a power-up pitch. No way. There is no way Greg Vaughn just allowed that. We've got another batting power-up now. It's a crazy bunt, and now Dominic Lowe comes in, which means that Claire Nelson isn't even the 3rd-string pitcher on this team. Well, Thor Herring hits this, and unfortunately this could be a double play. This is pretty bad. Can one of our players reach? We got some commotion in the infield, and wow, there is no way that both Thor Herring and Dana Sakula are safe. That's insane. I think we finally found a team worse on defense than us. And I'm just going to use the crazy bunt with Pete Wheeler because why not? Another corkscrew pitch. No way. Crazy bunt off the corkscrew pitch. What are you doing, Dominic Lowe? That does hit the fence, so it's not a very long crazy bunt. Oh, we've got the bases loaded with just 1 out and another power-up coming our way. And I'm going to use this aluminum power of Cameron Haynes because why not give him a grand slam after the great season he's been having? That's a frozen pitch. Aluminum power home run off the frozen pitch. No way. And this one is long over. I was going to let Cameron use the aluminum power bat anyway because he was kind of slumping today. He was over 3 before that point. But hitting an aluminum power home run off a frozen pitch and getting another batting power up is even sweeter. Well, it looks like they gave us even more crazy bunts. Either that or they're screwing us out of batting power ups, which unfortunately does actually happen sometimes. So hopefully this just means we've stacked like 7 or 8 crazy bunts to this point. And Mary Riley comes in for Dominic Lowe after he threw nothing but power up pitches, which means that Claire Nelson isn't even the 4th-string pitcher on this team. This game has turned into the roast of Claire Nelson, and I'm here for it. And that's a low and away pitch, and that will be a strikeout. So Mary Riley finally ends the chaos and gets a strikeout on 3 pitches, but Pablo Sanchez is up right after Victoria Schamberg, so it's not over yet. And it's a spitball, and Pablo Sanchez just hits a pop fly off that. But hold on a second. That's going to be a hit. That's going to be another hit off a power-up pitch. Katie Shankar and the pitcher were not fast enough, and Pablo will be safe on second for his 3rd double of the game. This is crazy, y'all. We've got another power coming our way, and this one is a screaming line drive. This has definitely been the most entertaining game of the year so far, let me tell you. And I'm starting to think we could get ourselves a 20-piece in this one. Ooh, and that's a bad swing from Ahmed Khan. I'll admit, I got a little excited there. So that will end the inning, but we scored 6 runs in that one, and we're up 11-2 with plenty of power-ups on deck. Curveball inside. Katie Shankar watches that one go by, and she is still hitless on the season. Mary Riley puts that one on the ground. Heidi Thurman dies on that, throws it to Amir, and he makes the catch, out number 2. Ooh, that's called strike 3. That one looked low and outside, but Nancy Chin gets struck out. Thor Herring now has 7 strikeouts on the game, and it's our last chance on offense here, so you know we're going to use all of these power-ups before we're done. And that's ball 4. Amir Khan gets walked on 4 pitches, and I'll be honest, I'd walk him 2 since he already hit 1 nuke off y'all. And Amir is going to steal here. That will be close, but Amir is safe. And you know what? Let's just start right here. Heidi Thurman is going to use the crazy bunt, and the crazy bunt is laid down. Amir will make it home very easily, and Heidi is actually going to make it to second. That one goes out to deep center field. So after that RBI double for Heidi Thurman, Dana Sakula's up next, and we're going to keep using these crazy bunts. There's another one, and That one is still going. It'll probably also land in deep center field. It will, so Heidi Thurman's going to come home. And that was crazy bunt number 3 for us. So remember, they might have given us some extra ones. So let's see how many crazy bunts we end up using. And we've still got it, so this will be crazy bunt number 4. Crazy bunt number 4 is laid down. And that is also going out into center field. It looks like, no, it's actually going to stay a little bit closer, but we will send Dana home anyway. Yep, that one actually is in really shallow center field, but Dana will make it home safely. So the score is now 14-2, and we've still got more crazy bunts. I'm going to go line drive power with Pete Wheeler just to see if we can extend this even further by getting normal hits with our best batters. Hittable pitch there, and Pete Wheeler smacks it out to Jorge Garcia. That takes a weird turn in the dirt, but Pete is running behind Thor Herring, so he'll have to hold at first, and Thor will make it to second safely. And here's Cameron Haynes feeling very well rested after getting that aluminum power grand slam. And this will be crazy bunt number 5. Can we get Thor home? This one's staying in the infield. Thor will have to sprint home. No, that one actually dies in the shortstop position. That's one of the shortest crazy bunts I've ever had, but thankfully we get another one with Victoria Shamberg. This is crazy bunt number 6. We gotta score at least one off this one, right? Thor Herring is coming home. We're going to send Pete home now. This one is still in the infield, but Pete Wheeler will score easily. And that one dies in the infield, but we do score 2 runs. And Nancy Chin is coming back in, so they are going back to their starting pitcher before going to Claire Nelson. I'll be honest with you, Claire Nelson, it's not looking good for you right now. You were getting embarrassed in front of your own teammates. And Pablo just gives us a pop-up. This will probably be out number 1, and that is declared an infield fly. Finally, Claire Nelson comes in. And Ahmed hits one off her immediately, and that will land. Nice base hit for Ahmed Khan here. Here's Amir, and we're going to use a screaming line drive with him because the bases are now loaded. And there we go. That's a nice screaming line drive for Amir Khan. This should score at least 1, hopefully 2, because Victoria Shamberg does have a speed boost. Amir's going to hold at first, and we'll send Ahmed home too. Why not? This is going to be a 3 RBI single for Amir Khan off the screaming line drive, and we are only 1 run away from putting up a 20-piece. I knew this team was going to improve this season, but I wasn't expecting us to be putting up 20 pieces on other teams. And guys, I forget, is this going to be crazy bunt 6 or 7? And that one also goes out to the deepest part of the park. So Heidi Thurman could actually get a double here, and Amir definitely will score to be our 20th run of the game. I think the game definitely did give us some extra crazy bunts, because there's no way that with 1 crazy bunt power-up we get 7 swings. And we get another one. What is that, 7 or 8 crazy bunt swings? And there's the 7th or 8th crazy bunt. I've lost count by this point. That one unfortunately dies in the shallow outfield, so Heidi and Dana are now at the corners, but we've only got 1 out, so we can keep going, even though we are officially now out of power-ups. Thor Herring with the nice contact. No way. He hits that past the defense because they came in for him, and Thor Herring's going to get an RBI single here. Thor Herring making the most of his batting moves today, and we now find ourselves up 21-2 with the best part of our batting order still coming up. And Claire Nelson gets subbed out after just 8 pitches. You love to see it. Ooh, and Pete Wheeler hits it on the ground. That will be right to the first baseman. Pete Wheeler does get to first, but this will be an out at second. Out number 2. Pete Wheeler is 6 for 6 today, by the way. And now Katie Shankar gets subbed in. I think this means that almost the entire Red Sox roster has pitched at some point today. And that's a grounder for Cameron Haynes. This could end the game right here. We're sending Dana home just to bait them, but no, the throw to first is successful, and that ends our day. But we're up 21-2. We will see if the Red Sox manage to put up 19 runs in this last inning here, but I think the chances of that happening are pretty low. Adam Van Doren, though, with some nice contact, and that is past Cameron Haynes. That's just going to be a base hit. Here's Rafael Hendricks. This could be a double play. Heidi Thurman to Pablo, to Amir, double play. That would give us a power-up. It's too bad we can't use it. And that's another well-hit ball from Jorge Garcia. Oh my gosh, where does his power come from? I've always considered Jorge Garcia to be a very underrated hitter, but his hits today have been really impressive. And Thor drops that. Wait a second. Jorge is getting greedy. He's trying for second for some reason. There's no way. We're going to make him pay for this. He trips, and Amir stops him for out number 3, and we have just beaten the Boston Red Sox 21-2. Pablo definitely did give us a boost on offense today, and I just can't believe the Mighty Monsters have put up a 20-piece on somebody. And if you look at the results from around the league, the Detroit Tigers just beat the Orioles, which is kind of shocking because the Detroit Tigers are one of the worst teams in our division. We beat them easily easily twice, but the Orioles smacked us. But regardless, here are the batting stats for today. Pete Wheeler 6 for 6, 5 singles, a double. Cameron Haynes is 2 for 6, but that includes a grand slam off the aluminum power. Pablo Sanchez in his Monsters debut went 3 for 5 with 3 doubles. Ahmed Khan 3 for 4 with a home run, and Amir Khan 2 for 4 with a home run. And a pretty easy day for Thor Herring. 7 strikeouts, just 52 pitches thrown.
The reason you bought it? Yeah. To remind her she's still got it.
So that victory was pretty satisfying. Not only did we put up a 20 piece on an opposing team, but we also did it against one of our former players, that being Claire Nelson. But the rest of our non-divisional schedule will not be that easy, as next up we are playing on the road against a former division opponent, the Anaheim Angels. As you guys might remember at the start of the video, I went over how Mr. Clanky actually changed our division. Yet I think we're actually doing pretty well in our new division so far. We are currently 6-2, still only 1 game behind the Twins. And at the moment, we are the leading team in the AL wildcard race, but we are only 1 game ahead of the New York Yankees. So this unfortunately means that we basically have to win out the rest of the season if we want to even make the wildcard race. Either that or the Twins need to have a spectacular collapse in the last stretch of the season because they do own the divisional tiebreaker over us. So what's going to suck the most about playing the Anaheim Angels is that even though they no longer have Shohei Ohtani, they have moved to Sandy Flats. And as you guys know, games at Sandy Flats always suck. But thankfully, Victoria Schamberg is having boosts in back-to-back weeks. She is up to 5 out of 10 in batting. And Troy Gloss, the pro player for the Angels, is having a massive decrease today. Molly May, their first baseman, is also having a few decreases. But on paper, the Angels are still a very, very well-rounded and talented team. In fact, they underachieved last year, only finishing 7-7, even with Shohei Ohtani. They've got great players like Timmy Unger and Sarah Maxwell, so we are in for some tough competition here today. And here's Pete Wheeler coming off a 6-6 performance last week. He's up to an absurd 8-4-3 from the plate, but that is going to be a pop fly out to the left fielder, and that's going to be an out. As you guys know, it really hurts our team when Pete Wheeler doesn't reach base. So Victoria Schamberg's got to make a play here if we want any success in this first inning. Here's a curveball inside. Victoria Schamberg swings. I shouldn't have swung at that one. That's a tough pitch, and Colleen Klinker gets a strikeout. Well, it's up to Cameron Haynes now, but Cameron Haynes is having a very good at-bat so far. He's digging in, fouling off a lot of balls, and it's up to a 2-2 count, and he's actually managed to work it to a full count. This is a very good at-bat so far, but we need a hit here. Here's the pitch, and that's actually a decently hit ball to Troy Gloss, who does have a fielding decrease today, but that is a good throw, and Cameron Haynes is just not fast enough to get there. No, he actually will. So Cameron Haynes gets a base hit, and that's a welcome surprise because Pablo Sanchez is up next with an RBI opportunity all of a sudden. That's a well-hit ball for Pablo Sanchez. That would be out of here on any other park, but unfortunately because it's Sandy Flats, that's just going to be a ground rule double. That's really too bad, because not only was that not ruled a home run like it would be at a normal park with normal fences, but it also stopped our progress from running around the bases, because even if that ball was contained in the outfield, we would still probably be able to round the bases. And that's a weak grounder from Ahmed Khan. No way, the inning cannot end like this, and Ahmed is going to be tagged out at first, and we exit the first inning with no run scored. That sucks. And Kathy Wolf swings ahead of that one, and that is a very easy strikeout for Thor Herring to start off the game. And he pops that one up. Can Pablo get there? No, and Pete Wheeler's going to have to chase after that one. That's going to be a base hit for Paco. Here comes Maya Woodruff. Yeah, man, this Angels team is really stacked with some good hitters. But that is a grounder. Can we at least make some sort of play here? Dana Sakula is not very fast, but she flips it to Amir. That is going to be out number 1. High and inside pitch, and that's a pop fly for Molly May. Pete Wheeler needs to make this play. Come on, Pete. Let's get in position. No, he lets it go over his head. That's going to score a run. Come on, Pete Wheeler. You've got to be kidding me. So that's a total choke by Pete Wheeler in the outfield, and the Angels take a 1-0 lead. But thankfully, Sarah Maxwell watches that one go by. Second strikeout of the first inning for Thor Herring, but we are down 1-0 just like that. Here comes Amir Khan. That's a good-looking pitch. That's a well-hit ball. Will that go over the center fielder's head? I think it will. No, you gotta be kidding me. That was an incredible catch. Very, very clutch play by their center fielder, and that's out number 1. Why can't our outfielders do that? Here's the 0-2 pitch to Heidi Thurman. That's a well-hit ball by Heidi Thurman. Oh my gosh, it's gotta be one of the best hits she's ever had. That goes into the gap. And it's too bad she isn't quicker, because for any batter with decent speed, that would probably be a double. But not only is she just 1 out of 10 in running, but she's also playing at Sandy Flats, so that's just a single. We've actually had some decent hits in today's game, but we've got nothing to show for it so far. And here's Dana. That's nicely hit into the gap, but this could be a double play. Oh no, please tell me this is not going to be a double play. There's the out at second, and that's going to be a double play. Worst case scenario right there. That ends the inning, and so we're still down 1-0, but the Angels also have a power-up now. and Troy Gloss decides to bunt it. This is kind of crazy. He's not very fast like that. Dana's going to flip it to Amir, and Amir will get the out. And Timmy Unger gets the pop fly. Can Cameron Haynes or Victoria make this play? I don't know if they will. Victoria gets it off the drop by Cameron, and here's a low and outside curveball, and Colleen Clinker is late swinging on that one. Thor gets his third strikeout of the game, and we are still down just 1-0, but we got to put up runs here. Here's the pitch to Thor Herring. He makes contact. That's a great hit. Wow, nicely placed hit from Thor Herring, but much like Heidi Thurman, it's too bad he's not very fast, because if he had even decent speed, he'd be able to make it to first. That's a horrible throw, though, and Thor Herring will be safe on first somehow. I can't believe it. I went through all kinds of emotions on that play, but Thor Herring is at first, and that's what matters. But unfortunately, Pete Wheeler is going to have to be running behind him again. He did that way too much in last week's game, so Pete Wheeler's got to rip one out of here if he wants to round the bases. That's a hittable pitch, and Pete Wheeler with the pop fly, but the right fielder is going to be right there. He drops it, so we've got Pete safe on first, and you know what? I actually prefer that, because sure, we've got one out now, but I'd much rather have Pete running from first than Thor, and Pete Wheeler's going to manage to steal second easily, even running on the sand. You know, we're going to have him stealing third, too, because why not? Let's just see if it works. And he will make it, so Pete Wheeler, 2 steals. And Victoria Schamberg with the nice hit, but that's foul. You've got to be kidding me. That was the most powerful swing of Victoria Schamberg's life, but of course it has to go foul. And no way, that is a low and outside pitch. That was a way low and outside pitch. There's no way it should have been called a strike. But now it's Cameron Haynes up, and that's going to be a soft grounder. There's no way we waste Pete Wheeler at third, but we do. That's going to be out number 3, and we're still scoreless through 3 innings. The only upside so far is that Thor Herring's pitch count is pretty low. Here's the outside curveball, and Frankie Hawley watches that one go by. 4th strikeout for Thor Herring already. And Kathy Wolf yanks that one. Heidi Thurman does not make a play on it, and that will be a base hit. That's a strike, but she is going to steal. Can we make it in time? We will. Pablo didn't make the tag in time. Come on, man. Another outside curveball, and he strikes out trying to go for a bunt. I don't know what the heck his plan was there, but Thor Herring is cooking right now. And Maya Woodruff rips that one out to Ahmed. Can he make this play? He does. Kind of an over-dramatic diving catch there, but he does get the out. And right here is the best opportunity we have to get back into this game. And that's a nicely hit ball from Pablo Sanchez, but it's right to third, and it dies at third base. And Pablo will just barely get to first. But Pablo is aboard, which is the important thing, so we will steal with him. And Pablo Sanchez will barely get to second, but he does get the steal. And I'm going to hit on line drive power with Ahmed, because I do not want to risk getting any more pop-ups. And Ahmed rips that one up the middle. That's a nicely hit ball. Pablo is going to go to third, but it throws into Troy, so Pablo will hold at second, but Ahmed is safe at first. And it's up to Amir Khan to send Pablo and Ahmed home. Switching back to power for him. And Amir Khan hits a pop fly. Why did I switch back to power? That's exactly what I was trying to avoid with Ahmed. And that's going to be an out, and no way, that's going to be a double play. You've got to be kidding me. I can't believe I messed up like that. I don't know why I switched back to a power swing for Amir. I was literally trying to avoid that type of situation with Ahmed, and now the Angels have 2 batting power-ups. So Heidi Thurman hits this one. Ahmed let off, but this is going to be an easy out. I cannot believe we just wasted the best part of our order, but that throw is missed. Heidi Thurman is in a foot race back to first, and she will actually get there somehow, but unfortunately it's Dana Sekula up to bat. And that's a nicely hit ball from Dana Sekula, but that goes right to the first baseman. She dives and then makes the throw to second. And yeah, we're still down 1-0. I can't believe we wasted that opportunity. We're out hitting them 8-3, and we're still down. And Molly May hits a pop-up in front of Dana. Can she make the play? She does, out number 1. High inside pitch. Sarah Maxwell's ahead of that one. Strikeout number 6 of the day for Thor Herring. So Thor Herring is actually having a great day so far. But this is very similar to how games often went in our first season with the Monsters. Thor Herring has a great game, but our offenses can't produce. And Troy Glaus rips that one. This will be a base hit. And why is everyone running away from the ball? What is going on? And Thor drops it, so Troy is going to run for it for some reason. I don't know what the heck he's doing. We're just going to have Pablo chase down Troy to get out number 3. And we are quickly running out of time to put up runs. We're already at the top of the 5th. And here's the 0-2 pitch to Thor Herring, and he just puts that one on the ground. This is going to be a guaranteed out. Look, the catcher literally outran Thor. He could have tagged him, but he threw the first anyway. And Pete Wheeler with another decently hit ball that's out to right field. It doesn't get past it, but he does bobble it. So Pete Wheeler will have to hold at first. That sucks. But Pete is aboard, and that's what matters. And here's a strike, but Pete Wheeler will steal second. And that ball is put into play by Victoria Schamberg. Pete Wheeler will reach third no matter what. And Pete baits them into throwing it home, so Victoria Schamberg is safe. And I'm having Victoria lead off because I do not want to hit into a double play with Cameron. And I'm actually going to switch to grounder power with Cameron Haynes just to see what happens. And that is a nicely hit ball from Cameron Haynes because it's an infield hit. And Pete Wheeler will score no matter what. Cameron Haynes is safe, but even if Cameron Haynes had been tagged out, Pete Wheeler still would have been counted as a score. And this is great because now Pablo Sanchez is up with 2 base runners, and we're only but this does not feel good. I'm very worried. And Timmy Unger rips this one out to Victoria. Can she get under it? She does stop it, but that's going to be a base hit. And Colleen Klinker lays down a crazy bunt. I totally forgot that they had batting power-ups. And guys, I think we're screwed. Well, thankfully that one dies in the infield, so they're not going to score off this one, but they have runners at the corners with no outs. And in fact, remember, they pulled 2 double plays on us, so yeah, we're totally screwed. Thor's going to have the most clutch pitching performance of his life to avoid getting scored on again. But that's another crazy bunt, and this one is going out to Pete Wheeler. This will score runs. The Angels are back up by 1 run. It's a 2-1 game. And Cameron Haynes throws this into the ground, so the runners advance. I don't know what the heck they're doing. Heidi Thurman falls, but she will make the out, so it's out number 1. This is so stupid, guys. I realize how weird my commentary sounds sometimes doing these play-by-plays, but you have to remember, this is one of the goofiest games of all time. It's totally unrealistic baseball, but that's why it's so fun. And Kathy Wolf puts this one on the ground, but she's got the speed to make it to first, so we're not going to get any outs here. And this is sent out to, well, Achman's going to make the play, but he is not going to be there in time, and all the runners are safe. Bases loaded with just 1 out. And with Maya Woodruff up to bat, this could easily get out of hand. But that's called a strike, and wow, with a high and outside pitch, Thor Herring gets his 7th strikeout of the game. So I'm having Thor juice back up. We got to get out of this inning. And that's strike 3. Molly May is ahead of that one. And I can't believe we managed to leave that inning only allowing 1 run, even with the Angels having crazy bunts. That's actually crazy because we could still come back in this game, but the problem is we're in the worst part of our batting order now, which means it's going to be up to Heidi, Dana, and then Thor to somehow extend this game. And I just have no idea how they're going to bring in any runs. But that's a nicely hit ball from Heidi up the middle, but she, of course, does not have the speed. This is going to be an easy out. Here's the pitch, and that's just a grounder for Dana. This is going to be out number 2. Come on, guys, not like this. This would be such a pitiful way to lose our 3rd game of the season. Full count for Thor Herring. You are our last hope, Thor. And that's just going to be a pop-up for Thor Herring on the full count pitch. The catcher drops it, but he's going to pick it back up, make the throw. First baseman's going to tag up, and this game is over. So just 1 week after putting up 21 runs on the Boston Red Sox, we lose a pitiful 2-1 contest against our former division rivals, the Anaheim Angels. And just as I predicted, a game at Sandy Flats absolutely sucked. And so that means we now stand at 6-3, which is pretty bad because that means we're now 2 games behind the Twins, who won their game this week. What is good, though, is that we maintain our spot at the top of the AL wildcard race because the Yankees also lost this week. But this means we're still only 1 game ahead of 2nd place, which is now a tie between the Yankees and the Rangers, who we play next. And by the way, guys, look at that. The Angels are 3-6. That means we just lost to a 2-6 team. So here are the batting stats for the game. If you were to look at these batting stats, you'd assume that we actually did okay. Only Amir and Dana didn't reach base. But aside from Cameron Haynes driving in an RBI, we did nothing on offense. Thor Herring had an insanely accurate day, throwing 51 strikes and only 2 balls. But it was not enough. We had too many screw-ups on defense, and our offense just couldn't generate any runs, so we lost.
We're healthy, sustainable, and delicious. Go hand in hand.
So that leads us into week 10, which is our 2nd consecutive game against a former division opponent. We are back at home, and unfortunately, Amir Khan has a massive decrease to all of his attributes, which is really too bad because he's been slumping these past few weeks with the exception of that home run he hit against the Red Sox. So he will likely have a bad game today. And this week, we are playing the Texas Rangers, who basically have the same lineup as they did last year. Karen Donato, their center fielder, does have a decrease to her batting rating. And this team is decent on paper. They do have Alex Rodriguez at shortstop. And I'm pretty sure they actually made the playoffs last year. They did win our division just barely. And after our recent losses to the Anaheim Angels and the Baltimore Orioles, I can't afford to underestimate anybody else this season. So let's jump into this game. It feels nice to finally be back home after a couple weeks on the road. And it's a pop fly from Pamela, and Dana should make that play, and she does. And it's a grounder from Wendy Parsons right to Heidi Thurman, though. She should make this throw, but Amir once again goes off the bag. Why does he do that? I simply don't get it. The Rangers have a player on first with 1 out. Karen Donato hits a grounder right to Thor Herring, and this will not be a double play because he misses it. Those 2 base runners were a little fast anyway. We probably only would have gotten 1 of them out, but that was still an opportunity that we wasted. And there's a grounder for A-Rod. Can we get any outs here? Thor's going to flip it to Pablo, and that's going to be it. So runners at the corners, 2 outs, and Shane Smith is up to bat. Curveball outside. That is a pop fly by Shane Smith right to weird turn to the dirt though, and A-Rod overplays it, but he will make the out at second, so that is 3 outs. But thanks to the top of our order, we do have a 3-1 lead. And Reese swings and misses, first strikeout of the day for Thor. High and inside, swing and a miss for Vincent. Sweet back-to-back strikeouts for Thor. And if Thor's already cooking this early into the game, the Rangers are screwed. Low and outside curveball, and another swing and a miss. Thor Herring retires the side single-handedly, one of his best innings of the season so far there. And we maintain our 3-1 lead. Ooh, bad swing there from Dana Sekula. That was out of the strike zone. Uncharacteristic bad at-bat for her there. Thor Herring with a nicely hit ball for him at least, but that's right to the second baseman. Easy out number 2. And that's a softly hit ball for Pete Wheeler, but if this does fall in, he'll get to first easily. Yep, another single. And I haven't mentioned it much, but Pete Wheeler's batting average this season is ridiculous. But I think for both Pete and Victoria, I'm going to switch to grounder power because I want to avoid these early hitters getting caught out in pop flies. And that is hit up the middle, but right to Angelique Harding, so that does end the inning, unfortunately. But Victoria's main goal should be just getting Pete around the bases once he steals second. So that's why I'm switching to grounder power for her as well, ironically to avoid situations like what just happened. Here's left hook high and inside, and that's swung at and missed. And man, Thor is having a very easy day so far today. 4 strikeouts already for Thor, but this is a bunch from Pamela Kirkos, and she might have the speed to get there. Thor throws it to Amir, and thankfully Amir does catch it. Pop fly from Wendy Parsons right to Dana, and she makes the catch, and that will end the inning. Dana's been pretty good as a catcher so far, and the heart of our batting order is coming up here. Slow ball to the outside, and that is launched by Pablo. Back-to-back home runs to start off this game, and Pablo Sanchez is off to a great start as a mighty monster. 2-2 pitch. Here's a fastball, and I thought I was late on that one, but Ahmed is gonna launch that one out of here, and just like that, we've got a 5-1 lead. If all of our star players are hitting well, I don't think there's a single team that can take us down. And Reese Worthington comes in, so Angelique Harding is already done for the day. And that is a tough pitch, and wow, Reese Worthington, of course, gets a 1-pitch strikeout credit. 2-1 pitch, and that is hit right to A-Rod, and he will make this play, unfortunately. So 2 outs, and Heidi Thurman is up next. This inning is probably over. But that is a well-hit ball from Heidi Thurman. That is almost past the defense, but A-Rod makes a good throw, and Heidi is just barely fast enough to get to first, so that's a hit. Heidi proved me wrong there, and Dana's up next. Let's see what happens. And that's a tough strike that was low and away, and Dana Sekula strikes out. This inning's over. Outside pitch, swung at by Karen Donato, and that is hit right to Cameron Haynes, but he misses it, and Victoria Shamberg misses it too, and she's heading to second. Can the throw get in there in time? And it won't. Pablo missed the tag. Great. So that is a leadoff double, and here comes A-Rod. And he bunts, which is actually a pretty smart decision, and, well, yeah, A-Rod is fast enough to get to first, and we've got 2 runners on with no outs. And Shane Smith bunts too, so suddenly they've figured out a strategy, and we're not going to get any outs there either. Wow, so the Raiders quickly load the bases, and the tying run is at home right now. It's Reese Worthington. And Reese Worthington bunts it, and I don't think I'll have the time to throw it home, so I throw it to first, and Amir drops it. You've got to be kidding me. Come on, Amir. This is going to score another run. This can't be real. We just let in 2 runs because I threw it to first instead of throwing it home, and there are still no outs. I'll be honest with y'all, I don't know why I didn't just try throwing it home, but I own that mistake, and just like that, we're only ahead by 2 runs. Inside pitch, Vincent Sweet hits a pop fly right in front of Dana, and that's out, number 1. Swing and a miss from Angelique Harding, strikeout. Let's go with another inside curveball, and Vanna Steinman does hit that, but Heidi Thurman does not make the play, and that's going to score another run. And our lead is pretty much evaporated. We're only ahead 5-4 now. High and inside slow ball, swung at by Pamela Kirkos, and she strikes out, and we got out of there, but we did allow 3 runs, and we've got to work to maintain this lead. And that's a lightly hit ball from Thor Herring. As you guys know, I'm just swinging at the first pitches with Thor because he's not going to get on base anyway, at least not most of the time. But here comes Pete Wheeler. And Pete Wheeler smacks a grounder between the first and second baseman. That's going to be an easy single. Victoria swings and misses, but Pete's going to steal easily. But A-Rod drops it, so Pete's going to take third because why not? And I think that throws it very good. Reese dives on it, so Pete's going to take home. 3 steals for the price of 1 ain't too bad. Just like that, our lead is back up to 2 runs. And Victoria Shamberg pops this up to the first baseman. They moved out for her, but that ball will not land in. Which brings up Pablo Sanchez with nobody on and 2 outs, but he's hit 2 dingers already today. And that is a grounder for Pablo Sanchez. That's right to A-Rod, but he takes a weird angle on it, and Pablo is going to have a single. So here comes Ahmed with a chance for a 2-run shot. We are going to have Pablo lead off to steal. And Ahmed hits a pop fly. Will this get out of the yard? I don't know if it will. The left fielder's right at the fence, and that is off the top of the fence. No way. Pablo is coming home. I don't think that's ever happened to me before. A ball hit directly off the top of the fence that stays in the yard. Well, at least we did get the RBI there, so our lead is back up to 3 7th strikeout of the day for Thor Herring. He's doing great so far, aside from all those runs allowed in off errors. Slow ball outside, swing and miss from Karen Donato. Thor's already at 8 strikeouts. Let's see if he can go for double digits again.
Nice to have
It's a one
one's
from A-Rod.
admirers.
He will probably reach. And Thor, why do you keep diving for these, man? There is literally no need to dive. Just pick it up and throw it. And Shane Smith hits a grounder, and I don't know if we're going to be able to make this play. No, everyone's safe. I swear, these infield grounders are our kryptonite. Thor's stamina is getting very low, so I eventually might have to use one of these power pitches to clear space for a Board Juice power-up. And you know what I'm going to do here? I don't care if it's Reese Worthington. I want a Board Juice power-up and to end the inning. Fireball on Reese Worthington. 9th strikeout of the day from Thor Herring. We are back up to bat. Let's extend this lead. And that is a shallow pop fly from Cameron Haynes right to the third baseman, but he drops it, so Cameron will be safe. Cameron Haynes keeps finding ways to get on base. We do have to be careful for a double play here, so I am having Cameron Haynes lead off in case Heidi does put the ball in play, but she does not, and Cameron Haynes does not have the speed to steal. Actually, he does. That wasn't that great of a throw. The second baseman had to put herself in front of it, so Cameron does get away with the steal. And Heidi Thurman gives us a pop fly right to the pitcher. And that's a soft pop fly from Dana Sekula, and that will be an easy out. Why did the catcher throw to third? That just makes absolutely no sense, because obviously Cameron can just go back to second. So Dana basically gets a hit off a fielder's choice, and there's still only one out. But that does mean we could be set up for another double play here. So honestly, I might just have Thor Herring stand there and take the strikeout. But Thor Herring puts the ball in play, and thankfully that's ruled an infield fly, so there's no risk for a double play here. And that brings Pete Wheeler back up to bat. Let's have him do a power swing, because why not? And his batting average is currently an absolutely insane 8.42. And this one's on the edge of the strike zone, but it's a pop fly, and that is why I don't do power swings with Pete Wheeler. So that is the third out, and unfortunately we do not build on our lead. Thor Herring's stamina is low, but if we get 3 outs, we clinch the game, and that is a slow ball, but Vincent Sweet has a pop fly out to Pete Wheeler, and can he please make this play? He does. Wow, finally. So there is the first out, and Thor Herring is running on fumes here. It's too bad we didn't get another Board Hughes power up, but I know Thor's tough, so he probably will still finish the game. And that is swung at and missed by Angelique Harding, 10th strikeout of the game for Thor Herring. His second game with double-digit strikeouts so far this season. And Vanna Steinman hits that, and Amir Khan drops it, but Pablo gets it off the alley-oop, and that is the third and final out. That game wasn't pretty, but we did take care of business, and we win 7-4 over our former division rivals, the Texas Rangers. And guys, just look at that final score of the Junior Bombers versus the Minnesota Twins, 18-11. So the Twins finally lost another game. They lose in a shootout to the Bombers, which means they fall to 8-2, and with us at 7-3, that means we're back to being only a game behind in the division race. Although the Yankees won again, so they're back to being only a game behind us in the wild card race. So as I've said before, it seems like the only thing we can really do is just win out and hope for the best. So here are the stats in the game. Pete Wheeler, great as usual, 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Pablo Sanchez, 3 for 3 with 2 home runs and 4 runs batted in. Ahmed Khan, 3 for 3 with a dinger and 2 runs batted in. And in fact, our only player to not reach base at least once was Thor Herring. So all in all, a pretty good day for us at the plate. And that was definitely one of Thor's toughest games of the season so far. He was running on fumes at the very end, like I said, but he grit his teeth and clutched it out. 10 strikeouts for Thor, his second double-digit strikeout performance of the season so far.
These cowboys, I'm tired of them riding through the streets.
What is this world we're living in?
This is a nightmare.
I'm a nightmare. What you need is like a good neighbor. State Farm is there.
State Farm can help with your claim.
Well, I feel better.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is
The
there.
mayor has been committing so many crimes.
Happened before, my dear.
I'm back again for the next day of recording, and we are back on the road to play the Cincinnati Reds, who, by the way, were the Pittsburgh Pirates last season. And they have a pretty talented roster. Of course, they do have Jason Kendall. They've got Robert Young, who's 10 out of 10 hitting as a pitcher. They have Annie Frazier and Davey Marion. Sidney Weber has a massive boost for fielding today. That's crazy. And they have plenty of other solid role players on their team as well. And going through the standings, the Reds are actually one of the best teams in the National League. They're currently 8-2. So if we win this game, not only does it obviously have crucial playoff ramifications for our chance of making the playoffs, but it could affect their position in the playoff standings as well. So here we go again at Cement Gardens with 2 of the best teams in the league, yes, including us, facing off. And that's a soft fly ball for Pete Wheeler, but he will make it to first easily. And that's a horrible throw past the first baseman, and Pete's going to get a free base. I will gladly take that, and Victoria does have some mysterious hidden boost today. And that's a horrible pitch to swing at. That was so obviously low. Why did I do that? So unfortunately, that is out number 1, but here comes Pablo Sanchez. And that is a ripped line drive out to their left fielder, but he catches it. Wow, and Pete's going to have to tag up. Well, that's not good. 2 quick outs, and I'm going to switch Ahmed to line drive power so he doesn't leave Pete stranded with a pop fly. And it's a good looking pitch, and that's a grounder for Ahmed Khan, and Pete will run to third, and that will be a base hit for Ahmed. And you know what? I think Pete has the speed to beat this throw home, and he doesn't. Wow. Wow, Pete ruled out on that play, and we leave that inning with no runs. So unfortunately, we wasted a perfectly good base hit from Ahmed Khan, and we are up on defense. And that's a grounder by Liz Kinghorn right to Heidi Thurman, and she makes a throw to Amir. Thankfully, he does not leave first base. That's an easy out. Low and outside pitch, and Jason Kendall watches that one go by. First strikeout of the day for Thor Herring. And Robert Young swings at that first pitch, and that's a grounder right to Pablo Sanchez, flips it to Amir, and wow, 3 very quick outs for us as well. Oh, and that's a spitball, and it's hittable, but Amir hits a pop fly. Obviously, I wanted to go for that one because that was hittable, but that is going to be an out. And Cameron Haynes with the soft grounder, this is going to be another out. Wow, so they're really shutting us down so far. Robert Young has produced 5 outs on only 9 pitches, but so far this is a good AB from Heidi Thurman. She's digging in. And wow, Heidi Thurman is holding strong. She's worked into a 3-2 count, but that is going to be in the strike. So no, actually, that is ruled a ball. I thought that was actually going to be called a strike, but Heidi Thurman gets walked. Dana Sekula probably won't be able to drive Heidi home, but let's see what she can do. And it's a quick 3-0 count. Robert Young might be losing steam already, but he's come back into full count now. Here is the pitch, and it's a spitball, and that's hittable, but it's a grounder right to Annie Frazier. She will make that play, so that's out number 3. And unfortunately, we got shut out in back-to-back innings. Here's an outside curveball to Davey Marion, and he watches that one go by. Second strikeout of the day for Thor. And here comes Annie Frazier, who's hitting a very impressive 580 on the season so far, and she swings, and that's going to be a pop fly. Hopefully, Dana can make this play, and she does. And here's the pitch. K.O. Toole rips that down the third baseline right to Heidi, and she makes a great throw to Amir, but of course he drops it. But K.O. Toole is running. She got greedy, and Pablo is going to track her down. No, throws it to Amir, and we get her out. K.O. Toole got greedy there and paid the price. And it's 2 very quick innings from Thor, so this is a great start for us on defense at least. And Thor swings at the first pitch as usual. That's a grounder right to the first baseman, so you already know this is going to be an out. But honestly, that's fine because it clears the way for Pete Wheeler. And you know what? I'm going to switch to grounder power for Pete right here. And yep, that's a grounder, high bouncing grounder. They backed up for Pete for some reason, and he's going to make it to first, no problem. Victoria takes the strike, and of course Pete steals. Jason Kendall's throw is not there in time, and the shortstop missed it, so Pete Wheeler is going to go all the way home. Crucial error by the shortstop, and we are up 1-0. And Victoria puts it on the ground. Jason Kendall will be able to make this play, so that's out number 2. It's pitched down the middle, but that is a pop fly from Pablo. That's too bad, and this will be out number 3. So at least we are ahead 1-0, but boosted Sydney Weber is up. And Sydney Weber puts this one on the ground. Can Pablo make this play? Yes, he does. And here's a slow ball to the outside, but Nikki Winston absolutely rips that. Oh my gosh. Well, it's too bad the Reds have their home stadium at Cement Gardens, because at any other park, they would have been way out of here. Pete Wheeler's chasing that down, though, and we almost get the out at second. That would have been crazy. But Nikki Winston does get a double, and to be honest, he should have gotten credit for far more. Throwing this curveball inside, and Andres Ibsen is late on that one. So it's strikeout number 3 of the day for Thor Herring, and we're back to the top of the order for the Reds. And that is a soft pop fly for Liz Kinghorn. Can Heidi get there? No, she doesn't, but we could get this out. And Pablo's going to chase down the runner, and this will be out number 3. So aside from that one hit from Nikki Winston, that was another quick inning for Thor. And Ahmed actually did get credit for that single that Pete Wheeler was ruled out at home on. So that's a rare, realistic stat from the game, actually. And here's a curveball, and Ahmed absolutely launches that one. Will that be ruled a home run? It is Cement Gardens, and that's ruled a home run. Let's go. And the current league leader in home runs, he keeps putting up more stats. And Amir Khan rips that one down the third baseline. Nicely hit ball. This will probably be ruled a ground rule double. And Amir keeps running. I heard the foul ball sound, but that is actually all the way in the corner of the screen. So it hasn't been ruled a ground rule double yet. And this will be an inside the park home run for Amir. Are you serious? That is literally the most fortunate spot the ball could have landed on this field. Literally in the furthest corner right next to the board where it would have been ruled a ground rule double. That's hilarious. And that's hit right in front of Jason Kendall, so this probably will be an out on Cameron Haynes. Yep, out number 1. And Heidi Thurman hits a soft grounder off the first pitch, and this will be another easy out. And it's a nicely hit ball for Dana Sekula, but that is right to the first baseman, unfortunately, so that's a quick out number 3. Jason Kendall with a nicely hit ball here. That's right to Amir, but of course he drops it, so Jason Kendall will be safe on the error. And Jason Kendall steals. Will we get the ball there in time? It's to Pablo, and we got Jason Kendall stealing. Let's go. And Robert Young hits a pop fly off that curveball, but Thor Herring gets it. That's ripped by Davey Marion out to Victoria Schamberg, and that's just going to be a base hit. She drops it, though, and no way. Come on, there is no way. He's going to get an inside the park home run off this. I've been throwing it to Pablo. Yeah, there's no way we're going to get it there in time. So inside the park home run off the error, and well, that's a pretty lame way to give up your first run of the game. Annie Frazier with a well-hit ball, Pablo Sanchez throws it to Amir, that is out number 3, but unfortunately we did give up our first run of the game there. Outside pitch to Thor Herring, and I decided to go for it, not a well hit ball. Jason Kendall will get this out. And Pete Wheeler hits a pop fly, forgot to switch it back to grounder power, and that will be an out. Well, that's not good, and it leaves all of our hope for this inning on Victoria Shamberg. And she just hits a grounder, so that will end this inning. This is going to be a very easy out for Robert Young, but that's a bad throw, so Victoria Shamberg will be safe. And suddenly, Pablo Sanchez has a big chance here to extend our lead. Oh, but that's another pop fly for Pablo. This is going to be an 0-3 day for Pablo Sanchez, but that's dropped. Okay, so Pablo reaches on an error. I'm not going to complain about that, and that brings up Ahmed. It's a hittable pitch on a 3-1 count. Why did I swing at that? That's just going to be an easy out as a grounder right to the shortstop, but he misses it, so Ahmed will be safe. And well, big chance for Amir here. Tight contest at the plate here. It's a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch, and that is ruled strike 3. No way. And Robert Young strikes out Amir Khan with the bases loaded. He did a great job getting out of that one, and we leave that inning with no runs scored. That's a soft fly ball from KO Tool right to Amir, but he drops it because of course he does, so that will be a base hit off the error. But Sidney Weber is not that fast, so this could be a double play opportunity. And okay, that is a soft fly right to Cameron Haynes, but it goes past him, and it goes past Victoria. There is no way. This is going all the way to the outfield, and they are going to score a run off this. I can't believe it. It throws into Pablo, and yeah, not going to be there in time. I cannot believe they scored off that. So that's an RBI double for Sidney Weber. Just like that, we only have a 1-run lead. Well, I guess this team is 8-2 for a reason. And that is hit foul by Nikki Winston, but Dana will be able to make this catch. That's good. Curveball high and inside, and Andres Ibsen swings and misses. I decided to juice up Thor because we are getting into crunch time here. And that is a well-hit ball from Liz Kinghorn. This is going out to Victoria, so this will be a base hit. But Sidney Weber is heading home. Can Heidi Thurman make this throw? I think she will. But Dana drops it. No way. That scores a run and it goes out of play. You can't be serious, Dana. But Jason Kendall hits it right to Thor Herring, so that will be an easy out number 3. Thank you. But I just can't believe we blew a 3-0 lead that quickly. Well, the Reds are not going down without a fight, but like I said, they are one of the best teams in the National League. His pitch is way outside, but Cameron Haynes swings. That's going to be right for Jason Kendall. This is going to be a very easy out. So bad day for Cameron Haynes. He's over 3. That's hittable for Heidi Thurman, but that's right to Robert Young. He is out of position though, but this will be an easy out for the first baseman. And Robert Young's a trooper. He's approaching 80 pitches and they haven't pulled him yet. 1-2 pitch for Robert Young. This looks hittable, and Dana just hits a grounder that's going to go right to the first baseman, but she's off the plate. She will beat Dana in the foot race though. And well, 3 very quick outs, and the Reds have a chance to walk off here. I can't believe it. If we end up blowing a 3-0 lead, that's really going to suck. This is such a crucial game for us to win. And Robert Young hits a tank, but that's out to Ahmed. Can he make this play in center field? No, he drops it. You can't be serious, man. Late in a tight game like this is the worst possible time for us to be collapsing on defense. Here's a high and inside slow ball, strike 3. I'm surprised Davey Marion just let that one go by. Another high and inside slow ball for Annie Frazier. She swings and misses. Thor is clutching up at just the right time, ladies and gentlemen. High and outside slow ball, and KO Tool swings and misses. Thor Herring just struck out the side. What a clutch inning for him, and he was looking like an MVP pitcher there. Considering the circumstances, that might have been Thor's most clutch inning of the season so far. And he swings on a 3-0 count, but I'll be honest, I just want to get him off the base path for Pete. And I made sure to switch back to grounder power for Pete. Here's the pitch, and that is a grounder right between their shortstop and second baseman, so this will be a single. And Robert Young is at 90 pitches thrown. So just like Thor is for our monsters, I guess Robert Young is the Iron Man for the Reds. But he might be getting tired because this is a 3-0 count. And wow, that's ball 4, so he walks Victoria Shamberg. Now I'm going to be very conservative and switch to line drive power for Pablo Sanchez. I don't need a dinger, I just need a base hit. And after 96 pitches thrown, Robert Young gets pulled for Davey Marion. Heck of a performance for him. And it's a hittable pitch. Pablo Sanchez hits a pop fly, though, even on line drive power. And that will be right to the right fielder, so Pete's going to have to tag up. He might be thrown out. No, that is over the head of the second baseman. I can't believe Pete was nearly thrown out in a tag up. And well, that's 2 outs, so it's up to Ahmed here. And that's a hittable pitch. Ahmed with the ripped line drive out to right field, but Victoria Shamberg might be thrown out. No way. That's over the second baseman's head. What is he doing? And Pete's going back to third, but he jukes out the throw. No way. The third baseman wasn't expecting the throw, and Pete Wheeler scores. And that goes out of play, so Victoria's on third, and Ahmed gets a double. And I can't believe Pete just juked out the defenders like that. What a play. Okay, huge chance here for Amir to extend our lead. He's been a bit of a letdown today, aside from the inside the park home run. And that is a well-hit ball. They're playing way back for him, so Victoria is headed home. Jason Kendall backs way up off the bag, and Victoria scores. I don't know what the heck Jason Kendall was doing, but that's a very clutch RBI single for Amir, and our lead is back up to 2 runs. runs. Very good hitting there. And that ball is put down on the ground right in front of Jason Kendall, so this will be out number 3. So a really bad day for Cameron Haynes, but we extend our lead back up to 2 runs. And all we got to do is hold off the Reds here. And oh boy, worked into a 3-0 count with Thor Herring. First time I've done that in a while, I think. Crucial full count pitch here. Sidney Weber swings and misses. Thor Herring continues to be clutch, coming back from a 3-0 count to get the strikeout. Here's a pitch low and away, but Nicky Winston hits that right to Cameron Haynes. Can he make the play? And he will, out number 2. And all we got to do to clinch this game is get Andrus Ibsen out. He's already struck out twice. And that will be an infield pop fly. Can Dana make this play? They're bumping into each other, and Dana throws it to Amir, and that will be out number 3. Monsters win. And let me tell you, there was some clutch hitting late in the game, but that honestly was a Thor Herring clutch masterclass. So we walk away with a very narrow victory over one of the best teams in the National League. And guys, look at that. The Twins lost 1-0 to Randy Johnson and the St. Louis Cardinals, who are actually still one of the worst teams in the league. So here are the batting stats. We won even on a very weak day for Pablo Sanchez and Cameron Haynes, largely because Pete Wheeler was 3 for 4, Ahmed Khan was 4 for 4, including a solo shot, and Amir Khan was 2 for 4, including an inside the park home run and a very clutch RBI single. But best of all, that was one of Thor's most clutch performances of the season so far, and he finished with 8 strikeouts.
You know, I think our dear Randall's been dipping his beak in the billions.
As my nana used to say, nothing new under the sun.
Enjoy one of our tasty bagel sandwiches, like a steak, egg, and cheese bagel.
And that takes us to week 12. We are entering the home stretch of the season here. And get this, after we won last week and the Twins lost, we are being recognized as the AL Central Division leaders for some reason. As you can see, the Twins are now being labeled as leaders of the AL wildcard race. Even though we have the same win-loss record, and technically they do hold the run differential tiebreaker over us in our head-to-head games. And as you can see, with their victory over the Reds last week, we just knocked them out of the lead in their division as well. So now they are being named the leader of the NL wildcard race. And unfortunately, Amir Khan only has a +1 batting boost, and all of his other attributes are decreased severely. And then Ahmed Khan, our best hitter, has a massive decrease to all of his attributes. He basically has the same stats as somebody like Wayne Pittman or Dana Segula now. But even though 2 of our best players have massive stat decreases, that might be okay for this week's game, because we're facing a team that's pretty much already out of the playoff race, and that's the San Francisco Giants. But they might be playing with a little bit of extra motivation this week, because they do actually have some beef with us. Because I don't know if y'all remember, but in the supplemental draft at the start of the season, the Giants actually had the 9th and final pick, and they selected Amir Khan. But of course, Amir Khan did hold out on signing a contract because he wanted to play on the same team as his brother, which is why he's on the Monsters. And so the Giants, despite having some talent, really haven't improved at all this season. They do have a couple of good hitters like Barry Bonds and Zenon Estrada, and they do also have Vicky Kawaguchi and Gretchen Hasselhoff. Neither of them are good hitters, but they're both insanely fast. However, Vicky Kawaguchi has a massive boost today. She's up to an 8 out of 10 at batting. So of course, one of the fastest players on their team would have a massive hitting boost the same week that Ahmed Khan is nerfed to being basically useless. Well, let me tell you, as far as win-loss ratio is concerned, the Giants might be one of the worst teams in the league this season, but I'm actually not really looking forward to this game. This might be pretty competitive. So I've adjusted the batting order accordingly, and with that, let's jump into this game. And here's a slow ball high and inside, and Fernando Diaz watches that go by. Thor Herring gets his first strikeout of the game after just 3 pitches. But here comes Barry Bonds, and he has some sort of hidden boost today. I wonder if it's the special juice box boost, if y'all know what I mean. We all know Barry Bonds likes to sip on those Capri Suns in the dugout. And Barry Bonds does smack that one out to Victoria. Will she make the play? No, of course she doesn't. So Barry Bonds will get a double, but that throw is dropped by Pablo, and he gets all the way to third. I can't believe it. Well, Barry Bonds is on third just like that, and now Zenon Estrada, who actually has the best batting rating on this team, is up to the plate. And here's an outside curveball, but Zenon Estrada is ahead of that one. So Thor's already got 2 strikeouts, but that ball is smacked by Sophie Meyer right up the middle. This will score 1. So that's an RBI single for Sophie Meyer. And here comes Vicky Kawaguchi with the batting boost. This could get out of hand, actually. But thankfully, that is just a pop fly. Can Thor make the play? No, of course he drops it. But Pablo flips it to Cameron Haynes, and he gets the out. So thankfully, we only allow 1 run, but of course it was a run given up off an error. And this week, Pete and Pablo are really going to have to do the heavy lifting for us at the plate. We all know, though, that as long as Pete puts the ball in play, he'll probably at least reach first. And so that is a grounder, but Pete Wheeler, of course, has the speed to get to first. Victoria Schamberg is up, and you already know we're going to steal with Pete, so he has a leadoff here. That is a soft grounder. She will get thrown out at first, but Pete is at second. And here comes Pablo with an RBI opportunity. And that is an easy pitch. Come on, you can't give Pablo one right up the middle. And just like that, we have a 2-1 lead. Oh, but that is a pop fly for Amir. That's right to the shortstop, and this will be an out. That's a grounder from Cameron Haynes, and they're shifted over quite a far ways. Their third baseman does not make the throw in time, so that one. He was late, so that's 4 strikeouts for Thor Herring already. Here's a curveball low and away, and Scotty Roth puts that one on the ground, but it's right in front of Dana. She should be able to make this play, and that's out number 3. So remember, Ahmed Khan has a massive nerf to all attributes today, so let's see if we can do anything with him at all. And that's actually a decently hit ball for a player who's been nerfed to only 2 out of 10 at batting, but that throw will be made to Vicky Kawaguchi, and she does get the tag. And Thor swings on the first pitch as usual. That's actually a well-hit ball. Vicky Kawaguchi drops it. The second baseman has it, and he throws it past the pitcher. That ball rolls out of play, and Thor Herring is going to get to second base on a double. Well, normally I don't like having Thor on base ahead of Pete Wheeler, but he is on second, so maybe we can make this work, actually. It's on the outside of the zone, and that's a well-hit ball from Pete Wheeler, but that's going to be right to Barry Bonds, and he is going to make the catch. And Victoria Schamberg is going to hit this right up the middle, right to the pitcher, though, and that's going to be a very quick inning. So just a 1-run lead. It's pretty nice that Thor Herring is already in the zone. Another high and inside pitch, and Ben Old strikes out. That's 5 strikeouts for Thor Herring on just 23 pitches. And this might actually be his best start to a game of the season so far. Here's a 1-2 high and inside pitch, and Fernando Diaz actually rips that down the first baseline. Amir, of course, drops it, but he will pick it up and make the tag at first. I don't know what the heck Amir is doing in our practices, but clearly he's not learning how to catch. And here comes Barry Bonds. I do not want to allow him to have another triple off an error like last time. And that's going to be called a strike. Wow, dubious call from the ump there, but I'm not going to complain. So we turn away Barry Bonds, and we're still holding on to our lead. And that's ripped from Pablo, and that will be a no-doubter home run. Pablo has now had 2 pitches thrown at him, and he sent both of them over the fence. I said before this game started that Pablo and Pete were going to have to step up today, and thankfully Pablo is definitely stepping up. And it's a well-hit ball from Amir Khan, but that is not quite going to be out of here. It's out to Gretchen Hasselhoff, and she makes the out. And I'm not going to lie, it kind of feels like Amir Khan is starting to slump here at the end of the season. And Cameron Haynes puts that one on the ground down the third base line. Sophie Meyer will not make this play in time. That's a bad throw. Cameron actually reaches first. So Cameron keeps finding ways to get on base. And I haven't checked the stats in a couple weeks, but I'm pretty sure he's still one of the league leaders in hits. But that is right to Sophie Myers. She bobbles it though, so we might actually avoid a double play here. Thankfully we do. And this looks like a hittable pitch for Dana Sakula. Well hit ball, and that will land in. The right fielder dives on it, and he elects to throw it to the second baseman. So that'll be a nice base hit for Dana Sakula, I guess. Ahmed's back up again, and if he even gets 1 hit today, I'll be satisfied. Oh, but that is a horrible swing and a miss. So Ahmed Khan does strike out to end the inning, but at least Pablo stepped up to extend our lead. Here's inside curveball, and Zenon Estrada swings and misses. 7 strikeouts now for Thor Herring. And after such a clutch performance last week, it looks like Thor is still in the zone. Let's see if we can get another one. Here's an inside pitch, but Sophie Meyer puts it on the ground. However, she is the pitcher, so she's tired out. She will not make it to first, but Amir drops it. No freaking way. And Amir is just getting embarrassing at this point. And Vicky Kawaguchi puts it on the ground. Hold on, this could be a double play. Pablo flips it to Cameron, and no, Vicky's just way too fast. 0-2 pitch to Gretchen Hasselhoff. She swings and misses. That brings Thor's strikeout total up to 8 on the game. And Thor Herring swings that one. Decently hit ball. I mean, Thor does have some decent contact every now and then, but of course he's just got no speed. And there's a grounder for Pete, and he will make it to first. Victoria's going to take the strike, and Pete's going to steal, and whoa! That was close. Whoever's playing catcher has probably the best arm outside of Mikey Thomas, and that's Scotty Roth, who's only a 5 out of 10 in fielding. And Victoria does put that in play, so Pete Wheeler is going to head to third, and Vicky is not going to tag up, so Victoria is safe at first. And here comes Pablo with a chance to extend our lead even further. He's already hit 2 dingers today. Why not a third? But that is going to be a grounder. Pete is coming home anyway, and yep, he will make it easily. Victoria's thrown out at second, but that RBI single from Pablo Sanchez makes it a 4-1 game. Swing and a miss, but Pablo is going to try to steal, and he... Wow, I can't believe he actually made that. This catcher is dangerous, man, but Pablo does make it barely. And Amir hits a grounder down the third baseline, and the third baseman just totally overplayed that one. That's ruled a foul. You can't be serious. That really fooled me. I thought that made it past third base, but I guess not. And Amir sends a rocket out there, but it's going to be right to Barry Bonds. No way. And Amir's slump continues, but at least we built our lead. Thanks, of course, to Pablo Sanchez, who's definitely the MVP so far today. And that's popped up by Artie Pimbleton. Oh, man, this actually might be out of range for Heidi Thurman. She has to run over there, and she actually does make the catch. Victoria and Amir, I hope you saw that and took notes. And Scotty Roth puts that ball in play. This will be a tough one for us to field, and yeah, he'll just take first. With plays like that, it's kind of surprising that teams seem to have given up on using the bunt strategy on us. I mean, it would make far more sense than trying to swing for the fences against us. Ben Olds is way ahead of that one. 9th strikeout of the day for Thor Herring. Thor Herring is on the precipice of his 3rd double-digit strikeout performance of the season. And Fernando Diaz puts this one in play, and that's over to Heidi, and she will make the play to Sophie Meyer is probably going to be done soon. It will pitch for Heidi Thurman, but she pops this one up. This could be ruled an infield fly. No, it will actually land, and this thankfully will not be a double play, but it was very close. But unfortunately, we're at risk for another double play being turned here with Heidi on base and Dana up to bat. So Dana pops this one up, and oh boy, maybe I shouldn't have swung for that one. Heidi is out at first, but Dana will actually make it to first. Wow, that was close. If the Giants had gotten a power up there off the double play, that would have instantly turned the game around. And Ahmed puts this one in play, but yeah, that's going to be out number 3, no doubt about that one. So rough day for Ahmed, but thankfully we still have the lead. And Barry Bonds decides to go with the bunt strategy, smart move, and Thor Herring will not make the throw in time, and Amir drops it anyway, so of course it works out for Barry Bonds. So Barry Bonds is going to have his second triple off an error today. That's a bad way to start out this inning because Zenon Estrada does not have a high batting average this season, but he has the power to turn this to a 4-3 game instantly. So here's a high and inside pitch, and Zenon Estrada swings and misses. 10 strikeouts for Thor Herring today. This guy is a machine. Y'all don't even need me to tell you that. You can see it with your own eyes. But he needs to be clutch once again and get us out of this situation. Here's an inside curveball, and Sophie Meyer swings and misses. So that's a season-high 11 strikeouts for Thor Herring today. And I just realized if we get Vicky Kawaguchi out here, this game is over. Here's the 0-2 pitch going with a curveball, and Vicky Kawaguchi puts this one in play. So that's going to score a run, but Cameron Haynes throws it to Pablo, and he makes the tag in time. This game is over. And so it isn't a very impressive score line, but we do handle business against the Giants. We win 4-2. And guys, I don't know what's going on, but the Twins are collapsing. They just lost to the Diamondbacks. So the Twins lose to yet another losing team, and they are officially behind us in the division standings now. So now let's look at our stats on the day. Pete Wheeler did his thing, going 2 for 3. Pablo Sanchez was definitely team MVP. He went 3 for 3 with 2 dingers. Cameron Haynes was 2 for 2, and he got walked. And Heidi and Dana were both 2 for 3 as well. But most importantly, that game was another Thor Herring classic, as he threw a season-high 11 strikeouts on 67 pitches. So that takes us to week 13, and we are playing the Montreal Expos. And the Expos are a pretty solid team this season. They are 7-5. They're just a game behind their division leaders, the Braves, and they really need to win this game if they want any chance of making the playoffs. So they've got Maria Luna and their pro players Vladimir Guerrero. They've also got Marky Du Bois, but he does have a big nerf today. And they have some other really solid players as well, like Derek McHattery and Sheila Basanti, and Whitney Singh in left field. So this is definitely a talented and hungry team we're facing today. But thankfully, we are facing them in front of the home crowd, and we're riding a 3-game win streak. That's also not to mention that Thor Herring is coming off what was arguably his best performance of the season. So here's an 0-1 pitch, and Sheila Basanti puts that one in play. That's going to be a bunt, and I think she actually will make it. Yeah, that'll be a single. And their base runner is going to steal successfully. Outside pitch, and Derek McHattery rips that one over to Pete Wheeler, and he's going to throw it into Amir, who makes the catch. So we do get the out, but they have a runner at third. And Vladimir Guerrero's been hitting pretty well this season with a 4.52 average. He's worked it to a full count, so we're going to go with a slow ball on the outside because he's got a close stance, and he swings and misses. And while he swings and misses, that ends the inning, and they strand a runner on third, so that was great for us getting out of that. And Pete Wheeler puts this one on the ground. That is right to their second baseman, though, but he drops it, so Pete's going to take first. And you know what? Pete's just going to take second. Marky Du Bois wasn't paying attention, I guess. So Pete's going to get credit for a very cheesy double. And you know what? Why not try stealing third? Let's see if Pete can make it. He is going to get there. Looks like, ooh, wow, just barely. Ooh, and that's a bad swing and a miss for Victoria. That was a high pitch. Pitch down the middle. Pablo rips that one up the third baseline. That's in the outfield, and Pete will score easily. And after that RBI single by Pablo Sanchez, here comes Ahmed, who is feeling much better than he did last week. And that's a good-looking pitch on the edge of the strike zone, but Ahmed pops up, and why did I lead off with Pablo? This could be really, really bad. And that is going to be caught by Marky Du Bois, and no way. He was in the middle of the base path, so Pablo just ran into him. Wow, after he started off that inning so perfectly, we just handed the Expos a double play. And just like that, I am not confident at all in this 1-0 lead. 0-2 pitch to Whitney Singh, and she puts that one on the ground, and she will beat the throw to first. In fact, we won't even get a chance to throw to it. But Maria Luna pops this one up. Can we make this play? Thor Herring runs over, and he gets the out, throw it to first, and we get the double play. Let's go. Okay, now I feel confident again. And just like us, the base runner let off way too far on a pop fly, and they pay the price. And Ibrahim Muhammad puts this one on the ground, and he is pretty slow, so I think we will be able to throw him out here. Dana throws it to Amir, and I am so sick of Amir, guys. This is ridiculous. And, of course, Marky Du Bois uses the crazy bunt. See, it's always our errors that lead directly to teams using power-ups on us. And that goes all the way out to right field, so even though Ibrahim Muhammad is not fast at all, he's going to make it home to tie up the game. So thanks, Amir. That one is literally your fault. And Eric LeBeau smacks this one right over to Cameron, who should be able to make this play. He throws it to Amir, who decides to catch it. Thank you, Amir. It's almost like you remembered you're playing baseball for once. So our power-up is a screaming line drive. And Amir, you owe us one here, but that is a grounder right in front of the catcher. But Amir might be fast enough. No, he's not. And Cameron Haynes has a nicely hit ball for him, but that's right to the third baseman. That's going to be out number 2. right up the middle, but that's right to the second baseman. He dives on it, but he will make this throw in time, and Markey drops it, so Heidi will be safe. I guess before the game, Amir and Markey decided to have a competition to see who would be the worst first baseman. And Dana smacks that one up the middle, but the shortstop is in position, out number 3. So predictably, the bottom of our order does nothing to take our lead back. And Sheila Basanti lays down a bunt, but that is right to Thor Herring. Thankfully, he should be able to make this play. Amir catches it, out number 1. And Dirk McCattery is way ahead of that one, strike 3. So Thor Herring is up to 3 strikeouts on the day, and here comes Vladimir Guerrero. And Vladimir Guerrero rips this one down the third baseline. Heidi dives on it. She makes the throw, and Amir does catch it. Thank you. That's out number 3, and we prevent the Expos from scoring again. Quick first pitch swing from Thor Herring. You know how we do it. That's right to the shortstop, and he will throw to Markey for the out. Remember, guys, I'm trying to preserve Thor's stamina here, and of course clear the bases for Pete Wheeler as well. And that is smacked by Pete Wheeler right to the second baseman, but Pete will not make it there. Wow, okay, that's surprising. That's really too bad, but here's a hittable pitch for Victoria Schamberg, and that is a fly out right to the shortstop. Good catch. It's out number 3. And that was a pretty quick 1-2-3 inning for the Expos. Nice job by them. It's an outside pitch, and that is called a strike by the ump. And Winnie's got a closed stance. We're going to go with a left hook inside, and she swings and misses. Back-to-back strikeouts for Thor. And as usual, Thor is picking it up when we need it the most. That's a swing and a miss from Maria Luna. Thor retires the side. That was one of his best innings of the season, and even better, the best part of our batting order is up next. And Pablo just pops that one up, but that might fall in. That's over the third baseman's head, and the left fielder will not be able to catch up in time. So that's not a signature dinger, but that's actually a pretty nice base hit for Pablo. And here comes Ahmed. That one's low in the zone, smacked by him out to the outfield, and that's actually past the left fielder, so Pablo is going to round to third, and Pablo is safe on third, so runners at the corners, no outs. And you know what? With Amir slumping and runners at the corners, we're going to use the screaming line drive here. And that is definitely a hittable pitch, so screaming line drive laid down by Amir Khan. Pablo is definitely going to make it home, and we take the lead back. It's now 2-1. And that one could almost get over the fence, not quite, and all runners will hold with the bases loaded, still no outs. And actually that sucks because that was only a 2-time use screaming line drive, so now the bottom of our order is going to have to figure out how to get all these base runners home. Heidi Thurman puts that one in play, and that's ruled an infield fly, even though that was right to the shortstop anyway. And that pitch is low in the zone, and Dana, oh no, this could be really, really bad. It goes right to the pitcher. He bobbles it. Ahmed actually will make it home. They got the out at third for some reason, so Ahmed will score on that fielder's choice. Best of all, we also avoid getting a double play turn on us. And Thor Herring just puts that one down right in front of the catcher. This should be a very easy out, but that's a bad throw. The pitcher dives on it, and everyone's going to be safe. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to let it happen. And Pete Wheeler's up now. This actually could be interesting, but that will be a pop fly. That's probably going to be an out, and that is out number 3, but thankfully we take our lead back. Ibrahim Muhammad puts this one on the ground. This is going to be a very easy play. Even compared to Thor, he looks slow. And Marky DuBois puts this one on the ground that goes right to Heidi, but she overplays it. She has to go back for it, makes the throw to Amir, and he catches it. So thankfully, Amir's been cleaning up his act in recent innings. And Eric LeBeau decides to bunt. Smart move, but he is not that fast. Thor makes the throw, and that's going to be out number 3. Good A-B so far from Victoria Schamberg. She's worked into a full count. And this pitch is in the strike zone, so we got to swing for it. That is a infield fly right to the shortstop. Nice play. That's a hittable pitch on a 1-2 count, but Pablo pops up, and Markey will be able to get there in time. Out number 2. Ahmed, it's up to you to give us more insurance. And that's in the strike zone there. Ahmed Khan rips it down the third baseline, and that is going to be a home run. That was nearly foul. So that gives us a 4-1 lead, and man, what a season Ahmed is having. And Amir smacks that one out to shallow left field, and that is caught off the alley-oop. Man, Amir just can't catch a break. So that solo shot from Ahmed does give us a bit more insurance, but it's still only a 3-run lead. That's a bunt from Sheila Basanti to lead off, and Thor will make this play. No, the throw will not be in time. And part of the reason I'm still concerned is because, remember, the Expos did turn a double play on us. So for all we know, they could still have some crazy bunt swings left. So we're going to have to be very careful pitching to them here, and that is a grounder from Derek McCattery up the middle. And come on, how do we not make this play? There's no way. The runner's heading to third, and she will be safe. I can't believe it. But that's a grounder from Vladimir Guerrero. Amir Khan is going to throw it home to Dana Sakula, and she makes the tag at home. Okay, that's one out. And, yep, just like I thought, there's a crazy bunt. Thankfully, it only goes out to right field, and there's some confusion. And what the heck is that glitch? Well, we get the out at first. I have never seen that glitch before. That was caused by both Wally Evans and Vladimir Guerrero sliding into second at the same time. Let me know in the comments if you've ever gotten that glitch before playing this game. That was funny. Well, the good news is that nobody scored on that play somehow, and if we get this last out, this game is over. And here's the inside left hook. Whitney Singh We didn't light up the scoreboard or anything, but we win 4-1. That's our 4th win in a row. And guys, the Twins are collapsing. They just lost 2-1 against the Braves, which means that we just clinched our division and a playoff berth. I can't believe it. Not only did the Monsters turn it around and win double-digit games in the regular season, but we also made the playoffs. That is insane. This must already be the single greatest single-season turnaround in league history. And before we jump into the final game of the regular season, let's take a look at these stats. Pablo Sanchez 2 for 3. Ahmed Khan also 2 for 3 with a dinger. And aside from that, we don't really have any other impressive batting stats, but we just took care of business. And Thor Herring was once again at his best when we needed him to be, as he had 6 strikeouts and we also only let in 1 run. And I just can't believe we're heading into the final game of the regular season here with a playoff spot already secured. I still want to win this last game though, but it's going to be a tough one against the humongous Melonheads. And we didn't run into them last season, but they were actually one of the best teams in the league last year, as they did finish 10-4 last regular season. And statistics-wise, they actually had some of the best hitters in the league. If you take a look at their lineup, you'll see that they are no joke. They have players like Chico Papas, Zena Fromm, Marcellus Marks, who we all know is a beast. Jim Thome is their pro player. They've also got Jane Davis. What's crazy though is that they have taken a step back this season. They are just 7-6 currently. They're currently just 1 game behind the Rangers, so this is a serious must-win game for them. Thankfully though, their starting pitcher Olga Tollefson has a massive nerf today to both her batting and running stats. And yeah, I'm just going over these attributes, and it's kind of crazy how many 10 out of 10 batters there are on this team. And unfortunately, Pete Wheeler does have a small nerf to his batting and a bigger nerf to his fielding stat. But Thor Herring has activated the clutch attribute. He's up to a 4 out of 10 at batting. He's got a small boost to his running and even his pitching stats, but he's also at a +6 fielding. This is a huge game coming up for Thor. Without further ado, let's jump into this game. Monsters versus Melonheads. And if you had told me last season that eventually we'd be facing the Melonheads, with us already having secured our spot in the playoffs and them fighting for a chance to even make the wild card, I would have told you were crazy. There's the pitch, and Pete Wheeler puts the ball on the ground. Thankfully, his running stat did not get nerfed, and he will make it to first. And Victoria Shamberg puts that one on the ground right in front of the catcher, but Pete will advance to second. Here is Pablo Sanchez, and he just pops that one up. Come on, Pablo. And that's out number 2. But you know what? I don't fear Jim Thome's arm, so Pete's just going to take third. Hittable pitch to Ahmed Khan, and he sends that one up the middle, and their center fielder will not be able to catch up to that one, so this is going to be an RBI. Ahmed is rounding second. You know what? Let's send him to third. This will be an RBI triple to start off the game for Ahmed Khan. Let's go. So it's a great start for Ahmed, and hopefully it inspires Amir to break out of the slump he's been having. Hittable pitch right to the pitcher. Ahmed's going to go home to bait them, and no, she doesn't fall for it, so it's out number 3. Amir's slump continues, but at least we're out to an early 1-0 lead. And Nan Porter pops that one up to Cameron Haynes, and he gets under it and makes the catch. Chico Papas pops that one up on the first pitch, and Cameron Haynes and Pablo are both heading for it, and Pablo